What it do? Welcome back to another episode of the Powerful Fitness Podcast. You know what I'm saying? The best in the Midwest. And, man, we got on a straight gangster today. Caleb, young Simba, Woodside.
Young Simba, baby.
So, episode number 10, let's get it popping. We're going to talk, you know what I'm saying, talk about fights we got coming up, talk about, you know, the ladies we got, you know what I'm saying, blowing up the phones and just kidding.
Don't get too much trouble now.
Right, I just said that to make my woman mad. All right, so what's up, Caleb, man? How you been, bro?
I've been good. Just been chilling. Training a lot.
Oh, so, matter of fact, I forget that a lot of the people that's watching this, they might not even know you are. So let's talk about,
you know
what I'm saying? They might live under a rock. So let's talk about, you know, where you're from, you know, who is Caleb Woodside?
Well, I think at this point, if you don't know who I am, you are fucking Patrick Starr, and you are an asshole. But Caleb Woodside, been training 5 years. Quite the ladies' man, quite the fighter. I can be a lover and a fighter. It depends on what you want me to be that day. But just a guy that walks around with a warrior's mindset. I mean,
So you claim Cape is your hometown?
Yes, I wear Cape with pride. I don't know. There's a lot of people, when you talk to them, they say, you know, fuck Cape. I hate Cape. Cape's made me who the fuck I am.
Right.
I feel like if you're in a good part of L.A., I'd be a pussy. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up in the suburbs, that makes you in a sense.
I don't know, bro. L.A. is not safe.
The nice part of L.A.
L.A. is for the gang members.
Yeah, if you go to the wrong side. You go to the wrong side, you got to watch what you wear.
No, they said L.A. is getting really dangerous, like really dangerous. Joe Rogan was just talking about this on his podcast. Like, it's dangerous
well,
there.
I heard they'll do some unbelievable shit in the bad parts of L.A. They'll do like just weird shit, like throw shit at you and just weird stuff like that. Yeah, like the homeless
straight
people
monkeys out there.
Well, when me, Gavlin, and Jen went to California, they had a homeless dude that would sit outside. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but they had a homeless dude that would sit outside the fucking gym, and they let him protect the gym because people would come shit on the doorstep and just try to fuck up the gym. So they let one homeless dude stay there, and they're like, look, you can stay here. We won't bother you. Just don't let people fuck up the shit.
Wow.
So, like, you'd leave the gym late at night, and he'll just be there laying there. You'd show up, and, like, he was, like, the protector of the
Guardian
gym.
of the galaxy.
But, yeah, Caleb Woodside, train, fight.
How old are you?
22.
22 years young. Man.
22 and a half. But
and a half. You know you young when you say stuff like that, and a half.
Yeah, fuck. But, you know, I'm young, but did you see the dude in the UFC that just fucking got signed at 17?
Yeah.
I was jerking off every day at 17. I wasn't doing shit. I just started training.
I wasn't doing shit either. I was working at Denny's.
Yeah,
dishwasher.
Drugs and alcohol, just being a loser. Like,
right.
You know, because 17 is when I started training. Like, as soon as I turned 16,
man,
I was being
props to that kid, but that kid is ugly. That kid was, I'm like, why is his face shaped like that?
Something's wrong.
And who pushed his nose backwards like that?
He had to have some form of like hills have eyes, cleft lip or something.
And then he had like the weird. He sounded all weird. And I'm like, why does this dude? I'm like, this is just a weird, weird little kid, man. Maybe he's been beat up too many times. I don't know what's going on with this kid, but
if you're as ugly as that, you're gonna be in the UFC by 17.
For
you're
sure.
Not getting no pussy. You don't got any friends. You're gonna just.
You don't care about getting punched in the face or nothing. Like, man, that's
you don't
just.
give a fuck.
But yeah, props to him. I mean, I think that I still don't see why. It's like that's a major milestone and a goal for people to do things at a young age. But at the same time, imagine if he would have, taken his time.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll see how quick he can climb the ladder.
And I hope he does. But the thing is, how do I say? It's not that you get one chance, but people remember you. So if you come in too early, there's been a couple guys that came in too early and just got fucked up bad, and then their career shattered because they lowered their confidence.
What's his, Chase Hooper?
Yeah.
Chase Hooper.
Doo-Ho Choi's another one, too. Doo-Ho Choi, he came up when I was younger, around 14, 15, and they sent him up fast. They're like, oh, he's the Korean Superboy, and they sent him in there with Cub Swanson. Cub gave him brain damage, fucked him up.
Wow.
He fought again, got knocked out by Jeremy Stevens, more brain damage, then he fought again and got knocked out again.
Right.
And he was supposed to be a future star, future champion. Now he's not shit. Nobody knows who he is
anymore. He's not shit.
He's done. I mean, I hope he's not, but in the sense that when you get knocked out 3 times bad or not beat, you like get your ass whooped once and it goes all the way to decision and then get starched twice, dude, that's not good for your brain.
Yeah, man. I thank God I've never been knocked out before. Cause
have you ever been dropped? Like sparring?
I got dropped one time in an MMA fight, which it was really because he caught me off balance because I was throwing.
You ain't gotta lie to me, bro.
you ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta. No, it was round 2. We come out. I throw a kick. a leg kick, and at the same time he does a fucking Superman punch. Boom. I mean, yeah, he rocked me because after the fight, I didn't even remember that part.
Did you fight GSP?
Keith told me about it. Keith was like, yeah, when you got dropped in round 2. I said, I didn't get dropped. What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, bro, you got dropped. And I started to think, I started to go over in my head. I was like, oh, shit, he did. Like, but I recovered quickly. But then he got me in a guillotine. And I was so exhausted. Even if I knew how to fight out of it, I didn't even have the energy to fight out of it.
Not that you show it, but what always impressed me about you,
that kid ain't fighting anymore. So
yeah, you've got a hidden, like the samurai behind you. You have a hidden warrior spirit behind you that you don't show because your fight style don't really have to show it because you're so swift movement. You're hard to catch. But I mean, I've sparred with you many a times. I seen you in a couple good, close, good, tough fights, and never once have I seen you broke. Never once, and not one of your fights have I seen that look in your eyes to where I'm like, oh, Willie's done.
Like he's given up, yeah.
Like Willie's quit.
He's defeated. Nah, never.
That's inspiring in that sense, you know?
Well, I mean, and I feel like also, using your brain the way you should in a fight, like every, wise instructor will tell you, it's a thinking man's game. Mm-hmm. So, when you stay focused, you don't have to pull out that grittiness that requires no type of thinking. You see a lot of fighters, they let go of all thoughts and just, and they just go ham and I mean, if you get in that flow state, that's cool, but
only gets you so far.
It only gets so far.
Once you get to those high level guys, like what they're saying about Hazmat, once you reach Hamzat, once he reaches that pinnacle, like they're talking about going up to middleweight, they're like top 10, he'll start you. Once you get to like that top 5, top 3, you can't just run up and shoot a shot on those guys. Those guys know how to defend. They know how to work. You're not just going to be able to try to play bully ball with these guys. But on another note, everybody's asking what's in my cup.
What's in that cup, man? What's in that cup? What you sipping on, man?
This makes me go 12 rounds with Ron.
Sheesh. Okay.
I get this. I'm ready to go 12 rounds with Francis.
They don't want to know what's in my cup. I'm fighting in 3 days, so I got to stay. You know what I'm saying?
You might, yeah. They might have to use side of your ass if you drink.
No, what are you drinking though?
If you want me to be honest with you, I don't know. Augustine came home drunk late last night. And I was like, you know what? I was like, let me take a shot before the pod. It just helps me talk.
Let me take a shot.
And he came in. He's like, bro, this is it. And he already had it in the cup for me.
So like, you don't even know what it is.
No, I'm not questioning.
Some of that Jamba Juice.
Tastes like I guess like some flavored whiskey.
Okay.
Like a little bit of flavor, which I don't like. I like dark. I just like drinking it pure.
I like Hennessy.
Yes,
with
Hennessy.
Red Bull.
Never had it with Red Bull. I've always had it.
Well,
with
Coke. I don't mix it. I just chase with the Red Bull.
See, why the fuck would you do this? Confuses me because I do Vegas bombs too, and they throw energy drinks in this. What confuses me about myself and about what you just said is how the hell do you go from feeling down and up at the same time? Red Bull and alcohol, one puts you down, one got you.
Well, Hennessy don't put me down. Hennessy, it wakes me up. It gets me going.
Dude, I get they call me Wilt stumbling. I start stumbling around everywhere.
But whiskey is whiskey will make me tired, and I get too drunk when I drink whiskey too. When I drink Hennessy, it's like no matter how much I drink, I won't get too drunk.
Yeah, I've never been an aggressive drinker though. Like where you get drunk and you want to fight everybody, or you start drinking, you're like just that mean guy.
Oh, I definitely have been. That's also why I don't like drinking whiskey. I'll get aggressive real quick.
Willie Nagano is just acting crazy.
For real.
No, I only had one bad moment, but someone was picking on my cousin and it raged me out. And I freaked out. Yeah.
I mean, that's self-defense.
Like someone picking on Ash, like someone not saying that people could just pick on him, but saying someone tries
to
start
they
Ashley,
couldn't.
You're there.
Not
you're
if
gonna
I'm
be
around.
Like, yeah, you're
They're
gonna
getting
be like,
head kicked.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, dude, who the fuck you think you are? I'm Willie Henderson, okay? The Rainmaker.
So you're fighting November is it the 5th?
That's what's confirmed.
No, okay, November the 5th in Cape Girardeau. So you have an opponent or?
Yeah, they got me a 1-1 guy, which I told you again, I don't want to fight at 45 no more. Now that I'm putting on muscle, Danny, when we work out, Danny's the first hour, all it is fucking lifting bricks, putting them up here, slamming the sledgehammer. It's all like that Rocky Balboa in the cabin workouts, just to bulk up. And I don't think I can make 145 healthy anymore. I think I'm going to be like the Max Holloway, all drained, sucked up, and that's not good for 24 hours, you know what I mean?
I mean, dude, if you're walking around above 170, like, that's a hard cut, man.
That's a very hard cut. But the thing is, and this is like, I know D-Ray's going to watch this. I imagine Johnny's going to watch this, and I love them. But, dude, after this fight, when I speak on that mic, I'm going to say, hey, I love y'all, but I got to go away for a little bit. I don't want to be in Cape no more. And I respect that, but My dreams, every day I wake up thinking outside of Cape. Thinking of, imagine if I could get a fight here. Imagine if I could get a fight in LA. Imagine if I could get a fight in Nebraska. That's what I want, because I feel like I'm at that level now. And
I mean, we've always traveled and fight.
Yeah, not the dick ride or anything, but dude, when I watch you just fought here, now you're fighting there, and tomorrow you're gonna be there. It makes me jealous.
Kansas to St. Louis to my next fight October 29th in Memphis. So yeah, I just got another title fight October the 29th in Memphis.
Wow.
So,
but who wants it? Like, that's the mindset you're at now. Who wants it? I'm about to go pro soon. Who fucking wants it?
And then December the 10th, I'm fighting for another belt. I have to look it up. I done forgot, but it ain't close to here. It's far away. So
not to get too personal, but I remember we was in the car drive one time, and we were going. You stayed in Chaffee. You stayed in Chaffee. It was like 4 years ago, man. You stayed in Chaffee. We're on the car ride, and I don't know how personal you got on this podcast, but you're talking about your battle your battles that you were battling 4 years ago. You're like, man, it's not as easy as you think. Like, this is kind of who I am, and it's a battle every day, dude, and it bothers me. To see you now, dude.
Right, when I was popping pain pills.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how further you went.
Stay away from them pain pills, kids.
You were in a relationship with a girl that you kind of frowned upon at this time. You were like already in a relationship for a while, and you're like, I want to change, but she's still the same, but I'm still popping pain pills. And to watch you now, and you're like, oh, I fight in Memphis, I fight in Las Vegas, and I fight in Europe. And it's like, you're like making it seem like it's nothing. But that guy that's 4 years ago, if he heard you talk like this now, he'd be proud of you. He really would.
You know, like I tell everybody, fighting is what saved my life. Martial arts is what saved my life. If not for martial arts, I believe I still would probably be addicted to pain pills and probably would be dead or, in prison or something. Like, for real.
Can the camera see this?
Yep, if you put it on the front view.
All right, so he has it on the front view. Dude, you gotta fucking turn your hip over, dude. No, you gotta turn that hip over, bro. You
gotta turn over that hip, bro. That knee, bring it across, bro.
Nah, man, you got the most beautiful head kick stoppage I've ever seen. By far.
It was pretty nice.
But also, by the way, I've never seen nobody.
I mean, imagine if it was an MMA fight. You know he wasn't gonna get back up because I was on his ass. Like, I would have came up, boom, hit with one more punch, and the ref would have been.
MMA feels so live, though. Like, that one MMA fight I had I felt so alive. Like, it didn't feel limited. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, a lot of guys, when you clinch up with me, I don't got to do anything. I'll just sit there and just defend knees and just wait till the ref breaks me up. When the dude was shooting, I was very conscious of the fact. I was like, oh, I got to defend now because this ain't going to stop. Like,
yeah.
If I don't defend the takedown, he's just going to push through. And like I was saying, I really hope Keith watches, but Keith's one of my favorite sparring partners, one of my favorite training partners, because the fact that he'll push the pace and try to take me down. And a lot of times he will get that takedown, and he will try to submit me, and he will. And Keith's just such high level on the ground.
Right. That, technical and strong, too, so you know it's going to be a good takedown. It's a price to pay.
It's a price to pay. And it's always, when you're sparring with him, it's always on my mind. And me and Gav have this disagreement sometimes. Like, I was sparring with the heavyweights, and me and Gav was the two lightest guys in there. And there was nobody that was an amateur but me. And I was telling Gav, and I was telling this young kid that was like 14 watching, I was like, man, I can't throw head kicks like I want to. And he's asking me why I bounce so much, because I was bouncing a little bit. And I was like, look, these guys are all heavyweights. I don't have the thought of worrying about a leg kick. So there's no reason for me to worry about they're going to capitalize on my bounce and leg kick me. None of these guys are leg kickers. So I was bouncing a little bit, and I was striking. I was punching. And Gav was like, you got to throw a head kick, this and that. But in that same sense, Gav threw a spinning back kick and got taken down that round. So where I was getting at was not necessarily limiting yourself, but you got to be very conscious of what you're doing. You can't come in just fucking throwing body kicks at a wrestler.
Oh, dude, no.
Because a wrestler's going to catch that and body lock, take you down. So, and the same thing with Keith. When I spar with Keith, I got to limit myself. I can't just come in and kick him in the head 30 times because he's going to take me down, and the fight's over. If he takes me down and gets me in side control, it's very likely, I'd almost say it's 80% sure that he's going to fuck me up, put me in a really bad position. There's a couple times where I got lucky and got up. Or not, I shouldn't say lucky, but used my technique and got up. But why even be there? Why even throw that fucking head kick in the first place and get there when you know you could box with him? Box and defend. My boxing good enough I can box with you. So why fucking come in throwing triple spinning back kicks and fucking get my back taken and sucked?
Right.
You got to be very conscious of that.
Right.
Especially in MMA.
So like me, if I'm sparring or rolling with a guy that's way bigger than me, I'm not approaching it the way I would approach one of my fights against a person that is in my weight class. I'm approaching it as if this is a real, like a street fight, like real self-defense. I'm gonna fight him very practically. I'm not gonna try to use the same approach, the same strategies on a big guy that I would use on a guy that's my size. Like it just,
you know what I mean? It fills the cup. Be whiskey, baby. You put whiskey in the cup, it fills the cup.
We're not endorsing whiskey on this podcast.
You're like, all right, we got to shut this down. This ain't good. You talked about joints. You talked about girls. You talked about whiskey.
You got your publicist over in the corner like,
no, get him out. Get him out now.
Get him out.
They bring in a fucking stereotypical Christian. He's like, God is good.
We're going to say a prayer over this cup.
Yeah. I'm fucking getting thrown out by 3 buff security guards. I'm like, when did Willie get this amount of money that he's got all these people?
I'm saying? I got security guards around here.
There's 20 people over here right now. Why are they here? They're all working.
Y'all didn't know that, but we got a whole entourage back there. They're being nice and quiet for us.
Well, you got your main man Ashley, and he works like 20. He works like 20. He does a great job from what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm looking, he's over here fucking with.
Yeah, definitely couldn't run this by myself.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, fighting 3 days, and I feel great, man.
Well, I expect that.
Or 2 days, my bad.
It's funny, I don't ask you the same questions that I ask other people because of your personality. I don't ask you, are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you gonna be okay? You're almost your confidence is right where you want to be. You know you're gonna win this fight. And
right.
If you're in the UFC and you don't know, you don't want to fucking be there because there's gonna be a guy that you're standing across from and he knows. For all you know, this guy you're fighting in 3 days, he knows. He thinks he's the guy. And your personality clash and me being that guy, you're going to show him. You're going to say, hey, I'm not fucking guy.
This guy, trust and believe.
I watched him fight.
Once he sees me once we get face-to-face at the weigh-ins, he's going to feel that presence, and he's going to know, damn, I'm about to lose this fight.
Some people walked up to me, and they're like, there's a few people that done this. They're like, he's really technical. He really has that shot. He's really technical. And I told him, from my honest perspective, like I was talking to this while I was working out the other day. Me and the boy was talking, and I was like, you know what? And we were talking about that fight, and I said, Willie's gonna starch him. I said, this guy don't have any kill shots. This guy's just technical. He just throws a jab and then throw a leg kick and move. You have kill shots. Though you're technical, you throw kill shots. When you launch that right hand or you launch that head kick, it's not to fucking just score and then move. It's to kill somebody. It's to starch his ass.
Right.
And I think he is technical, and I think he has some pretty techniques, but he's not nobody to worry about. You've been
training for like what? 2 or 3 years. He ain't even been training that long. Like
show him.
I mean,
show him.
Exactly.
Show him.
What was they saying about the last guy I beat? Oh, he's got 30-something fights. He's, ranked like number 1.
Guy.
He's fought across seas and this and that.
He's gonna
defeat you.
And
I made him look like day 1 beginner.
That made me happy. That made me think.
I mean, the thing is, when you really go back and look at that fight, what shots did he land? A couple, like 1 or 2 head shots, and then like he landed 2. The only good shots he landed was 2 good body shots.
There's a lot of movement and picking apart. Move, pick apart, move, pick apart. It's how you want to be.
And I was the one that was cracking him.
From what I seen.
He never cracked me one time.
From what I seen, yes.
He landed 2 really, really good body shots that you could hear them
he
on
don't want
pop.
That fight. His dad wants the rematch.
His dad wants the rematch for sure.
His dad comments on every single post. You could take a picture of you in a fucking Speedo, and he'll be like, my son wears a Speedo better, sign the dotted line. You fucked him up. They wasn't even close.
Yeah, they want the rematch in December.
Fuck you, James Whitaker.
But guess what? I got a different fight. It's the MMA title fight, so I ain't even stunting that. I already done proved my point.
It's an MMA fight? This one's an MMA?
Yep.
Holy shit.
All 3 of my next fights are MMA fights.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, as far as my opponent, the guy I'm fighting here in a couple of days, what is he going to do? I'm longer than him. I'm more experienced. I got more techniques underneath my belt.
You wear HKA gear.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's not going to win.
What is he going to do? Like, he can't outstrike me. He's not gonna beat me on. He can't take me down and beat me on the ground. Like
So the gloves that are on your shirt. Here's the thing. You told me I brought my own gloves. I brought these HKAs because I want to wear my own gloves, so there's not no sweat built in them. I had a choice. I could wear these Cage of Honor gloves that only had one person fight in them, as Michael, or I could wear them when I fought November 8th for the title in Cape. I chose your gloves because the energy you brought that night. I said, I want to wear his fucking gloves. I said, I need it because I could have chose these gloves and their gloves. I got to wear Willie's gloves to knock this motherfucker out. And then I lost them. And the next day, you're like, man, I need my gloves. Yeah. I was like, fuck, I got to go to the fucking arena and find them. And I went in the back. And
you left them at the arena? I thought D-Ray had them.
Yeah, well, D-Ray found them in the back and had them. And I went in the arena and found them. I mean, was looking for them. I couldn't find them. And I called D-Ray while I was at the arena. And he's like, oh, yeah, dude, I fucking took them. And I was like, you trying to steal Willie's shit? Dude, I fucking took him. Ain't nobody have him, dude.
Well, I'm glad he did, because, I mean, if
ain't
no telling who else would have took him,
that retard that don't even box takes them and fucking just holds on
I think these are gloves. Willie just knocked dude out there.
Sells them, you see on eBay for $20K. You're like, what the fuck? When did I get this amount of net worth?
Net worth. So, yeah, how's training been going?
It's been good. It's been really good. Where I've been at in my mind is, and I tell the guys this, cause, and I'm not knocking nobody, but sometimes I feel like they might be good, but they're not putting in enough hours to be a UFC world champion. That is, imagine how many hours Kobe Bryant practiced a day. Probably like six hours a day, probably 7. Where I'm at with my career, as I say, Caleb, you're talented. God blessed you with this incredible talent, but how much work are you willing to put in? Because that's what I avoid. I avoid hard work. I avoid lifting the weights. I avoid doing the push-ups. Because I want to be the guy. Because I throw the side kick and I throw the knees, and I'm like, oh, I just use my agility and my speed, and it works for me. When you get to a high level, a lot of the shit has to do with how much work you put in. And a year ago, I wasn't proud with the work I'd put in. I'd go work out for 2 hours and I'd be okay with it. Or I'd work out for 3 hours and be okay with it. Now, like, for example, yesterday, went to jiu-jitsu at noon, went to work out with Danny at 3 to 5, and I went back to jiu-jitsu at 7. And it's like, how much if there's a class open, I need to fucking be at it. If I'm going to beat Hamzat. When you watch Hamzat fight, he walked up and shot a fucking double leg, and there was no matchup. And that happens a lot of times. The only guy that ever gave Hamzat trouble, and I watch Hamzat a lot. I watch Makhachev, I watch Khabib, because those are the guys that I know that is the kryptonite to my style, the guy that's a good striker. Yeah, they're just going to shoot the double. I was like, the only guy that gave Hamzat trouble was the guy that was a world champion in jiu-jitsu. Because Hamzat was Gilbert Burns.
Oh, yeah,
Watch that fight back. They go in the guard, and Hamzat ends up standing back up, and then he talks about it after the fight. He said, I was too scared to play guard with him. He said, I seen him throw up a quick armbar, and he said, I'm not doing this shit.
Right.
And then had to stand up with Gilbert, and then Gilbert made it a tough fight. What if I'm a great jiu-jitsu player, and I scare Hamzat enough to make him stand up with me, and then I starch him? Very well could be. Gilbert can't throw a fucking spinning back kick. Gilbert can't throw a head kick. Not saying that I'm 20 times better than him, but Gilbert can't do some techniques that I do. And let's go 5 years down the line when I'm 27, Hamzat won't be able to fuck with me if I got solid jiu-jitsu to scare him off to stand up with me. I'm going to starch him. I guarantee it. So where I've been at now is just working hard and really grinding on jiu-jitsu because I don't like jiu-jitsu. I love it. I mean, I tell myself I love it, but I don't like working hard. I don't like doing something that I'm not good.
You still don't?
I love that my competitive is so good that I love it. But let's be real. What would you rather do? Would you rather roll on the ground with a bunch of guys, or would you rather kick somebody in the fucking head? Coming from a striking background, if I'm being real, I'd rather kick somebody in the fucking head. I would just rather do that. I like that. But in this sense,
I just want to beat them.
Fair enough. But
I mean, yes, for as far as energy goes, I would rather conserve energy and keep it on the feet. But I no longer allow myself to think I don't want to go to the ground because it's a waste of energy. I don't want to tie up, Yeah. I stop.
But sometimes, and this is where I'm at, sometimes you want to tie that guy up. If you know you got better cardio than him, I do want to put my body on him.
If it's there, it's there.
Yeah. Like, you got to be whiskey, baby. You got to fill the cup.
Like if you step in deep to throw a jab and say he steps 2 and now your foot is on the outside of his foot, why not take that sweep?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Tyson said this, right? And all the greats, I think, felt like this. Discipline is doing something that you hate like you love it. So when I walk around and I talk to everybody, I fucking love jiu-jitsu because I make myself love it. And one point in time, I had to send a prayer up to God and say, hey, God, I hate this shit. I really do. It was like my first day of jiu-jitsu class. I sat out and I prayed in my car and I said, God, please forgive me, but I hate this shit. Make me love it. Make me love it. And I love the fact that I'm willing to get better rather than the fact that I do jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. I should say it like that, but I love the fact that I'm willing to grind and be in that hard part that I'm not good at. Same thing with lifting weights. So I'm picking up these fucking bricks and I'm swinging a sledgehammer. I hate this shit, but I love it. Does that make sense? Do I sound crazy right now?
Bro, that's how everyone...
I'm doing something that I hate, but I'm treating it like I love it.
Everybody feels. If a person tells you that they would honestly rather go and do a hard-ass workout or sit on the couch and watch Netflix with their chick or, you know what I'm saying, go to the park with their kids or something like that, they lying.
Yeah,
let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Everyone would your brain is naturally inclined to protect you from hardship. Yeah. So I mean that's 100% natural.
I agree with that. Yeah, your ego wants to protect you and make things easy for you.
But
the bitch in your brain wants to make things easy for you. Please don't do this. Please don't lift this weight. You don't gotta be this way. That's
but if you truly want to be a savage, you have to mold your paradigm to love that. Like me, when I'm going through them hard workouts and I feel that burn and it feels like my fucking legs are about to give out, I think to myself,
change from oh no to oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what I want. Yes. I'm getting strong. I'm getting very strong doing this. So, you know, you gotta, you're doing the right thing. You know, forcing yourself to love it.
You know, and you mentioned like going to the park with your kids and you hate it, right? Or no, don't hate it, but it's like I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be having 3 shots with 20 bad bitches and smoking a joint. You know what I mean? Wouldn't? But now I'm taking my kid at the park. I should be working out, but I love my son. And where I've been at is I called my Jordan, his mother, and I said, hey, can we change our schedule around? Because I need days that I'm more free with J-Var. Because I get J-Var Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All 3 of those days I do 3 workouts. And it's like I don't feel like a father, but I feel more like a man that's bringing this kid around with me. Because he don't get no chance to
Guess what? That's actually being a father, though. Never forget that. And it is the great...
Sometimes I do. I feel like shit, if I'm being real with you. And the fact that, like, I'm not here...
Man, you know he's always having a good time.
He is.
He's on the sideline having a good time. And it actually is a great thing. You're taking him You're taking him actually the places he needs to be.
Well, I'm showing him hard work. I can't be here for you right now, son. Look at me.
And to him, it's not hard work. To him, he thinks you're playing. You know what I'm saying? To him, it's all playing. So, I mean, it's arguably better for you to have him those days and take him to that place where you're putting in that work and you're training than to just be sitting at home with them playing video games or whatever else you might be doing.
Hey, how long have we been on? I was going to say, let's do a 4-hour fucking pod. I enjoyed talking to you. I'll stop by. I'll go get another shot. We'll talk for 8 hours today. Because I'm just really enjoying talking to you, bro. I'm just happy that I know I can always hit you up and train, and we can always be training partners. But the fact that I've got you not only as a friend but as a brother, and I can say, hey, Willie, I'm here right now. I'm fucked. Can you please come pick me up? And I've never asked that.
Sorry, but I'm going to class. I got to train. Like, damn, I understand.
Willie, but yeah, in that sense, I'd call my mom next. I'd be a dick if I was like, all right, you got to do what you got to do. Willie's like, fuck you. He's like, you know what? Fuck you.
That last podcast we did was shit. Yeah. Came in drunk, stinking of booze.
Stinking of booze. Your pupils look dilated.
You've been up all night.
You weren't even with girls last night. You're fucking playing the game. Your pupils are dilated and you're drunk. Where you at?
You've been playing Warzone?
No, I don't play. So, like I told you this one time, and I'll fucking buy you one of the games. I swear to God, if you would let me, I'll buy you a $10, $20 game. It's called Dark Souls. You walk around, it's a fantasy land. You walk around with the sword, and you fight.
I heard Ashley over there just made a sound. You play that game too?
About, Ashley?
I know the game.
But dude, you fight a boss, and let's say it like this: the first boss you fight, he's young, he's swift, and he's agile, and he's swinging a blade. And you got to be agile. You got to move, slice. You got to move. He throws us 3 strikes. You got to move, slice. It's one of the hardest games in the world. You type in the hardest games in the world, Dark Souls pops up. And then you fight your second boss, and it's a big fat motherfucker. He throws one shot, but he throws it really hard.
It's like, douche, you're
But
dead.
it's like a fight. It's like, I swear to you, bro, you'll be playing this game, and you'll be thinking, I got a stick move. No, I need to be patient. I need to move around. Oh, this guy, I need to push on him, because he don't like when I push on him. He backs up, and he moves around. That makes me put pace on him. I can back him up against a wall and slice him up. So you're like, I like the game because I'm using what I use in real life. When I'm playing Call of Duty, you can do that too, like be patient, focus, pay attention to what you're doing. When you're playing Dark Souls and you're swinging this fucking battle axe.
Well, when you play Fortnite, boy, you on your toes because you got to build, you got to edit, you're gonna box. Like the box fights are crazy,
Do
man.
you use what you learned in fighting? Like be patient, focus, stay in the moment, fucking build.
I will say this: staying calm.
Yeah, I can't play games.
Like I notice every time I start to freak out, I start making mistakes. I'm reloading my gun too soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm shooting even though I need to reload. But when I just stay calm, man, I do so much better.
Yeah.
So Ashley, you played Dark Souls?
I played the new Elden Ring. Did you play that one?
Let's go. Let's go.
Elden
This is a
Ring.
man right here. This ain't no guy that they ain't dealt with adversity before. This guy played Elden Ring. You deal with a lot of adversity. You deal with over 80 boss fights, okay? Challenging game. But
I like shooting games though. I'm not really into the other.
yeah, but I can't play games as much as I used to. At nighttime I can, but I get really bad anxiety because when I look at my belt, it's a fucking Cage of Honor belt, not a UFC belt. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I finally earned a belt. Like all love for Jin, and I wish Jin well, but what Jin used to have to say is the belts don't matter. You know, the medals don't matter. I hate to say it, they do for me. It makes me feel good.
Of course they do.
Because sometimes I get down on myself and I look over at my belt and I'm just like, Caleb, where the fuck are you at? You did it. You done this. You're here, man. And it's not. It's small, but it's something. It's something that rewards my work. I got 2 trophies hanging up. One's from Augustine winning the IKF belt, and the other one's from me winning the IKF. And IKF's small, but when I look at that, I'm proud of that. And trust me,
should be.
When the girls come in the door, they're asking me, "What's that trophy?"
What's that trophy?
Baby, that trophy right there, that me throwing the look behind
so
you,
you see
Willie.
these?
Look behind you. That's me throwing the head kick right there, baby. That's me. That's me.
You got one this size?
I don't.
Oh, yours is like this size.
Fuck you.
That one's cool too.
I got the mediocre size. Where the fuck did you get this big one at?
That's the Iowa tournament. Remember the 4-man tournament?
You motherfucker.
Remember I had that mug in the front seat with the seatbelt on it.
You had the best performance that night out of all 3 of us, if you remember. You're the guy who walked away unscathed, and you fought 2 matches. So
yours was good too, though.
Yeah, it impressed me. It made me proud. You know, that was my first loss out of 2, and that was my first loss. And I love to say it, but your losses help you a hell of a lot. It helped me a hell of a lot more than my wins did. Because though I learned something from my wins, and you always should, them losses suck and they burn and they hurt and you. Dude, he kicked me in the legs so hard. He kicked me so hard in the legs. I remember when we was driving back from Iowa, dude, I was teary-eyed. I didn't want to let you guys know, but I was in the back seat and I was rubbing my leg and I was like teary-eyed and I was just thinking, dude, this is pain. But guess what I do now? I fucking check leg kicks.
Yeah.
So it's just about learning and adjusting. But, dude, I love this shit. And I was telling the guys yesterday after jiu-jitsu because sometimes I feel like they don't put in they're good. They got talent, but you're not putting enough work. If we got talent,
no one works hard. No one works like me.
Well, that's how you want to be. But what if this IKF belt was a UFC title, and instead of having these, you had a ruby for every title that you defended?
Man.
And imagine
I'd be retired.
We're here. We're going to do this podcast. We're going to go work out. We're going to go have a good time. But imagine if we were in LA right now, and you're like, sorry, Caleb, I have no time for podcast. Or if I told you, Willie, I love you. Tomorrow we can do the podcast, but tonight I got 20 bitches in my house. We're having a party. I mean, after this party, I'm going to go to another club, have a night party, and then we might fucking end the night on a yacht, might pass out, wake up, and then I'll send the yacht back and tell us to go do this podcast. That is the life we can live. That is the life that Willie is only a few years away from living. 4 years tops away from living. But you have to work like that.
Yeah.
Because you could get confident and see this IKF belt or see these medals and be like, oh, I can relax a little bit.
No.
We're not satisfied with this life. We're still in fucking Cape. Let's get out of here.
I ain't even made no damn money yet from this, so.
Yeah, and I don't got no money, and I got 2 cauliflower ears.
Right.
If I walked away right now, I'd feel like a fucking retard. I'd say all you did was make yourself ugly. You could probably beat somebody up in a fist fight. That's nothing. I got to take this shit all the way. I've got to be in L.A. I've got to be with the finest bitches. I shouldn't call them bitches, the finest ladies.
You shouldn't call them bitches.
I got to be with the finest ladies. But can we agree that there's a difference between ladies and bitches?
Yes.
There's some bitches out there.
Yes, 100%.
And unfortunately, I'm usually attracted to the bitches because they're hot and they're easier to get. All you got to have is the cup, baby. If you have the cup, they might come home with you.
Right.
But you just got to tell them they
No, you got to have the belts.
You got to have the belts. Well, I got the belts
and
now.
a chain
I
or
use the
two.
cup.
Where your chain at? Gotta have a chain or two, you know.
I don't got. Do you gotta have 2 pendants? Is that what it takes? You
Yeah.
gotta have 2. So 1 pendant might not get them. 2 pendants will sell them.
Have the money bags on there. Let them know, you know.
Yeah, right. I fucking don't want them chasing me for my fucking money. I'm broke.
But yeah, I mean, for me, bro, I've already, like I've told, Jen, I've told, my other teammates, I've already accomplished what I wanted to in reality. I always wanted to be, a great martial artist. I wanted to be able to defend myself, be comfortable with these, with the fight. And I've reached that. I've won belts, I've won trophies, I've beat some tough opponents. And so in terms of competition, I'm already in a sense satisfied. I'm proud of myself, but right now, what it's about, it ain't even about a UFC belt. It ain't about this belt, that belt. Right now, I need some fucking money. I need to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, this is a career. This ain't no hobby. This ain't for fun. Like, I need to make sure that from the hard years of work I put in martial arts, I get paid well for this.
And that's
so
fair.
That's what it's all about for me.
So Floyd Mayweather said a beautiful quote, and can we agree Floyd Mayweather's top 3 all time, top 5 maybe? Top 5.
Number 1.
Some people say he's number 1. He's undefeated. I would say top 3 in my opinion, just because Ali, just the greatness of certain fighters. And I'm a Tyson rider to the day I die. But Floyd says a beautiful quote. He said, Shane Mosley, man, he always talks about, I just do it for the money and I do it because I'm a prize fighter. He said, what the fuck are we here for? He said, I'm here for money. He said, what the fuck are we fighting at this level for? It's prize fighting.
Prize fighting.
We're making money. I'm here to make money. So for you to say that, you're not wrong. And if money inspires you, money grinds you, whatever inspires you to stand across from the ring with Alexander Volkanovski, and you're inspired and you're ready to win, whether it's money, whether it's this kid passed away when you were younger and it pumps you up, or whatever, your coach pumps you up, whatever you're there and you're confident for, I root for you. As long as you're confident and you're ready to take that step. What bothers me is I don't want to know that there's so much to life and all I've ever experienced was cake before I die. Or all I've ever experienced was averageness until I die.
Right.
Because, I live a good life, but growing up, my whole life was average. My whole life was like kind of living in a trailer court, living on food stamps, fucking just an average lifestyle, kind of below average, I guess, in a sense. But there's guys out here sleeping on yachts with like I said again, with the baddest ladies, with the most money. I want to experience that before I go to heaven's gates. And God forgive me if that's a sin, then let me sin. Just let me experience that.
Just let me sin, he says.
Just let me sin. Let me live that life. That's the life I want to live, and that's the life I feel like my mother deserves and my father deserves. My mother dealt with a lot of shit.
Right, man. You want to retire your mother, you know?
I got a story that pumps me up when I drive. It'll bring tears to my eyes. I'm often a very emotional person when I listen to music and shit. Not saying like I'm a crybaby or I get angry or mad, but I get emotional, whether it's pumped up, little bit of like, damn, like that's how it is. Just because I'm a Pisces.
You got a big heart. Yeah,
I got a big
Pisces
heart.
gang.
Pisces gang. And no, you don't come off as emotional. You might feel emotions, you just don't show them. You're good at thinking outside of your emotions, I guess. You might feel that emotion, but think outside of it.
Yeah, ask my woman. She gets to see it all.
Yeah. And you show your emotions one time to a lady, it's over with.
Dude, y'all have no idea how I act when it's just me and my woman.
I'm the fucking champ. Look at this belt, babe.
No, dude, it's so silly.
The opposite. Like, it's the opposite.
You know how when you talk to a baby, you have your baby voice?
Yeah.
I do that like 90% of the time when I talk with my woman, when it's just her and I.
Well, have you guys been together for over 2-3 years?
We've been together for over 4 years,
Once
going
you
on
get
5.
about that year and a half is when you start using the baby voice. I've used the baby voice before, but it was about a year and a half in.
I use it all the time. All the time. Like,
fucking got a binky and a diaper. I'm like, Willie, who are you? This ain't the Willie I know.
She thinks it's so funny too. She laughs so hard when I act like a baby. Like, dude, I'm dumb, dude. I'll be calling around the house acting like a freaking 2-year-old.
That's some kinky shit. You guys are on some kinky shit. That's some shit I don't know you should reveal to your opponent's gonna hear this and be like, this guy's fucking weird. I ain't fighting this fucking baby boy. But yeah, the story that I was going to tell about my mom, this pumps me up. That I feel like my mom deserves so much more than $60,000 a year. Because she lives good now. Her husband works as a roofer. So whatever money a roofer makes, I imagine it's pretty decent money. and she has a little side gig. But I got a memory when I was 8 years old, and I understood this when I was like 20, and I remember calling my mom crying because I realized what happened. But my mom would walk me, and there's a blizzard back in '08, right? Is that big storm.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well,
That thing was huge.
Yeah, we stayed out in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have a car. We stayed out in the woods, but there's this little country store half a mile down the road. My mom was pregnant with my little brother, Caden, and she's walking me all the way about half a mile, but she's pregnant, and she's a woman. She walks me about half a mile to this little corner store and orders me a burger. And I'm eating, and I vividly remember asking her, Mom, why aren't you eating? And she gave me a bullshit excuse that ain't real. When I was 20, I realized,
hungry or something.
yeah, I realized when I was 20, she didn't have the money. And, dude, that fucking bothered me, that the fact that she was willing to feed me, but she didn't have money to feed herself. Bro, that shit inspires me, bro. That shit inspires. That's more than anything I could win 100 belts, but that right there fucking inspires me. And I think my mom deserves millions of dollars. I want to be able to show my mom a life, and she says, Caleb, this ain't fucking real. Like, is this really happening? I want to be able to show my people that I really feel like
bring her a suitcase with 100,000 in it.
It's not real. Like, she's like sitting here like trying to like think, and it's like, is this really happening? That's what I want to be able to give to her one day. And dude, I promise you, unless God takes me away and God says, hey, this ain't for you, Caleb, I need you to do this, I'm going to get that. I don't care. Whatever happens in my career, I am going to ride that out, and I'm going to get that for her above everybody. It's my mom and my son. Them other people that I'm like, man, I want to give them everything.
Same.
And it's just so much, dude. It bothers me a lot. That's why I grind. When I don't want to grind, that's why I grind. I start looking for shit. My mom, my dad.
Well, that's why you do it.
Well, and Jen gave me a good quote because I used to tell him this, and he says, no, Caleb. No, Caleb. You're not talking. No, Caleb. No, Caleb. You know you got to do it for yourself. And that was like way back when I first started training. He was like, you got to do it for yourself. So I started fighting for myself. And though I fight for myself, I also got the ability to fight for others.
Exactly.
Right? This
the strong fights for, the strong fights for themselves and the people around them.
So Willie came back from drug addiction, really came from having the subpar lifestyle, and now he's here. That fucking pumps me up. That pumps me up. Dude, that fucking pumps me. When I walk in and I see these medals and I see this belt and I see this emblem and that emblem and these trophies, that fucking pumps me up. I'm not the guy that's like, I want that. I hate Willie. I think he's a bitch. You don't deserve it. I'm like, well, let me get like Willie. Let me get these. I want these. Am I wrong for that?
No.
I want this. I want that. I want these. Let's fucking work for it.
To be inspired by the people around you, and the people that
I don't want to say greatness because you'll start pumping yourself up. I don't want to say I'm inspired by greatness, but I'm inspired by good people.
I mean, it's greatness if you ask me. It's
Well, by no means to put you down, but you're on your way to greatness. We know greatness is $100 million and then the big belts, but you're on your way. This is what greatness looks like. When you're on your way to greatness, this is how it should look.
Right.
And I hope that for you.
But yeah, the money is really what drives me the most. Well,
the life drives me the most. When I look at the lifestyle you can live.
The money is what makes me get up and train twice a day. Even though I trained twice yesterday and the day before and the day before, and I'm sore, and I know I need I need to sleep longer that day, this and that, because I need to get paid to, provide for my family. If I already had $1 million in my bank account, I wouldn't be training crazy like this. I'd rather put in less time working out and more time just like going to more classes. Like, I don't know. It's
harder to get up when you're sleeping on silk sheets. That's what Marvin Hagler said.
Right.
So when you're sleeping in you got everything already. You got all the money.
If I had all the money, I would put more time into this podcast. I'd rather be sitting here talking to a
making
friend.
$100 million than fighting for your fucking life.
Right, exactly.
I love training. I love this, but it's gonna come to a point that you're fighting a guy that's trained a lot too, and he's mean too, and
that's every fight.
You slump him in 30 seconds. You're still fighting for your fucking life. This guy was ready to fight. Like when Jose Aldo knocked out McGregor, don't get it twisted. Jose Aldo's a fucking killer. No, he knocked him out in 13 seconds. Conor McGregor was very ready to put his life on the line. Or when Adesanya fought Gastelum in that 5th round, he said, I'm ready to die. When Adesanya said that. And, dude, that's very likely to happen. That's a potential chance that you will be in there and your eyes are all busted up, your lips swollen. You're like, you know what? this motherfucker's gonna have to kill me because my pride's too much and this money means a lot to me. I need this money. So
I mean, me personally, would it be awesome to go down in history and my name never be forgotten? Sure. But honestly, I don't care about that because when I'm dead, I'm not going to be around listening to everyone talk about me, you know? So like I said, it's about getting enough money to provide for my family and live the lifestyle I want to live.
Yeah. I want it to be like a GTA game. Genuinely, I want to start from the bottom, not have much.
GTA
and help out everybody. Help out. I literally want to go back, and that guy that helped me out when I was fucking 16, 17, 18, be like, hey, man, let's not talk about this, but this is what you deserve, because I remember that time you helped me out.
Be able to put other people in position to be successful in their life as well.
People that don't even think that I'm going to give that to them. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be back. All I need is 100 mil, because if I get a mil, I ain't giving you shit. I ain't got enough to give everybody. I need a lot of money, and I'll come back, and I'm gonna be like fucking Robin Hood. That's my goal in life, is to be Robin Hood. Come back, help out everybody that looked out for me. I could give a fuck's less about the people after me. I'd want to build up my son and say, son, your job is the same job that I had. Give your son a good life and give your mother a good life, and let's just keep and then tell your son to do that. We'll just keep on continuing this.
Yeah, spread the wealth.
Do you want Willie to be a fighter?
Mm-mm.
You don't want him to?
Hell no,
I'd rather walked up to you and said, Dad, I want to fight.
Let's grind. Let's do it. But I would rather him make money with his brain. I'd rather him make money playing video games or, you know, making video games or being a scientist or, you know, I don't want him to have to work hard like this and go through. I don't want him to have to fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, you know, I have him in, you know, jiu-jitsu and I had him in taekwondo for years. You know, I'm always going to make sure he knows how to fight, you know, which he already does. So, you know, but I don't want him to have to fight. I want him to be able to do what he loves doing, you know, whatever it is. You know, right now he loves video games. So, you know, he's only 11 right now. He's about to be 12, but I think when he's like 13, you know, he might start streaming, which I told him if he can figure out what are all the laws around it. I mean, I got the computer. I got everything he needs to stream right now. So I told him he can start streaming, but he's going to have to be more responsible and you know, he's going to have to step it up. It's not going to be as easy as just turn on your console and just goof off with your friends. Like you got to know what you're doing.
You got to present, you got to show up at a certain time every time and there's a lot to it. There's an unbelievable amount to it. But yeah, I feel the exact same way. When I think about Jigga, if he walked up to me and he was like, you know what, Dad, I want to be a fighter. And I'd say, hey, go back. Let's give it a couple years of good work and then I'll ask you again. But
martial arts is always going to help a person in their life, no matter what they want to do. If you want to be a doctor, I guarantee you doing martial arts is going to help you with your discipline and your self control to actually do what needs to be done.
Tyson said there's an interview with Cuss, and he said, I could retire now and I could use, you know, he talks with the lisp. He said, I can use whatever I learned from boxing and I can go to all these different places and do this job. Because what you learn from fighting is the same shit. Stay focused, be patient, work hard, grind. You learn all these things from fighting that you take everywhere else. I can be fucking running a daycare and use what I learned from fighting.
Hold on now. Don't be punching on kids.
All right, kid, you gotta fucking move. Check, what the fuck? You're not checking. Time out. You're not fucking checking the leg kicks. Get out of here, kid.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, what else you got going on in life?
Can I be honest with you?
Just sitting around playing video games.
I can't even play video games. I get anxiety too bad now. I play games at nighttime. When it's late at night, I'll play for a couple hours. But I train so Tuesday and Thursday is the only time I don't train 3 times a day. And that's the reason why is I teach the boxing program for the kids at 4 to 6. If I wasn't doing that, I think I'd spend my time training. But, dude, all I need is to smoke a joint or smoke a blunt. You know I am. Criticize me. I hate you. Smoke a blunt every month, every couple weeks or a month. Find a pretty girl, have sex with her because I don't need a relationship. That's not what I want. But joint, have sex, train, make sure my son's okay. That's all I need until I'm a superstar. Okay. And I think every day is very repetitive for me, and it's fun for me. But every day's the same. It's fucking grinding. I did shrooms one time, and I'm lying. I did shrooms a lot, but the last the last 3 times I tripped, it was the same thing. It said, Caleb, You're using me to escape this hard fight of life. I need you training. God sent you here for this. You're a warrior. I need you working hard. I need you training. Don't ask why. This is what you're sent to do. You're trying to smoke weed. You're trying to get drunk. You're trying to have sex with women. You're trying to spend time with other people rather than your son because it's easy to do this. But we didn't send you for the easy part. We sent you for the fucking war. We sent you to fight for your people. I need you to do this. And it was that time, like 3 or 4 times. It was the same trip every time. I'd end up in my car crying because it felt so much. It's so powerful. Like, Caleb, you are a warrior. I need you training. I need you grinding. Quit fucking getting drunk. Quit getting stoned. Quit kicking it with women. I need you to do this. This is what I sent you here for. You're trying to escape the fact that this life is hard and you're trying to do everything but grind. Fucking put your face down and grind. And when dude, it hit hard, and now that's my mindset. It's like, try to stay, I'm having a shot, it's a good time. But I'm not getting drunk every other day. I'm not fucking just sitting around smoking all day. I'm like, when can I train? Train today? All right, this much? All right, let's do it. And so training first. Don't think I'm a shitty father, but and I was telling Jordan I want to change my schedule around because right now I'm a father second. Because I get jigga on the days that I'm training hard, like really hard. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm fucking grinding. I want to be able to get jigga Saturday, Sunday to where I can be a father. Because right now, it bothers me, though you say that, I still don't feel like a father sometimes. Because it's like I feel like I'm just bringing a kid along for a tag team match. And I'm like, you sit over there, be quiet, sit on the phone and watch.
Yeah.
That don't make me proud.
No.
I want to be able to say on Saturday and Sunday, jigga, let's go to
you taught him how to
park.
tie his shoe today. You taught him how to, you started working on with his, his alphabet and things like that.
Yeah,
Teach
but
him
what the
things
fuck
he
do you
needs
want
to
me
know.
to do? I'm trying to grind for a life that we can't imagine. It's not that easy.
Hell no.
It makes me work hard. It makes me work harder when I look at my son. I'm like, man, I can't be the father I want to be right now because of this. If I'm sitting here and I'm half-assing this workout, I'm wasting my time of being a father. I need to fucking full out work this workout and just.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, I asked God, and this is another beautiful quote. When I was tripping, like mushrooms. Let me say this like aloud, but people who are battling depression or battling the I don't know aspect of life, mushrooms will give you a fucking aspect on life. And another beautiful moment that I had when I was tripping on mushrooms, I asked God, can Jigga be in my life forever? And he says no. He says I can't do that. And I said, well, why not? He's mine. You gave him to me. I raised him. He's mine. He said, he's yours. He's not yours. He said, you're not yours. You guys are all mine. You guys all come back to me when it's done. Mm. And, dude, that shit pumped me up so much, and it was so real. And,
mushrooms will definitely give you a wider perspective on the things, your life and the things around you and how the world truly works. But one thing I would recommend, definitely don't do mushrooms unless you're 21 or older
because I should have said that. 13-year-olds trip.
No, let's not.
It's good for your life.
Not promote that. But but the thing is, honestly, it's because the fact that your brain has not fully matured. Yeah. Even with smoking bud as well. You shouldn't smoke until you're 18, 21, a full-grown adult. Because when you do these mind-altering substances when you're younger, your mind doesn't get to develop the way that it actually should. You know?
And I told him, I'm really open with my little brother. My little brother's like about to be 15 in a couple months. And I tell him, because he knows this shit already. He's already have sex. I guarantee it because he's got a girlfriend. I already imagine
I had a kid when I was 16, so if it's anything like me.
Yeah. And I know because he tells certain people things. I know he hasn't smoked weed yet, and because I know just through the grapevine that he hasn't smoked weed yet, but his girlfriend smokes. So I tell him, Caden, I just want you to wait till you're like 19, 20.
Just go punch him in the gut one day and be like, this is the weed telling me to do this. He's gonna be like, oh my God, I can't touch that shit.
The shrooms, man, to drive me wild. And this is where I was getting at was I through that same trip, I asked God, because it was telling me at this time, and I know it sounds crazy, but it said, hey, I'm your Holy Spirit. You connected to me. You can't talk to God, but I can. I'll go tell God what you're saying, and I'll come back. And I could have just been tripping balls, but this is what it was telling me at the time. I could have just been fantasizing all this shit, but it said, hey, I'm talking to God. I'll tell God what you're saying, and I'll translate back what he says to you. And I said, God, am I going to make it? And it came back to me, and it said, make it. It said, duh, you're going to make it. And not only are you going to make it, it's going to be a lot easier than what you imagined. I said, but what's not going to be easy is leaving all your people, or you may not be here, or they might not be here. I might call you early. I might call you early and say, you got to come home. Or I might call your family early and say, they got to come home. Enjoy them while you got them, because not everybody's going to be here when you make it.
Right.
So what that told me was just love your people, because one day this is going to all be over. And you can get so caught up in training, so caught up in smoking weed, so caught up in kicking it with the ladies, that the people you really love might go one day. And God forbid, it would kill me if I spent all this time grinding and my mom left.
I want to raise this up a little bit.
Like that? What is this witchcraft? But yeah, the fact that it'd kill me if I spent so much time bullshitting and not doing what I need to do and my mom left me. Or one day I gotta leave everybody. One day it's like, hey, California called you. They want you, Danny, and Ryan, want you guys to work hard, but you got to be here for a while. And I got to leave my kid. I got to leave my mom. So what I took from that is just really cherish your people in the moment, because one day it's going to all be gone. And you don't know when. You don't know when God's going to call you home or call your mom home or call your brother home. But one day he's going to call him home. And you gotta enjoy him while you got. I got to enjoy Willie while he's across from me, because one day, again, God forbid, Willie can leave tomorrow. Or Willie can get that phone call and have to bounce out tomorrow. So that it was just really powerful. Mushrooms are like really fucking powerful, but I recommend you, like you said, be over 18, 19, 20, 21, around that age. I did them at 18.
So I did them at 18, if anyone's wondering.
Did them at 18 trying to have a good time. I was trying to party.
I think I was like 21 or 22,
but
maybe even 23 the first time I did them.
I was trying to party, and it was very real. And I remember it telling me, it wasn't super powerful because I didn't do a lot. Jen ended up coming and taking care of me like halfway through it. And it was telling me that you and your team got everything they need to be successful. Just keep grinding. And that was really all it said.
So one thing, if I had to give you some advice to help better your future, especially financially,
please,
is to start to focus more on the finances. Like, you know, a lot of us fighters and athletes, we focus so much on our craft, and we never take the time to actually figure out what is the financials of this. Like, how am I going to get paid? When am I going to get paid? How much? Who is going to be paying me? Where's the check coming from? Who signs off on the check? Do I have to pay tax on this? Like, start to dive deeper into the financials of being a professional athlete, a professional fighter, and then also looking at the other ways you can get paid. You know, sponsorships, having your own merchandise, having a YouTube channel, things like that, and start to, you know, it don't have to be nothing crazy. Start putting in a little bit more time into those things.
The business side of things.
Like this podcast. I ain't making no damn money right now. I'm out of pocket. It costing me like $5,000 for all this equipment right here. You know,
I'm telling y'all right now, y'all can't see it, but dude, this fucking setup is like, my boy Ashley's looking at 45 screens right now. He can pick from any screen at any time. He got the screen on my nuts right now if fucking something goes wrong.
And so why do I do this? Because, well, for one, it's something that I enjoy doing.
Yes.
So if I can get paid doing something I enjoy, you know, it's going to be time well spent and money well invested. I'm not making any money yet, but eventually when I start to, you know, it's going to be a great thing. So, you know, something like that, you know, and to even have a YouTube channel. When I started my YouTube, remember when we were doing the podcast and all I had was my phone?
Dude, I was about to say that. Now I'm here. Motherfucker, I was here when you had the rink-a-dink.
Exactly.
I was around when you had the rink-a-dink back in 2019.
Right.
This was recording on Facebook Live.
And then I went from my phone to my phone with the lavalier mics, and then I went from that to this. So
I came on the lavalier mic. I remember you had the lavaliers when I pulled up. Dude, this is awesome though. I'm really happy that you got it going like this, and it's a bit unnecessary.
Said you're kind of trying to show out right now.
Why is there a screen up here? Like, why am I looking up at myself? You know what I mean?
But yeah, just looking into the financials, you know, there aren't very many other fighters that talk about it, but one guy that does talk about it is he's an old UFC. He used to fight in UFC. I can't think of his name right now, but I can show you his name. But he dives into how much he gets paid. He got paid for all of his UFC fights, bonuses that he got, how he had to pay taxes, how he had to pay his cornermen, what he got paid through sponsors. So really just looking into the finances and starting to become an entrepreneur. Okay, so as a fighter, you're an entrepreneur. You know, you're
Yeah, because money comes and goes in fighting unless you're like the top 3.
right. So you're as a fighter, you're pretty much you're self-employed. You're an independent contractor.
Yeah.
All right. So just start looking more into being an entrepreneur and other ways to get paid.
Where can I take this career and branch off in other areas to be successful?
Right. How am I going to get paid for being a fighter?
Because in a sense, like the UFC and other high-level organizations give you the fact that, hey, I'm a star. Now, what are you going to do with the fact that you're a star? You know what I mean? There's so many.
Right.
I get exactly.
Because even as an amateur, like the money you're paying for your jiu-jitsu classes, you don't know, there might be someone that's willing to sponsor you right now and pay for that. That's a lot of money saved right there.
For me, it is.
So,
because I'm fucking
grinding. just any little way that you can try to make money is, something that you have to really look into, learn these things before the money comes too. Because also you don't want to be like a lot of the other fighters before us that took a shitty deal and, they signed a shitty contract and they weren't.
Well, dude, there's a lot of fighters that got to work now. Had a good career, but now they're at their job working.
That too.
And that is fucking sad.
That's what happens when you don't focus on the finances.
The dude that beat Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, I remember my dad telling me, yeah, man, it's sad. He beat fucking Mike Tyson. A few years later, he was fucking working as a dumpster truck guy.
Right.
To go from being at the pinnacle of the world to losing and losing
That's
and
crazy.
losing and to go, and now you're fucking taking out trash. That's almost like ironic, I guess is the word you'd use. Like at one point you were at the top of the world and you think you got it all, now you're fucking here. And it's
no,
like
that's what you call a tragedy.
yeah.
That's what you call fucking atrocious. Like,
Yeah, how the fuck
to
did
be
I
such
get
a high
here?
level athlete and then
Taking
go to
trash out.
freaking man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's so many ways that you can get paid. Especially now with the internet, like just being an influencer or a content creator, like
Yeah, and dude, there's fucking females that'll take pictures of them in their pantyhose and do a couple jumps and make their ass shake, and they got 1 million followers.
right,
And they're probably making
then-
money off those 1 million followers.
right? Because you can get paid through brand deals, you can get sponsorship deals, and then you can get paid for AdSense just from people like clicking on certain, like if you put a website in your thing and they click on it, you can get paid for those clicks.
Yeah.
You can also get paid from the view time, like on YouTube. So there's just so many different ways to get paid.
So I got a good question, and this is off topic.
And I'll let y'all know when I start to make some money. And if y'all subscribe, I might actually one day make some money. So, come on, man. If you're watching, hit the subscribe button. I need 1,000.
If you say that you watch the Powerful Fitness podcast with Willie Henderson and you ain't subscribed, it might potentially whoop your ass. It might happen. Could it happen at a gas station?
I really would. I really would. So
It might
it's not.
happen. I watched the podcast. He's like, "Oh, did you subscribe?"
They're like, "Hey man, yeah, I heard you on your podcast." I'm like, "Oh, really? Oh, 1 second, get on my phone." I go through my my Google, my YouTube analytics. I'm like, "Oh, you didn't
Is your
subscribe."
name on YouTube Funny Money? He's like, "No, it's not." It's like, think, all right.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got a good question for you, and by no means do I mean to send shots or to be offensive, but you told me before you had a relationship, and this was a good question, and I've always wondered this. You said a woman makes me weaker. Do you still feel the same way?
Oh, 100%. Women and children will, when you're around a woman or children too much, you will become like softer, less testosterone, less, what I'm saying?
How do you do to combat that? Or do you just deal with it?
I just don't spend too much time with her. No, but seriously.
Babe, get the fuck away from me. I'm going to go stare at the punching bag. Leave me the fuck alone.
I mean, seriously, you gotta.
Is it real? Like, is it something that you really think about in combat?
100%.
Because I don't got a relationship. I walk around, I'm like, oh, this and that.
Like, she's not like she's not coming to watch my fight. I'm not, and could I get her to come? Yeah, but
Of course.
I'm not gonna, I'm just like, great. I can focus on being a fighter, being a man, not being hubby-dubby, not being, whatever, But yeah.
Hubby-dubby.
Like, my woman, she's not an athlete, she's not thrilled about me going and working out hard twice a day. So yeah, she could definitely make me softer,
Is she good emotional support?
Sure, but the thing is, she don't give two shits if I'm a fighter. She ain't no groupie. She ain't no fan. She don't care. She'd rather me not be a fighter.
She loves Willie. She don't love the she don't love
exactly.
the Rainmaker.
So my relationship with her has nothing to do with me being a fighter. Those are two separate things, and
I'm trying to fathom that. Yeah, I think.
And
that's
also,
really cool.
I don't need her support. I don't need anyone's support. When I make a Facebook post about a fight, if that motherfucker only gets 2 likes, I don't care. You know, I'm traveling and fighting all these different places, and my opponents got all these fans in the crowd, and I got 1 or 2 people cheering for me. I don't give a shit. Like,
well, it's funny.
I don't need that.
The post you made yesterday with your hot.
But I do need them to buy my T-shirts. So you know, I do need y'all to do that, if anything.
That post you made when you're in the ice bath.
Oh yeah, you liked it? Did you like that?
Yeah, I was fucking laughing my ass. But the thing is, when you make get to the UFC and you start doing shit like that, like people love that shit. You're like almost a heel. Like you're almost. I don't even want to call you the bad guy because you're really not the bad guy. But it's like it's hard to explain.
I'm a character.
Yeah, you're a character. And you can't call you the bad guy, but you damn sure can't call you the good guy because you start talking about knocking this bitch out and this and that, but you're really not a bad guy because people love you. And I think and I told Cody this one day. It was very brief. I said, I think his personality will make him a lot of money.
The only thing people don't love a bad guy.
Well, I want to be the bad guy.
Everybody respects the Thanos gauntlet.
The character I want to promote, and it's genuinely who I believe I am, is the anti-hero. The Punisher, the guy that's here and he helps people out, but he's not doing it for you, motherfucker. Yeah, he's not doing it for you. He's doing it for his own personal.
I'm more like a Deadpool.
Boom. The Punisher. You like the Deadpool and Punisher, baby. We're looking at him.
You gotta. I mean, I'm naturally a very goofy person, so I'm funny, and you know why would I hold that back? Why would I try to be this humble martial artist? And like, no, I'm a goofy motherfucker, so. I'm not just going to try to, you know.
And I think being who you are would make money. And this is something like that I worry about. If I take a picture, and this is maybe a bit off topic, but yet yesterday I thought this might happen. But I take a video of me on Instagram. I'm smoking a joint, and I say, "Hey, this is the shit that got John F. Kennedy killed. This got John F. Kennedy sniped. This is what I'm smoking." And I'm starting to realize the politics of life. I was really paranoid, and I love my jiu-jitsu guys, but I was really paranoid that one of the guys that are in jiu-jitsu above me that follow me on Instagram be like, hey, you need to take this down. This ain't good. And I was literally thinking, you know, and again, I'm not knocking them, but I don't want to be the guy that has to sell out my personality to make money or to be a part of something.
Nah, man.
I want to be who the fuck I am. If I want to fucking be able to record me slapping a girl on the ass with a joint taking a shot, if I want to do that, I should be able to
nobody.
do that. And then something else, like when I'm with the kids, it bothers me that I'm not somebody that I pretend to be. I tell the kids, yeah, I have a good time sometimes. I love to have drinks. These kids are anywhere between 13 and 17. But I feel like if you're trying to be fucking Superman and you're talking
first of all, you're older, you're over 21.
Yeah. But if you're trying to be Superman and Mr. I don't do bad in front of the kids that grew up on the South Side and their dad might be on drugs and this and that, they're going to think I'm nowhere near who this guy is. But if I tell them, hey, I have a good time, and I was like you, I used to steal too. I used to jump people. I used to get into fights. I used to take shots, but this is who I am now, and this is what I did to get here. First, I want to be their role model. I want to inspire them or relate to them. First, I want to relate to them and say, hey, this is who I was. You got in trouble for fighting. Guess what? I used to fight too. Oh, you skipped school? I used to skip school too. Oh, you was drinking at an early age? I drank at an early age. But this is what I did to get who I am now. So first, I want to relate to them and then inspire them. And this is where this is one of the reasons Danny hired me, is Danny often talks about this. I can't relate to these kids on that level because Danny don't smoke weed. Danny didn't have his days where he is stealing and doing all this crazy shit. He has trouble relating. These kids don't feel like they relate to Danny.
Right.
Plus, they're young black men, and they're and Danny's this. I don't want to call him country, but there's different sides of the totem pole. These kids, dude, they love me, and I try to be the role of their big brother. I want to be able to, like, Danny can't tell these kids because his relationship with them, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're being an idiot. I can. And that's, like, where I try to fit in at. Like, dude, you're fucking skipped class and smoked weed. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're being an idiot. And they'll be like, well, oh, damn, Caleb told me that. That hurts my feelings. I mean, not smoke weed. And just trying to be who I am to inspire them. Because if I was being who so-and-so wants me to be the jiu-jitsu guy that says, hey, take this down. I'm not going to inspire these kids.
And then
Does that make sense?
Also the thing is this: if you act like you don't smoke or you don't this and that, and them kids find out, you're a liar now.
Yeah, and
you're
very,
fake.
I'm very open with my lifestyle. If they ask me something, I will tell them, unless it's like I have a kid. He always asks me this. Like after the fight, after my fight, I said, "Man, I had a good time. I partied." And for like a week straight, he asked me, he's like, "What do you drink? What do you drink? You drink Hennessy?" And he's like 13. I'm like, "Dude, fuck off." I was like, "Just know I had a good time. Fuck off. Don't worry about me. Like, stop worrying about what I drink."
Tell him I drink what adults drink.
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, what you drink? You drink Hennessy?" Yeah. I was like, "Dude, fuck off. Like, get out of here, kid. Like, stop worrying about me. Just know I had a good time, man." But those kids, dude, they inspire me. There's so many. What blows me away is half of them are Jackson kids. And and you can imagine how these Jackson kids are. And I love them. Let's get twisted. If they watch this podcast, I love them to death. I'd fight for them. I'd go to war for them. But a lot of them, and one of their parents showed up and got mad at me and told Danny, and Danny agreed with me. But I told them, I was telling them to bump up the South Side kids that struggle for a fucking meal and they don't have much and they show up with these shitty shoes. And this preppy-ass Jackson kid shows up with the coolest Nikes and the coolest backpack. And it bothers me because I was that kid that didn't have shit at one time. I had to show up with the shitty shoes on, the shitty shirt, and watch all these other kids. So I told these poor kids, we were all sitting in a circle. I said, "Look," and I didn't say like this.
You still show up with the shitty shoes. Let's keep it 100.
I got the forces on now. I'm good.
Oh shit.
But these Jackson kids, don't have shit to worry about. That's what I'm getting at. His mom walked in the room.
They ain't got to worry about the fucking lights being cut off and shit like that.
His mom came in the room, and I could just tell by their personalities that kid gets everything he fucking wants. And these kids are, I don't want to say they're jealous, but they're bothered by it. So I told these kids, I said, "Hey, if I put two kids in the ring, or you told me to bet $100 on them, and you said, hey, this kid's from the South Side. He don't have shit. He don't have anything. He struggles for a meal. You got this preppy white boy from Jackson that gets everything he ever wanted. They're about to fight. Put your money down. I'm going with the kid that struggles for everything every single time." And it bothered this mother. And Danny told this mother, maybe the only reason it bothers you is because you fit in that description. Maybe you're giving everything to that kid, and it bothers you because Caleb told the facts. And that generally bothers me. It's crazy to see that you see half of these kids are preppy white boys who don't battle much, and you see these young black men who are fucking dealing with life, and it's real.
Yeah.
These kids will show up with the same shirt that I seen them have on Tuesday, and I'm like, damn, like it's like that. Like it's good. I was there at one point, and it pumps me up. And
hell yeah, me too.
I try to give them inspiration.
Grew up with the Walmart clothes.
Dude, these kids grow up fucking. They have stains all on their shirt. They'll show up fucking holes in their shoes, and I'm like, I was that kid at one point. I remember when I moved
to Cape. When I was in the 5th grade, there was this one kid in particular. He would always make fun of me for wearing Walmart clothes. I'm like, what does that even matter? Well, I'm like, so your parents don't shop at Walmart? He'd be like, yeah, to get groceries, not to buy clothes.
Yeah, well, let's look at it from this perspective.
But you fat, so
yeah, I could take all this shit off. You get everything you want. I'm the guy that could come take all this shit off you. Them shoes, I could strip you down from those shoes. You have to call your mom right now. I could take that. You like that shirt? I like that shirt too. I could strip this off you because you're a bitch. And you got everything handed to you. If I want that, I could take that from you. I choose not to.
That sounds very cruel.
But it's real. It's real. You know,
so what you're saying is them clothes don't mean shit.
Well, who you think you are don't mean shit. I think you're a pussy who has had everything handed to you. I don't get what I want. My life's hard. You think you're cool because you have all this shit? How about I just take it all off you? How about I make you
just know it can be all taken away from you?
I can strip you down to your underwear and make you run down the street, bitch. That's the kind of guy I am. So don't sit here and try to talk about the shoes you got and the pants you got because I'm the man. No, it don't show. I can make it show. I can take the shit you got on right now and put it on me and look good. I choose not to do that, so be grateful. I hate kids like that, dude. Those kids used to fucking pick on me. Yeah, used to pick on me so much, bro, because I didn't have it. And then I started training, and know I'm the good guy in training, and I don't want to hurt nobody. It does cross my mind when I see this kid and he tries to be funny. I think to myself, I could take all this shit off you. I could tell you empty your pockets right now, and there's not shit you could do about it. All you could do is call your mom and bring your mom over here. I'll make her strip her fucking pockets too.
Right.
You can be that guy. I can be the bad guy.
Not that you would or want to.
I'm not promoting that. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not promoting that. But don't sit here and try to be Polly the prep boy in front of me because there's people out here.
You gotta be understanding.
And this is something I tell the Jackson boys.
Leave them nice ass clothes at home when you come here.
Yeah, well, talk to me with respect with them nice ass clothes on.
Right.
Talk to me with respect. Treat me like I got the same clothes you got on. But this is what I tell my boys from Jackson that I train with. They'll come to Cape, and we'll go to parties in Cape, and they'll be like, you know, fuck that, I'm about to fight him. And one time, and this is very memorable, I love my boys, but they were telling me, I'm about to fight this dude, and he's like, I don't know, come down here, he got fucking dreadlocks, and he's trying to act tough. I told him, dude, you can't go fucking picking fights as a Jackson guy. In Jackson, I can go pick whatever fight I want. You come to Cape, and it's crazy because it's a 15-minute drive. You come to Cape and you come starting that bullshit, you can very well get shot in your fucking ass cheek, and it'll happen fast.
It's not even a 15-minute drive. Cape and Jackson are literally like touching. Like it's literally like a 60-second drive from Jackson to Cape. It's
the
like,
edge of Cape to the edge of Jackson.
right, the edge. Like they're touching.
But yeah, and it's crazy that it's like that. That when I look at Jackson, I look at the preppy boys, and Cape has that too. But there's a part of Cape that's very mean. It can get very mean.
Yeah.
And when you come here and you think you're a tough guy, and you're living in the suburbs, and you come trying to act tough in front of a motherfucker that don't have it, you'll get shot in your ass. You'll get. Watch what you say. I guess is the way.
You definitely can get shot here in Cape.
You can get shot fast. They can go fast. I've seen it. My homeboy. This was a story at 16. This was the first time I've ever had a gun pulled out on me. My homeboy, we were at a producer. My homeboy was a rapper. He was shooting a music video. I mean, not a music video, but rapping a song on a mic. And the producer was on the phone. He was like, all right, hold up a second. And my two homeboys were cussing. They were cussing. And the dude got put on speaker that was on the phone. He said, hey, my mom's there right now. He said, my mom don't like cussing. He said, I don't want y'all to cuss while she's there. Like, she finds it disrespectful. My homeboys was like.
They're rapping?
Yeah, well, they were talking in like a loud cussing manner, and the dude, my homeboys was like, man, fuck that, man, he's tripping, I ain't worried about that. And the dude said, how many of them's up there? He told the producer, and the producer was like, 3 of them. He said, all right. Little skinny ass dude, little twerp, shows up, walks up these steps, and he has his gun, and you can see the imprint of it in his hoodie, and he's like playing around with it. He'll aim it. He's aiming it around, pointing at us with it. But you could very well tell he had.
Oh, so he had it underneath his.
He had it in his hoodie, and you could see the imprint of it.
Oh,
and
in
it
the
was
little
very
pocket.
vivid. It was very vivid. Like, it wasn't no fucking 2 fingers. It was a gun. You could tell.
Yeah.
And he said, "What's your name? What's your name?" Punked us all out. I didn't have a choice but to be punked out, and I didn't have nothing to do with it. And he was like, all right. He said, I'm from St. Louis. He said, I'm not there right now because of a fucking reason. He said, I had to leave St. Louis. And he said, I might not very well be here for long, but you motherfuckers will come with me. And he punked us out to the point that I knew I can't associate with no loose-lipped dickheads.
Right.
These guys were trying to be tough and loose-lipped, and this guy came and punked all 3 of us out and had a gun.
Right.
He was like, what's up? He's a little twerp, probably 120 pounds. He was like, what are you guys going to do? I'm not going to do shit. He asked me my first and last name, and I said it. Caleb Woodside. I was like 16, 15. I was like, I don't want no trouble.
Do you need my social?
You want my ID? I'll fucking give it to you. You got a gun at me right now.
Yeah, man. That's why when the situations get tense and you're out in public or wherever, it's best to just say nothing.
Yeah. Unless you're touching me, I might, like this is a story with me and Augustine. There's a dude, and I didn't know what happened. For all he know, he could have been giving me $1 million. I don't know. But we were walking down the street, and the dude's like, hey. And it's loud. Like, it has, like, that hostility tone to it. Like, hey. And I looked back, and I could tell it was a bigger dude, and I just turned around, and I kept walking. He said, hey. He's like, yo, hey. Over here, like, just trying to get our attention. Like, I thought something was wrong. And Augustine's like, man, what the fuck you want? Like, this and that. Like, you're, like, trying to get tough on him. I said, Augustine, shut the fuck up. Keep walking straight. We don't know if this dude wants to rob us. You don't know if you fucked his girlfriend and he wants to kill you. I said, let's just keep walking. If he follows us and gets too close to us, we'll turn around and whoop his ass. But we're far out enough that if this motherfucker got a gun, he's going to shoot us at 10 yards out. We're fucked. I said, just let him keep following us. And if he gets too close, we'll turn around and we'll fuck him up. But until then, act like you can't hear him. Act like you're deaf. And that's the mindset you have to have. I met a guy in Chicago that was from Chicago, and he said he'd walk around with his headphones in even if his phone was dead because people will try to holler at it. They'll say, hey, come check it out. Come over here. Come check this out. And he said, dude, it happens a lot. They'll fucking rob you. So he'd act like he couldn't hear him all the time. He'd just walk down the street. And I was like, damn, that's genius. Like, that's crazy that's the lifestyle you live. In Jackson, you ain't got to do that. You're like, hey, everybody. Hey.
Nah, everyone's friendly for real.
And even in Cape, in some parts of Cape, hey, everybody, how you doing?
Cape's friendly. I mean,
it's just people. I guess I should say it's not Cape, but there's certain people in Cape that are certain families in Cape that could flip this motherfucker upside down if you talk to them the wrong way. So you got to be on your P's and Q's and watch what you're doing.
That's everywhere. You should do that everywhere. Yeah. And You can't trust nobody. No, ain't no place safe.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
It gets real fast too. So I just try to be careful in that aspect.
I
try to
take
be
that
humble.
pistol with you everywhere you go. So that's my best advice for you.
Yeah. I told a girl that one time. I was just getting done working out and I was at Kids. And this fucking girl was getting flirted with by a dude at Rhodes. How do I say? I was at Rhodes and this girl was getting flirted with by a dude at Rhodes. It started in the inside of the store. He's like, "Hey, I know you from Facebook." My hand to God, bro. By the end of this, I'm sitting out and I'm getting ready. I'm in front of the line now, and he's out there at her window talking to her, and it was very uncomfortable.
You could feel the energy, yeah.
I could tell she's very uncomfortable because she's rolling up her window and she's like waving her hand no. And this dude, bro, I can't make this up. He's trying to open her door.
What?
Yes, and he ends up fucking getting mad and storming off. He just ended up walking off, and she sat there for a minute. And by the time I go out to go back in my car, the only thing I could tell her was, "Hey, if you got a gun, maybe you should keep that on you. Like, maybe you should ride around with a gun. I got my gun. Not that I'm no fucking criminal. Augustine rides around with his gun. I ride around with my gun. It's legal to do that now.
Yeah.
Ride around with your fucking gun. Keep
You
yourself safe.
You don't have to have a permit to conceal
Especially if you're a
it.
woman. Especially if
You don't have to have a permit to conceal in Missouri.
Yeah. But it's weird. I had I don't know if I told you this, but I had a dude steal my car. I don't know who the fuck it was. They assumed that they were 3 18-year-olds, but kids went on a hijacking mission. They stole the fucking debit cards out of Augustine's car. They even took Augustine's fucking ID.
There's a lot of boosters around Cape.
They took my car because I was an idiot and I had the keys in it.
Yeah.
They stole 3 cars. They found them 15, 20 minutes away the same night, like that morning. They stole them at nighttime. I got woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Augustine's like, "Hey, your car's gone." And I thought he was fucking with me. I get up, my car's gone. I call my mom. I'm like, "Hey, you're going to hate me. My car's got stolen. You got to file out the fucking police report. You getting ready to claim insurance on it or whatever." And they find the car that morning, and it was along with 2 other cars. So 3 cars got stolen, and I think everybody got away, too. That's bizarre to me that all 3 of these fuckers just hopped out and bailed out of the cars.
I mean, what are they going to do? All they can do is look for prints, run it through their system.
Well, they haven't got them. They never came back and told me, "Hey, we got the 3 fuckers." All they could tell me is they assume that they're 18-year-olds because there's been this young group of kids that's been doing this.
Man, we used to do that shit, too.
I used to steal out of cars. I never hijacked a car. But I'd just go.
I almost took a Lexus one time. It was nice. The keys was in it. It was a Lexus. I was like, "Damn, this bitch is nice." And then I asked myself, I'm like, okay, why would I even take it? What am I gonna do with it? I can't just drive around like this is mine now. Like, why even take it? What they was doing was they was going on a joyride. It's not like there's a chop shop around here. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no big city where you could just take it and sell it or whatever. So they just wanted to go for a joyride. They just wanted to take it just to drive it. You know?
Shit, I'm sitting here thinking I'm not even mad about it. I'm like, I'm an idiot for leaving my fucking keys in the car.
I'm so glad I have a garage. I would, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I would hate to have to leave my car out on the street
we used
or whatever.
We used to call it binking cars. We'd bink cars. That's what you call it.
We used to call it car hopping.
Car hopping, binking cars. This dude, I want to give out his name, but closest brother of mine. Hope I see him soon. But this dude would literally, if the window was locked, I seen him do this one time. I only seen him do this one time. I don't know if it's a common thing, but he binked cars a hell of a lot more than I did. He took his shirt off and wrapped his shirt around his hand and punched a hole through the window. I can't make this up.
Well, a better thing to do is you take a screwdriver with you stick it down into the window and start to pry it back, and it'll spider crack the window, and then you just kind of push it in so it don't.
What kind of podcast is this? This is a criminalistic. If you punch it,
it's gonna make a loud sound, wake people up. So you just want to use that screwdriver, crack it, and barely push it in.
He got in that.
Yeah.
There's another thing. I don't know what it is, but it's like small rocks, porcelain. I almost think is what I could be wrong, but this is what my
porcelain's what like your toilet's made out of.
Yeah, but my dad's a criminal for telling me this. So I got this from my pops. Don't judge me. But he said you could throw this shit, and I've never done it, but you could throw this shit at windshields, and it'd crack all the windshield. Or crack all the window. He said you could just, it's like small rocks. You throw it out the window and it cracked the whole fucking window.
Plug.
A spark plug will do that.
He said that's how he'd get into all the cars when he was younger. He said because you could make money off stealing people's radios. So he'd just throw it and crack he said it wouldn't bust, but it'd crack it. He said then you can slide through and do what you need to do. Like you could push it through almost.
So what do you think about martial arts here in Cape? Where do you see like the future of martial arts in Cape?
I don't know. because I haven't been to LA and trained with like for a month at a time or been to like these high level gyms. But what generally my body tells me is people are getting better. Like this generation from the last generation, when we're Kyle's age, and I love Kyle, but when we're Kyle's age and Max's age and Keith's age, I imagine that we'll be better than what Keith was and Kyle was and Max was.
I'm only a year and a half younger than Keith.
Yeah, but I think that we're getting better, and I thought that we took it a step further. And I genuinely think that we got some good talent in here, but we do have to work hard. That's what it is. I think there's a little bit of talent, but there's not enough hard work. And I genuinely think hard work gets you there. Like, not literally fucking lifting and working hard, but putting all your time into
hours.
it. Yeah, putting in the hours. You got to put in all the hours you can.
I got a feeling that that by the time I'm done fighting, I'll have my own MMA gym here, and you know, I would love to open up an MMA gym that people will travel all across the world to come to, like a place like AKA, a place like,
I hope,
you know what I'm saying, like a, and not like a really big gym with a lot of people, but a gym that people want to come, that people know they can go to become a world champion.
If we have 4 guys, and I genuinely think you'll be a world champ. I really think I could be a world champ. I really think Gav could be a world champ.
I'm almost there. USA champ, so.
But where I'm getting at is, if we have 4 guys crack the top 10 in the UFC, just the top 10, that will put Cape on the map. People be like,
yeah,
Cape never even fucking, I don't even know who these people are. It's a population of 50,000 maybe, if that.
Right.
And these guys are fucking doing it. It'd make Cape such a crazy town. They'd want to know what's in our water here. And I really think that's a possibility. I know it is, but we got to work for it. And I've got to do my part, too. I've got to make sure I'm doing the work. So when you guys crack the top 10, I'm cracking the top 10, too. And I'm not just some fucking undercard Bellator fighter. I don't want to be that. And I genuinely think if I just keep pushing where I'm at now, I would be that, just a Bellator undercard fighter. But I also think I could be a UFC world champion. But how much work am I willing to put in? I think if I made that push right now and said, let's stop training and getting better, let's just make this push now, I think I would crack like Bellator, but that's not enough. If I in my career and all I did was I was a Bellator and I was the first fight on the main card, I'd be fucking like feeling like you're an idiot. If I'm not the UFC main event for a world title one day, I'd be very disappointed in myself. That's the number one goal. Like,
dude, imagine, you know, Willie, the Rainmaker Henderson, first black featherweight champion in the UFC. Ain't been one yet.
That's
you had Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor, Alexander Volkanovski.
Dude, you could promote that.
Max Holloway, I think.
Yeah, and
it's only been 4.
You'd get a lot of young black men, or just black men in general, that would support that. Because what I love about black culture is, dude, they fucking get behind their people. Like if you're doing something good, they're gonna get behind you and they're gonna fucking push. I could give a million examples. Like off the rip, the number one that I remember, not the number one, but one I remember seeing was Black Panther. When Black Panther rose, dude, they fucking pushed that. That was the biggest superhero movie for a while when it first ripped out.
Right.
And dude,
dude, I went and watched it here in Cape. Man, you had all types of brothers and sisters rolling up in dashikis and shit. I'm like, okay,
bro.
Sweet, man.
You get behind your people. That's how it should be. And you could really get people behind you with that.
So they found out I'm vegetarian. They're like, he's a vegan? Oh, fuck no.
The fuck? Fuck this motherfucker.
Then I'm about to tell him, yeah, gorilla diet. They're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah.
Throwing Molotovs in your fucking window. You're like, what is going on?
Get slapped in the face with a steak during weigh-ins.
Nah, you're the person I heard that slaps people during weigh-ins and fights.
I've never done that.
You have done that. You've told me that you were the guy that slapped someone out in the crowd.
Not at weigh-ins. I slapped someone in the crowd because he was talking shit. And dude got right up in my face. Like, he's in the seats above me and gets right up in my face. Yeah, I smacked the taste out of his mouth.
Dude, I haven't been. When was the last time you got in a street fight? I remember you telling me you had to kick someone in the head because he slammed your door too hard, tried to disrespect you.
That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
when I've been in a street fight.
You fucking kicked him in the head. And I'm pretty sure you said you kicked him in the head. And was like, what? You're like, what?
Well, no, I kicked him in the head. His glasses flew off his face, and then I grabbed him like by the neck, and I was like, you have no idea what I could do to you right now. This is what it looks like when someone loses control of their emotions. Don't do that again. Because he got all emotional and slammed my door and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, no.
The last one I got into was Jigga's biological father came and dude, I was telling this when I was with Jordan. I was telling Jordan, you know, maybe we shouldn't pull up in his driveway because he don't know me. And you guys just broke up. They broke up like a week ago. And I was like, this just don't sound good. But I was 19. I was dumb enough to let a woman convince me. And she's like, no, it's good. It's good. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Okay.
And I locked my door. I was smart enough to I was like, all right, I'm gonna lock my door just in case he tries to open it. I'm gonna be smart enough to capitalize and think about what I need to do. I lock my door. I'm sitting here scrolling through my phone. 5 minutes goes by. Someone tries to open my door, so I unlock it, assuming it's Jordan. I was in my phone, forgot that this situation was this tense. Someone opens the door.
Scrolling at the wrong time.
I look over, and this is all I hear. Before I even lock eyes with him, I hear him say, "Jordan, it's a fucking white boy." And this motherfucker comes through from the passenger side, grabs my hoodie. All I wore was a hoodie because I got a tattoo that day, so I didn't have a shirt on under my hoodie, sat on the hoodie. He's grabbed my hoodie, and he's like muscling me around a little bit in the passenger, like he's trying to pull me out of the car. And I take my hoodie, and I let him pull my hoodie off. And then I pop out the driver's side, and I came up, and like I can't quite remember.
Oh, he came through the passenger side?
Yeah, he opened the passenger side door. I escaped. He took my hoodie off. I got out the driver's side. And I remember, I can't quite remember what happened. All I remember is I didn't get hit, and I clinched up with him. I threw like 2 knees to the body that weren't like super hard, and then I headbutted him, and the headbutt was like kind of hard.
Shit.
Because he was like locked up here. You know how you have that clenched body? Like I threw like a couple knees, and he was like talking, and I looked at him, and I just threw like a quick headbutt, like right in his
He wasn't
chest.
expecting all that.
Yeah, and he's like, let me go. And I counterbalanced him and took him down. And I remember grabbing him by his neck, and I was like, don't fuck with me. I was like, I'm not trying to fuck with you, dude. And by then, his sister came up and kicked me in the side of my head, like just clean. Dude, it rocked me. And I didn't, like, I was still on top of him, but she hit me.
Bitch.
And it was like, boom. And like, dude, I was like seeing like stars.
the
and I'm
head kicked her
choking.
motherfucking
I still got his neck, and I'm choking him. And Jordan starts fighting her, and she's a big girl. If you know, I mean, you've seen Jordan's
She's
a little
tiny,
girl.
yeah.
Jordan's beating her. Like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, Jordan's winning. I'm like, because I was going to jump in, and Jordan started getting her
Still
ass
choking
whooped.
the life out of dude.
No, and he's like, let me up. He's like, I need to break this up. And I was like, I ain't going to let you go, though. I said, I'll let you up, but I ain't going to let you go. And this is so corny. I had his back in a body lock, and I let him break the fight up, but I had his back the whole time just in case he tried to fight me. I was going to dump him back on the ground and fucking just beat him up some more. But he broke up the fight, and I had a hold of him. And then he started talking about how he's going to kill me, and he's going inside to get his gun.
I remember that day, yeah.
And I was like, this is enough. I'm driving out of here. I was like, I'm skirting off. And yeah, he was nice. He was real cordial the last time I seen him. I seen him a couple months ago, but I do understand the animosity.
100%.
We haven't talked about it on the pod, but the child I raise ain't biologically mine. Like, I'm a white man. When you see him, he's a young chocolate baby. I shouldn't call him a baby because he's a toddler, but he's a young child. And like, we don't look to say he looks like his dad. And I could understand if I had a kid, and there's a man that was willing to step up and be a father to the kid that I didn't want to be a father to, that would just piss me off. And I tell Jordan all the time, because Jordan wants to cancel him out of Jigga's life a lot. Like, Jordan would be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to put him on child support. I'm just going to make this happen. He's done. I say, Jordan, one day he might change. And I want the day he be able to change that he's not crucified for it. And I understand, like, some people are like, fuck him. But there's a time I'm not who I was now, and I was kind of a letdown and a disappointment. And God blessing you, Jen, Gavlin, you guys came in my life and made me a better person. Especially Jen. I don't talk about that a lot, but Jen, when I couldn't get any girls, Jen taught me how to look someone in the eyes and poke my chest out. We did that a lot. It was just me and him. And he'd be like, Caleb, this is what's happening. Maybe you should poke your chest out. It shows confidence. I basically broke down what a man does. And
he's all like, hi, my name is...
Well, I was scared to look Jen in the eyes. I just wouldn't look him in the eyes a lot. But and I was a loser. I couldn't get any girls, and he just broke it down for me. But yeah, if you see my child, he's a young, handsome chocolate baby. I love him to death, and I can understand why his biological father would be fucking wanting to kill me. And I hope that one day he steps up and becomes a father, a better father, and Jordan won't crucify him for that, because I have no say-so in that, because I'm not his biological dad. If Jordan says, hey, you don't see him, I don't have no say-so, and yeah, you can't see him.
I was raised by a white man as well, my little brother's father. And when I got reconnected with my father when I was 19, he got out of prison. He was trying to tell him, like, that's not your dad, this and that's like, and And you know what's crazy is this. For a while there, I didn't even want to speak to him because my son's mother and I broke up, and then she was bringing guys around him, some white boy, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what, man, fuck these motherfuckers. So I completely understand that whole situation. I've been there on both sides, but at the end of the day, I realized my father ain't shit. He wasn't there, you know, and even when he had a chance to be there, you know, he wasn't a good father. And my whole life, I've had a dad there for me.
Yeah.
You know, if I called him right now and I needed him, he would be here to help me. You know, so
what pumps me up though is I had this tough dream of being a UFC world champion. How bold am I to take a kid that didn't come out of my nutsack under my wing and say, "Hey, you're with me. You are not gonna live the life that you were destined to live. You're not gonna be some fucking punk." Because I see his mother and his father, and though he could go be a superstar without me, what the probability looks like if we're rolling dice on this, that he's not gonna be very successful. His dad sells drugs, and he's kind of in and out of jail. His mom's, if you know Jordan's quite the ghetto character. I mean, I got love for her. She's an awesome personality, but she is very like, fuck this, fuck that. I'm not listening. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I was sitting here and I was looking at his life, and I said, man, his life could go that path. I could see it wouldn't surprise me if his life went that path. And I said, man, what would it be like if I took him under my wing and he's 20 years old and he says, damn, this guy had my back. Even if he gets older and he calls me dad now, it genuinely wouldn't bother me if he stopped calling me dad. If he got older and said, you know, my dad's I feel comfortable, I love you. And as long as I can be in his life and watch him be successful, I am proud of him. And Danny's like that for me. I consider Danny like a father figure. Danny's like a father. I don't just go walk around calling him dad. I call him Danny, but Danny's like a father. He genuinely is.
Daddy Danny.
He probably tell me quit calling him that.
Like, Caleb, don't call me that.
But Danny's just so authentic, bro. I love Danny to death, like a father. But yeah, and this is something as well about raising a young black child. I like to have powerful like Gavlin, Ron. I love you, Kentrell. I love having, and tell me if I'm wrong for this, but I love having powerful black men that can empower him. Because I'm a white man. I love having people that understand his culture on a different level than in certain shit that I didn't see, empower him and be with him and help.
You know what's crazy? At his age right now, I don't think at his age right now, he probably don't really see color yet. But as he gets a little bit older,
is that a good idea though?
Teenager, yeah, it's a great idea. But I'm saying like, right now, he probably don't even recognize the difference between a white man and a black man. It don't click with him. But as he starts to get older, because of how society looks at things and how, you know, just how society is, it will help out to have the strong black men around as well.
Do you think, like the separation between whites and blacks, the separation between males and feminists, do you think that is government, like the government forcing that, or do you think that's just the way things are?
I think it's nature.
You think it's nature that it is how it is?
It's just nature, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people believe that there's someone above pulling strings.
But just like how nature changes, how all of a sudden new flowers start growing in a place they'd never even been before, things like that. Like our nature is changing because of how all the races are mixing.
Isn't that beautiful? That and I was thinking about this, is that America is about the only melting pot of society where you got a black culture, Indian culture, fucking Mexican culture, white culture. You got white people are the culture thieves. I'll tell you that.
Swear to God.
We're gonna get a bit of. We might walk around with a sombrero on, but we're gonna fucking make.
Boy, they think they invented French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's them.
Yeah, but
and pizza.
It's beautiful though. Coming from a white man, and I don't mean to come off as like a fucking culture vulture, this and that, but black people have an awesome culture. Hispanics have an awesome culture. Indian people have an incredible culture. It's like you see that and you're around it 24/7. You're like, man, I think this is awesome. I really do. I think it's beautiful. And I don't think people are wrong.
White people, they got, you know, NASCAR.
Fuck you. We got NASCAR and baseball, motherfucker.
NASCAR and baseball.
The Dominicans are coming and taking baseball right now.
For real.
We're fucked.
You know, for someone like myself, it is actually often I'm torn in two because I'm black and white. So
I'm Indian and American. I mean Indian and white.
Like but at least you look white.
Yeah.
Like in a group of black people, I don't look like them. In a group of white people, I don't look like them.
Earl Sweatshirt said this song, it's called Chum. It used to pump me up when I was like 13. He said, man, I'm too white. He said, I'm too black for the white kids and too white for the blacks.
See what I'm saying?
The song's about him not being able to fit in.
Yeah.
And that was just
That's
like,
how I feel. I never heard that before.
He said too white for the black kids and too.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel though. But whatever I feel like rocking, I'm a rock. If I wanted to carry the Nigerian flag, I'll carry that. If I want to carry a Scottish flag, I'll carry that. If I want to carry an American flag, I'll carry that.
I think it's beautiful, and I really hope that times change to where everybody eases up on each other, because everybody's like really on edge right now. Whether you're a feminist, whether you're this, whether you're that, but everybody's really on edge and they're ready to explode. What's the seriousness? I just hope everything eases up a little bit, and we get a better understanding of each other, because America really does have a good idea, but we're fucked right now, and it's going. I think when we look at where America's going, like when higher people explain it, that we're going downhill.
I think we're going up.
Well, the reason why they say that is because it's becoming like we're becoming like slave minded in the fact that we're working for these big industrial corporations and don't even know it. Like,
we're talking about slave minded. We just coming out of slavery.
Yeah, that's real slavery.
I feel like we're going up at a steady pace, but it's not a straight shot. Yeah, if you zoom out, you'll see a steady climb. But if you zoom in, you will see some dips.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Man, it's just so weird. Everybody's really fucking on edge, bro. Like everyone's especially like they're talking like the only reason I bring up feminists because I was just watching a feminist video of like they take some of them take shit like really personal, and you just got to be a man and they don't like you. Like you just got to be a man. Andrew Tate said this because he got canceled, and I thought this was an awesome quote. He said, "Oh, you feminists and this and that." He said, when something happens to you and you call the police, he said, "You want a fucking guy like me to show up. True. You don't want no fucking pussy that ain't never dealt with adversity before." He said, "You guys don't like me because I'm who I am, but when shit hits the fan, you guys are going to really want me. You're going to want someone like me to show up." And that, like how he makes it a point is that the tough guy's getting pushed out of society. Like the man, like that male fucking positive defender, almost the male that's a defender of women and a defender of whatever is kind of getting pushed out. Like,
that's because they want everyone.
You're dumb.
They want everyone to be weak.
Yeah, and maybe that was the point.
The Matrix wants a bunch of cogs,
a bunch of people working for the industrial, boosting Apple and boosting Google and just working they'll boost and make them billions of dollars and just keep being you.
Yeah, that's like you said, slave mentality.
A good thing. I remember riding around when I was like 18, and buddy said, "You see his eyes? Oh, like people just walking down the street. Oh, you see his face. People driving by in a car. Oh, you see his face. It's like, don't you know they have something in common?" And I was like, "Yeah, they all kind of look dead." He said, "That's life." He said, "That's life. Life will fucking kill you."
Miserable.
Yeah, just fucking working. People think I'm badass because I work out 2-3 times a day. I think you're badass because you're willing to work a fucking 9-hour shift. I might think you're a bit crazy too, but to sit here and work from 8 to 5 and to deal with a wife that don't love you and bitches at you and the kids that don't respect you, I'd want to fucking blow my brains out.
To do anything for 8 to 12 hours a day that you absolutely
6
cannot
days a week
stand, and it's sucking your soul out of you, that's tough, dude.
But you know what I'm talking about, though. When you see their face, they're kind of like just dead. Like the soul's been sucked out and they're just living to die.
Yeah.
I don't want to live to die. And a good quote that I heard is to avoid that, you either got to be all the way broke or all the way rich. But when you're in the middle, you're fucked. When you're in the middle, you fell right into their plan. You're working for them. You're grinding 9, 10 to 12 hours a day, working hard. If you're all the way broke, they can't fuck with you, but you also don't have shit. If you're all the way rich, it's hard to do, but then you got everything. And you can bounce around like.
I think that if you have enough money to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food in your stomach and in your fridge, then you should be all in all happy. And if you're not,
what if you got a wife that fucking don't respect you and your kids think you're a fucking loser, and you know what I mean? Like
if you're not, then that's just.
You come home and your life shit too. You come home and your wife fucking just wants attention. She don't care that you work 12 hours.
Work on those things, but also remind yourself not to be a little bitch.
Yeah. Don't be a little bitch. I could agree with that. I tell
Like
myself
you're
that.
sitting there whining or being upset about something. Like, imagine if you had a gunshot wound to the stomach right now. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if, you know what I'm saying, if all of a sudden you didn't have your legs. Imagine, like, life could, a lot of people don't take the time to think about how shitty their life could actually be, or how much of a worse situation they could be in.
You could be deaf and blind,
Like,
bitch.
Like a lot of people that go to jail or prison for a long time, when they come out, like a lot of those people, they're happy all the time. Like, they're not maybe walking, like skipping up and down the street, but they're genuinely happy because they know what it feels like to just be trapped in a fucking cage.
Speaking of that, I fucking miss Kyron, dude. I really do. I think about him every day.
Where is he?
He's in prison. Yeah, he's been in prison since April. Yeah.
I guess I knew, but just...
Yeah, just that happens to me all the
Where
time.
at?
I'll be like, in Fulton, whatever prison.
You ride him?
No, he can't take. You can't send in mail anymore because they.
So how can you talk to people?
You can put K2 on the envelope slip and lick it, like that part that you lick.
Yeah, yeah.
You can put oils on that and get high from it, and they caught on to that, so now they don't let you send in any mail.
You know what? When I was in jail, I was always thinking about that. I'm like, someone could send in a sheet of acid, like just drip some acid on this, and I can, you know what I'm saying? Like
they were.
Jordan
was telling me the man she calls dad was making a lot of money in prison because he was doing shit like that, like he was getting drugs in, and he'd have them cash app her, like they'd send drugs in, and like basically her cash app was being ran through like the prison and people on the outside. I don't know how that works. She knows more about it than I do. But yeah, dude, I miss Kyron. And he hasn't talked to me in like a month and a half, 2 months. He has to call me. I can't reach out to him.
Yeah.
But he's upset with me about something. I don't quite know what it is, and he won't tell anybody. But I love him. And, dude, he could go away for 2 years and hate me for these 2 years, and he can get out, and, dude, I'll love him like I never loved him. I do feel like it has something to do with being alone and feeling like everybody's against you. You're trapped in this box.
He's locked up, like.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, but I love him. And,
but even still, he can have a choice to keep a good mindset in there. Like if I got put in prison, just know when I get in there, I'm gonna be good. I'm still gonna train. I'm gonna read books,
dude,
work
they won't
out.
even let you punch there. You can't throw punches and kicks there. They'll shut that shit down. Now maybe in
they
your
ain't got cameras everywhere. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, he was telling me that like you can't say like I was about to when we could send them stuff. He's like, you can't send me that email of this. He's like, you can't do it. He said, once they see that there's punches and kicks on here, they won't send it to me.
Fuck, yeah.
He said, they're just assholes.
Some prisons are super locked down.
You would have to talk to him and say,
strict.
hey, this is what I'm working on. Write this down. And he'd have to go work on it when nobody's looking. But you can lift weights and do this and that. I haven't talked to him, but Danny told me yesterday that he's seen someone get stabbed for the first time. He said he just watched someone get fucking poked up. Yeah. So that's crazy. But, dude, I love Kyron. Love him like a brother, dude. He could hate, like I said, he could hate me for 2 years. I could hear Danny getting back with me and saying, Kyron said he hates you, he wants to kill you. And him get out and say, you know what, I love you. And I'd say, dude, I fucking love you too, bro. We just got that friendship that no matter how mad he gets at me, as long as he don't hurt me or hurt my family, dude, I'll always love Kyron. Always. We're brothers. Same thing with you. You could disappear the face of the earth for 20 years, come back, I still love you. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Might have some interesting stories because I'd be like, where the fuck have you been for 20 years? But I'll still have that love for you like a brother. But
yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy how the world works.
Yeah, he had a lot going for him too.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, dude. If I look back 5 years ago when I was 17, I started this journey. For it to be like this up and down and plot twists and turns,
dude.
And look back on it at 22, I'm like, wow, like this is a lot. Like this is a journey. This is a trip. I'm ready to see what the next 5 years has in store for us. It's gonna be really fucking weird and different. It's gonna probably be similar in the fact that like there's gonna still be twists and turns, this and that, ups and downs, but it's gonna be awesome. And I'm ready to take on that challenge. Just ready to be better, ready to fight for what I got. Fight for more. Not fight for what I got, but fight for more.
Yeah. I'd really just been trying to focus on just being content, being happy, and just recognizing all my blessings
Yeah,
And when I feel
that'll
myself,
make life happier. That'll make life happier.
yeah, when I feel myself kind of in a down mood, I tell myself, like, that's cool. It's whatever. But just know that you have everything you need, everything you want. You're healthy. Your kids are healthy. So, just enjoy the moment. I've just been trying to enjoy every moment of my life,
Yeah,
I'm
because it can get
training.
bad. Shit can hit the fan. It can get bad. Like, if you're sitting here complaining about this and that, it can really get bad.
Yeah.
My girlfriend cheated on me. My dad went to prison, and my dog died all in the same. Or dog got stolen all in the same week.
Straight country song.
that was a destroyer of a week. That same week, my dad got locked up. My fucking dog got stolen. My girlfriend cheated on me. I was like, what's going on right now?
Yeah, man, relationships are crazy.
I don't want one right now. I just feel like I don't want to use the word cater, but I don't want to. Takes time out of my day. I don't know. I'm not saying like it's not a benefit, because you got Carla, and I imagine she benefits you in a lot of other ways. But it's just not for me right now. And plus, I don't want to be the guy you date, because I might date you and then win a fight and have all these pretty girls around me and be like, I don't really want to date you no more. And I'm really concerned with who gets around J-Var. I don't like when I mess around with women, when I have sex with women, it's when J-Var ain't there. Or I'll go to them and say, Augustine, can you watch J-Var real fast? I got to go do this. But I don't bring people around J-Var, especially women. I don't know why. I just get a weird feeling about it. I don't want him to, I don't know. It's weird. I just don't feel comfortable. I don't want you to be that close.
Because if you don't know them, if you're dating someone for years or, a few months, something like that, that's different. But you don't just bring anyone around your kids.
Yeah. I don't know.
Unless they got kids, then let the kids play while y'all,
Yeah, fucking both of them banging on your door. Hey,
Mom,
yeah, double the damage. You're like, dude, I fucking hate this. I dated a girl that had a kid. I dated her for like a few weeks to a month, and it was just I got out of a relationship, and I was like, I need to get back in one. I'm freaking out, and I just got right back in one and rushed one. And she had a kid too, and I instantly broke up with her because I realized I was like, your son is bothering my son, because Jigga said something like, I was like, Jigga, let's do this and that, like, let's play. I don't know if these were the exact words. And he said, no, you play with Sean. Like, talking about her kid. I was like, oh. I was like, damn. I was like, your kid, I'm seeing your kid more than I'm seeing my own. I was like, I'm not being mean. I was like, plus we're not even connecting. I was like, I didn't do it like that. I literally, I was so fucked up. She left my house, and I never invited her back over, and never messaged her back for like a week straight. And then her friend
ghosted her.
Yeah, her friend called, and it was fucked up because we was
that's messed
fucking
up.
with each other for like 3 weeks. She stayed at my house for like 2 straight, and then she left.
What the hell?
Day. Yeah, she left, and then
You hit it once and said, "Move on in."
Dude, yeah, I was tripping, bro. I was tripping. I was being an idiot.
Move on in.
Well, fuck, when you're kicking it with a girl, like I'll have sex with her this night, and be like, oh, you can stay a night. And I'm like, tomorrow, I'm like, well, I'm gonna have sex with her again. She can stay the night tonight.
It's just easier,
And then it just got to the point where I was like, man, it's not. It don't surprise me no more. Like, I've had sex enough that you don't impress me. Get out of here. Just a shitty dude. Just the shittiest guy. Get out of here.
Fucking dirtbag.
Out. Doing fucking umpire fucking movements. You're out of here.
You're out of here.
No, it's fucked up. And I called her and I told her.
Dirtbag.
Yeah. Her friend called me. And
Sleazeball.
So basically,
Scum of the earth.
Yeah, women found out about that. No, they don't associate with me. So the truth is, no.
Fucking Andrew Tate #2 over here.
No, Andrew Tate had enough.
You haven't cooked my dinner yet. Get the fuck out of here.
No, you remind me more of Andrew Tate than
Me?
myself. Yeah,
Top G.
Top G. I was telling Augustine, I was like, the fights are on.
I'm definitely a lot like him. I mean, very similar mindset
yes,
for
I
sure.
agree with that. But I was telling Augustine, I said,
like men think alike,
Yeah, mixed actually, white and black, and then Andrew Tate's white and black as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I thought he was a white dude for the longest, and he was like, and some girl tried to call him a white man. He said, "You don't know who my fucking dad is." So my dad's the world champion chess player, like one of the best in the world. And he's like, before he passed.
Yeah, he was black.
Yeah, and where the fuck?
You saying something about Augustine?
Yeah, Augustine was like I was telling Augustine about the fights are on. I was like, dude, there's some good fights on that. I was like, Canelo versus Triple G. He said, you talking about Andrew Tate? Because he liked the top G. Thought he like, I was calling him Triple G. I was like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. I was like, Gennady Golovkin, yeah. So, like, you get cultured like in boxing, you prick.
Right.
Which was a weird fight, too, because if you watched it, Triple G just...
I heard it was boring as shit.
I was drunk, so I thought it was a good fight. I had to drink that night. I haven't...
Well, of course, the casuals are going to say anything's boring when someone's not getting knocked out.
I walked in, and my mom dates a Hispanic man, and, dude, there were probably, like, 15 Hispanics in there. Probably only a couple
Augustine told
English.
me.
But, yeah, I wrote Triple G on my chest, and I wrote Gennady Golovkin on my stomach. And I went to walk in to like fuck you guys, like Triple G. And I seen all these Hispanics, dude. And they, like, a couple of them had like that smuck look on their face because they're already drunk. And I put my hands over my chest and walked.
Triple G is not Mexican?
No, he's
Is he white
from,
or something?
like Kakistan or something.
Oh, okay.
So
they wanted Canelo to win.
Yeah, they wanted Canelo. I wanted to fuck with him and write Triple G to piss him off. And I seen how many there were and how bad this could go. And so a lot of them I didn't even know. I went
for
write
real?
that shit off.
Hell no.
I wiped that shit straight up my chest. I said, Canelo.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fucking, when you kick it with them, you got to drink with them. So I had to drink with them. And it was actually, what I seen from it, people are calling Gennady washed up. But I just think he had a slow start. His first 7-8 rounds were slow. And then the last 4, he really picked up. And it was like a really competitive fight. So if you called him old, it kind of made me think that he would have faded in the later rounds. But it looked like he faded first and then showed up. Like, in the last 4 rounds, he came to win, but the first 8, he just didn't have shit.
Yeah, sometimes he would just start slow.
Yeah, Canelo was faster, younger, better, and it was awesome. I never had that experience to where you're in there with the guy that Mexico loves and adores, and to watch all these Hispanic men get pumped up at the end of each round, even if there wasn't much going on. They were just like, fucking Canelo, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then he wins, and everybody gets shit-faced and leaves.
Right.
But it was a good experience. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm ready to fight. I don't know about you.
I'm ready. Yeah. But your fight's very close. Your fight's still
2 days.
You think about it, you get pumped up. For me, at least, I think about it and get pumped. But yeah, all the hard training's out the window now. I mean, there's no improving this technique and that technique. It's just like, bring it on, motherfucker.
Today and tomorrow is just resting. Well, tomorrow I got to make fucking weight. Oh, God.
How much weight do you got to lose by Friday?
So tomorrow I'll probably wake up at 154 pounds, and then I'll have to cut down to 146. So
you got 2 days to do that? You got 48 hours?
I'm going to have to cut 8 pounds the day of weigh-ins.
You got 48 hours to do it?
Pretty much, but, I mean, today, I don't start cutting until the day of.
I cut 7 pounds in 2 days for me, and that was really tough. It didn't come off much, but
really?
Yeah, because I already cut out all my weight. I had to lose,
see, that's
13,
the thing.
I had to lose 13 pounds in a week. It didn't seem like a lot, and I underestimated. And then literally the day that I woke up at 5 to go cut weight, and we had to leave at 8 to go to Nebraska when I was supposed to fight. And I had to lose like 4 or 5 pounds in 3 hours, but I was already like dehydrated from the day before, and that was harder than cutting to 145, because 145 I planned everything out, did everything properly, cut the weight pretty easy, but I was still a little dehydrated. 55, I was fucking done, and I was dehydrated, and then we had to drive 8 hours over there while I'm dehydrated.
Fuck.
No water, no food, just sitting there.
I'm never fucking cutting weight and then driving again. Yeah. Fuck that. If I can't cut weight there, then I don't even want to do the fight.
And there's no sleeping. I was hurting so bad I couldn't sleep. I kept cramping. I'd go to extend my leg would cramp, my stomach would cramp.
Feet cramping and shit.
Yeah, it's just bad. I didn't have any water in my body. And I got there, and dude, I can't make this up. I told Danny as soon as I met him, I said, this guy's going to pull out, Danny. And Danny's like, oh, why'd you say that? And I said, I can just look. I said, I fought long enough that I can kind of look at somebody and tell.
You can tell he's going to puss out.
And, dude, the worst I've ever seen. Like, he wasn't, like, shaking, but, like, you know when someone's, like, scared to look at you, and when you talk to them, they kind of got, like, this. They talk to you with, like, a stupid amount of respect.
You go to shake their hands.
Yeah, he's not like looking me in my eyes, and he's kind of like whispering, like that vibe. Where he's like, yeah, you know, something's wrong. He just kept telling me something's wrong. I got to get it checked out. He's like, I really don't know what it is.
He wasn't scared about the fight, and he was scared about why his fucking test is.
Yeah, and I
Come
thought
back
he
fucked
had, and when I was brought back the next day, they said he had herpes or chlamydia or gonorrhea, some test, because the blood
Herpes.
test he failed.
They test for AIDS.
herpes, HIV. There's 2 types of HIV
They test for HIV, herpes,
and hepatitis.
and then hepatitis
It's
B
hepa-
and C.
So it's the 2 types of hepatitis. Well, I thought it was that he had an STD, and then when I talked to his teammates, they're like, yeah, they sent him away. The thing is, he tried to give him blood work from a while ago, and you had to have your blood work done by April. So they're like, he could have, and I thought it takes like 3 days, but from what they told me was he could have done something to be able to fight that night.
Yeah.
Because they sent him away to go do whatever he needed to do, and he didn't come back. And
So he pussed out.
yeah, so he pushed out, and now he has another fight coming. What pisses me off is I told him, let me fight in September. The manager was like, we got your fight, I promise, this and that. But that guy got to fight, and I don't. That motherfucker let the whole card down. He disappointed me, disappointed the card because he didn't even show up for the fight. I showed up, and you're going to give him a fight, not me, because he's the hometown boy. How it makes me feel is they don't know who the fuck I am, so they could care less. But when they do give me a fight and say I do fight that guy and I starch him, I'll make them care. I'll make them think like, oh, Caleb, we should have had Caleb on that card, this and that. And I'm making a point like, dude, you fucking had this dork. You let this dork fight again, and he failed you guys. I showed up on weight, and you can't get me to fight. I could have fought the same guy he fought. But
Right.
you chose to put some pussy-ass
That's
Nebraskan
weird.
that. Yeah, and he told me, we didn't have Caleb a matchup. That's what he told Danny. Well, you just had 2 155ers, and the motherfucker I was supposed to fight, he's fighting, but I'm not. You chose
Watch him
to
pull
do
out again. Why would they even?
they chose to do that. They chose to do that. And that kind of pisses me
They're
off.
probably trying to. The guy that pulled out of your fight, they're probably trying to set him up to get his ass whooped by one of their guys.
Well, he's a Nebraskan too. They're all Nebraskans.
Oh.
So I don't know how it works. But yeah, the kid that I was supposed to fight was a Nebraskan. They probably want the Nebraskan kid to win. All they knew about me, and this excited me, was that I was 1-0. They didn't know I had a kickboxing background. And Ron and Danny vouched for me, and Ron is a big name up there. So if Ron says, yeah, this kid's tough, he's going to come up there and do good things, they're going to assume that. And I think the fact that they know that I'm from Cape and I roll with Ron and I might be a tough guy and they're bringing me in a hometown kid to fight me, it might make the hometown kid look bad. So I just think that they're like, we'll put him on another card where you don't have to fight a Nebraskan and make Nebraska look bad. I don't know. I could be just assuming shit, but that's how I felt.
And they need to be focused on the sport and not their state or their town.
Well, Cage of Honor's like that too, if you notice. That's what bothered me too.
Yeah.
And from
from
an ego standpoint, is the 3 fights I got, last 3 fights, though they're similar records as me, we already knew I was gonna smash these guys. Yeah, because if I'm fighting a guy that's 6-1 or 6-2 or 7-1, and I'm 7-1 or 7-2. It's a bad matchup because my record don't speak for the ability that I have because I haven't had a lot of fights. So when you throw me in there with a guy with similar record as me, we already know it's a mismatch. So they bring in all these guys that I kind of knew I was going to beat. Now my chance for Nebraska was I was going to fight somebody that nobody thought I could beat. I'm going in his hometown, in his territory. Though I know I can beat him. When I go there, I'm going to get booed. It's going to be his family. It's not going to be my family supporting or my hometown supporting. It's going to be his. And that just fucking pumped me up. And the fact that I couldn't, dude. I sound like a bitch, but when Danny told me, he walked up to me that morning, and my last thoughts before Danny told me was, I was like, man, this is so cool. God forbid I lose. I got my mom, my little brother in Nebraska right now for me to fight. And I was like, Caleb, you're going to fight with everything you fucking got. Like, you're going to fight like a warrior. Like, this is right how it's supposed to be. You're in a different state fighting for your life. And literally 10 seconds later, Danny comes out of his room and said, yeah, you're right. I said, what do you mean, coach? And he said, he pulled out. He just pulled out. He said, I didn't know how to tell you. He said, I would have told you an hour ago. He said, I just didn't know how to come up and tell you. Literally put my head on the fucking wall and right by the elevator in the hotel, and I just fucking hit the wall like 3 times like a crybaby. And I was just like, fucking shit. And I wasn't like teary-eyed, but I was just like emotional.
You was balling.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, I put everything into this. I cut so much weight. I worked so hard for a guy to puss out. In my big moment. This was my big moment. In Nebraska, someone else's hometown. This was my big moment.
Schedule fights with bums anymore.
Yeah, but when you're 1-0 MMA guy, they normally can't throw you up against a 5-0 MMA guy.
Bullshit, they can't.
They have it done that with me at least. They don't send me those matchups. So maybe next time I should say, hey, even if they shoot me a 1-on-1 guy, say, hey, he's a pussy. He might back out.
Dude, if they're not from a good gym and they haven't had several fights, like, man, fuck them. They're not even worth, especially traveling that far. And then they pull out, like, dude, so much time and money invested into that.
I play a game, and when you kill the small monsters in this video game, one of your partners will say, why are we fighting all these small monsters? It's a waste of time. And, like, I hear that. It reminds me of fighting, like fighting a scrub that's just a waste of time. You already know you're going to kick his ass. Just go whoop it. Fight someone that's worth your while. Fight a tough guy. So, I don't know where we're at. All they told me is I'm fighting a 1-on-1 guy that's pretty tough. That's all it's brought back to me is he's pretty tough, and you have to watch out for his jiu-jitsu.
They always say that shit. But
I hear that.
But yeah, so I've been walking around at 157 pounds, and this week I basically cut 1 meal out instead of eating 3 meals a day. I've been eating two meals a day.
So you're still eating good. You're still eating fine. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm still.
That's good for your nutrition.
Like, basically, I've been eating like a veggie wrap for lunch. For breakfast, I've been having like a little protein shake, and then for lunch I have like a wrap, and then for dinner I have a salad. I've been doing that all week, and so today I might just skip the wrap. What I have earlier, I had a banana and a granola bar, so I'll probably just eat a salad today for dinner today, and then tomorrow when I wake up, I should be about 154 pounds, maybe. It'd be nice if I could wake up at 153 or 152. That'd be sweet. But it's probably going to be 154. And then I'll drive up to Moberly, and then I'll cut 8 pounds of water.
How?
Sauna.
Oh, you're going to bring that sauna thing with you?
Yeah.
Smart, man. So how did I cut weight? If I travel, how I cut weight the day before, like when we fought in Iowa, how I cut weight? I often do this if I can't get in the sauna. If it's too late and I know I need to cut and it's midnight, I'll turn on the shower, blazing hot, let the room get all steamy, and then I'll turn it on to the bath and let the bath get steaming hot and lay in the bathtub. And let like the steam from the outside in the hot water.
You sit in the bathtub?
Yeah, just lay in the steamy bathtub.
I've done it like that too.
And just, I won't lose near as much as I would if I sat in the sauna for 20 minutes, but I will lose something.
Shit, you'll sweat pretty good in that bathtub too.
I will. Yeah, I will, but I can puss out. Like, I'll start sticking my legs out of the water, or start like creeping up a little bit, and won't even realize I'm doing it. It's
you
just
feel
hard.
your fucking heart thumping throughout your whole
That's
body,
scary.
dude.
That
Fuck
is
yeah,
fucking
it's scary.
When I cut so much weight, like when I was fighting at 45.
Don't stand up fast.
Yeah. Dude, I'd get panic attacks from cutting weight so much.
Yeah,
I'd have like feel like I'm dying, like fading away. But there's a time when I cut to 45, and this is when I know I've cut too much weight or a lot of weight. When I was laying it when I got out of the steam room, and I was watching my stomach beat, like boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, boom. And I'm watching my stomach like there's a heart in it, and I was like, dude, this.
That
is
motherfucker start moving, gurgling and shit.
Yeah, I was like,
vibrating and shit. You're like, dude, I'm fucking dying.
Yeah, I'm dying. Like my literally, what's happening is your organs are shutting down slowly but surely. That's why I think cutting weight's so bad. I hate it.
But like for me. I'm basically fully carbed. You know, I've been eating every day, and to cut 8 pounds in like 2 or 3 hours, however long it takes me, of water weight when I'm fully hydrated, that's not too bad. Because think about it, we'll do a hard workout and then go sit in the sauna and for 20 minutes to 40 minutes, however long we do. And you'll sweat out 4 or 5 pounds just doing a regular sauna session. So a couple more pounds, it's really nothing. And then I'm only dehydrated for like an hour or so. Go weigh in, start rehydrating. So I'm only dehydrating myself for like a couple hours, and then I rehydrate. Instead of like if I try to sweat some weight out tonight and dehydrate myself and then sleep on that, like that's a lot.
What I realized too is your body will your body's smarter than you in some aspects. You have to outsmart your body because when you dehydrate yourself,
retain water.
When you try to dehydrate yourself and then go sweat some more, dude, it's killing me that last time I was in the sauna because my body didn't want to sweat no more.
Right.
So you'd have to sit.
Now
in
you
there
got to try to
longer.
do some fucking jumping jacks or.
Yeah, my body didn't want to sweat no more.
Yeah.
It was like it was arguing with me almost, and I was like, dude, this is unbelievable. Like I should have done this better, but I'm young and I'm learning as I'm going. So I think the next weight cut would be incredible. Just eat smarter. I eat like shit until like 3 weeks out, and then I'm like, oh, let me try cutting weight now, and it's not. I need to just eat right in general. be safe in general. Stop fucking bullshitting around and do that. Do you feel like there's any negative aspects of you that you'd like to benefit? Like for me, for example, sometimes I'll eat like shit until 4 weeks out, and then 4 weeks out I'll be like, oh, let me tone it up rather than just eating good all the time.
I definitely could have cleaned up my diet a little bit more a few weeks out, but I mean, I'm not eating like fried food and shit like that.
You still eat
like
good
snacking. I still eat pretty clean, you know.
Your eating bad is like my eating good.
Right, exactly.
You eat very, very smart.
But like the week of, it's been basically all fucking vegetables. Like, and the only like refined carbs I've had is like the spinach wrap for my wraps. So yeah, my diet's been pretty good.
When I'm cutting weight, I'll stop eating meat. Tell me if I'm wrong for doing it, but I'll stop eating meat. Like days at
that's
a time.
good because you're gonna lose fucking 5 to 10 pounds just by doing that.
Like 2-3 days at a time, I'll try to avoid meat, and I will try. Only reason because Ron said something, but he said something about potatoes being kind of fattening, and I was using that as my proteins.
Oh yeah, that's hella starch.
I was using that as my proteins at first, and then I just stopped. And now I'm trying to do whatever I can, like nuts for my proteins, but I really try to.
Well, nuts they got a lot of
he told me
fat
those got
too.
fat
So
too.
really, for your protein, eat like spinach, kale, stuff like that. It'll give you carbs and protein.
Yeah, that's
Hummus.
This shit sounds. I imagine myself just being miserable if I eat.
No, dude, hummus on a salad, bro. I mean, you can have some shitty. Look, you can have shitty hummus and you can have good hummus. Look at apples. You have different types of apples. You got sweet apples. You got tart apples. So it's just how it's made. But when I get my salads at Healthy Fresh Cafe, it's got hummus on there with some what's this stuff? The balsamic vinegar, and dude, it's
balsamic vinegar.
It's fucking fire, dude. It's like that dark. It looks like fucking soy sauce is dark or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
That shit, it's good,
dude.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I definitely could cut back on the kratom. I've been drinking a lot of kratom. I've been trying to cut back on that.
My dad said that helped him with his meth addiction.
Right.
Kratom. He said kratom would get him going. Like I don't know what it does to you because I've never done it, but he just said it just keeps him away from what smoke meth. And
it activates the opioid receptors. So like a lot of people use it to get off of pain pills, heroin, shit like that. So I mean that's what a lot of people. Right. That's why a lot of people start using it. But it's really good for like pain. People use it if they got like arthritis and.
My grandma and grandpa have a very bad drug addiction, or they did at this time. My dad is to the point. My dad tells stories about how he was homeless when he was a kid. They had to sleep out in the parks because my grandma and grandfather would choose drugs over the kids. And I asked them like, what made it change? Because I met them, and they're really good people now. And I was like, my grandpa has all these tattoos. He looks like this mean motherfucker, but he's genuinely a nice guy now. And I asked him, I said, what made you stop? And he said, I realized, and this is hard to do. I can imagine how hard this is. He said, I realized the energy that I'm putting in drugs, if I put it into God, everything would be better. And my grandpa has all these tattoos up and down his arms, just looks mean, but he's a Christian at heart, Bible thumper, can tell you every story. And he's just an interesting guy, and it blows me away that my grandma and grandfather chose religion over drugs. My dad battles addiction still this day. Like, I talked to my dad, like, a few days ago. I haven't talked to him in 2-3 months. I haven't talked to him since before my last fight in June. So it's been 4 or 5 months since I haven't talked to my dad. And I reached out to him, and I called him. My dad was like, I'm sorry. And he always does this. My dad's very good, and I love my dad, but he's very good at making you feel bad for him. This is the way things are. I'm arguing with Brittany. And the 3 points I went over with my dad is if I lived the life you lived, I'd probably fucking go crazy too. I work all day, fucking go home, argue with my girlfriend, my wife, and then do drugs. And it's an everyday process. I don't want to do drugs, but I can't stop. I'm addicted. I told him that, and he kept apologizing to me. And I said, you know what, Dad? I don't want to hear another sorry excuse from you. I love you. I love you.
Fuck your sobs, dog.
Yeah, literally. That's how I said it. I said, with all due respect, fuck your excuses. I said, I want to tell you what would be better than an excuse. You shut the fuck up and you come to the gym with me next week. I told him that. Just come to the gym. And I said, the reason why you're going to come to the gym, I said, everybody has their fucking dad. And it pisses me off. I look in Devin Haney's corner, his dad's there. Look in Tyson Fury's corner, his dad's there. Where the fuck is my dad at? When he could be here. He chooses not to. He chooses drugs over being here. And I love my dad. I love him to death. and I think he could change. And I said, Dad, if I was around your 5 group, I don't know who your 5 guys are, who 5 people you associate with, but I guarantee you give me 3 to 5 minutes with them. I guarantee you, I would say these guys are all fucking idiots. They're all retards. They don't care about my health, don't care about benefiting me. I need to get away from these fuckers. And I guarantee you, if I was around 5 minutes around the people you're associated with, I would fucking leave. And I'd say, these people aren't benefiting my training. They're not benefiting me. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Right.
Dad, you're one of those people. You're associated with people who don't give a fuck about you. They're not benefiting you. Get you a new friend group. Start working out with me. Let me be your friend. Though I'm your son, let me be your friend. Let Ron be your friend. Let Danny be your friend. Let Gavlin be your friend. Look at that friend group. There's not a drug addict in that fucking group. Let's fucking get this shit going. Let's turn your life around. And I said, Dad, I know it's hard. It's very hard. I mean, someone that's battled addiction in your past, it's very hard. It's harder than I imagine.
Yeah.
I've never battled addiction. But it's also as easy as a yes. It's also easy as, all right, I'm going to do it. And it's that simple.
Just show up.
I
first,
guess, yeah.
First of all,
I
just
shouldn't
show
say
up.
it's easy, but it's as simple as saying, yes, I'm going to do it.
It's a
It
choice.
may not be easy, but it's, simple as a yes or a no. And what cracks me up about it is the addiction in my dad, that demon in my dad's like, no, I want to, but I don't know if I can make it. He's trying to give me all these excuses like, I would like to, but this and that. So, Dad, I don't want to hear that shit. I'll come down and I'll pick you up and I'll take you to the gym and take you back. So there's no excuse.
It's crazy, man. Addiction is just like the saddest fucking thing on
Well, it feels
earth.
like it feels like I'm not talking to my dad. It feels like I'm talking to someone that has a hold of my dad. And my
You
dad will
are.
try to say what he wants to say, but this thing has a hold of him. And my dad's like, I want to, I'd like to, but this thing's latched onto me and it won't let go. It's like, that's what he wants to say. He don't say it. He just gives me shitty excuse after shitty excuse. And I'm like, Dad, I'm tired of hearing this. He tells me he loves me. He tells me he loves the way I fight, this and that. But Dad, why don't you fuck in here and making me better? My dad's boxed for a while. My dad was a very good boxer. And there's things that my dad knows that I watch my dad do that I would love to learn how to do. Why the fuck aren't you here? Why aren't you helping us? Why aren't you helping yourself? Let's get the fuck out of this lifestyle, Dad. And I hope, I pray to God, dude, that my fucking dad just, I don't even know how easy it's going to be, but just for him to send me that message and say, hey, come get me Wednesday. We'll go to practice, bud. That'd be the perfect start. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah, addiction is a crazy thing, man. It's like some people are so deep into addiction, they are high 24/7, constantly.
Yeah.
It's like first step is, can you not be high for an hour? Like, can you do something else for an hour? Can you at least let the high fucking wear off before you keep on doing whatever you're doing?
I can imagine it's hard because I have trouble being sober. I have to smoke a lot.
Hell
I smoke
yeah.
a lot of weed. I smoke I can't be so it bothers me to be sober to that point.
So you're an addict.
Yes, but my God willing, I am like in a sense you're addicted, right? Because you don't want to stop. You want to keep doing it. And they say what makes weed so dangerous is the fact that you
But you can stop.
underestimate it.
You have stopped
Yeah.
before,
I've stopped for
you've taken breaks.
yeah, well, it went to the point where I was getting ready for the title fight. I'd only smoke on weekends.
See,
But I was smoking Thursday night. As soon as it hit midnight and it rolled over to Friday, I got a blunt spark. Like, it was happening fast. Like, I'd sit there on Thursday and wait for the countdown. And yeah. But the thing is, they said what makes weed so dangerous and addicting is the fact that it's not that serious. That you say, oh, it's just weed. But you're smoking it every day. You can't stop if you want. You'd be in a bad mood if you stopped. So I can only imagine what meth would do.
oh
or
my God,
heroin.
dude, you have no fucking
Because it's
idea.
10 times worse. My dad done shit that you wouldn't even think it was him. My dad robbed a girl that he was dating for thousands of dollars worth of drugs, and she came to my house and tried to confront me and say, hey, I need that money your dad took. He just stole it. And I had to tell her, hey, I don't know what the fuck's going on. My dad
I
ain't
don't
here.
know what's going on. Shit.
Yeah, he ran back to Marble Hill, and she ended up showing up to his house, and, dude, he raged out. I remember she told me that my dad said, and this is just addiction talking. You know my dad's a very nice guy, but as an addict, and when he's clacked out, he told her he was going to fucking kill her. He said, I'll leave the door unlocked, come get your money, but you're not going to make it out alive. And he
Jeez.
fucking left her their money. They ended up raiding his house and took all the money and all the drugs and fucking took him to jail.
Dude, this
Yeah.
is nuts, man. Just seeing, you're seeing even more and more people on meth walking around Cape, just twat, dude, just out of their fucking mind, doing
shit like this.
crazy shit, man. Like
Like, what
They're
the fuck are you doing with your hands right now?
dude, they're possessed. Like, you know, when you watch a movie and they're possessed by a demon and they're doing the exorcism and they're just doing shit like that's like meth. Like, Nah, they're not possessed by a demon. They're smoking that shit.
Yeah, why would you want to be like that though? So, I don't know
They
for sure. It's an
don't.
honest
It's
question.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It's
Why
not,
do you want to be paranoid and twacked and rushing at 1,000 miles per hour and not get shit done? That's what surprises me. Is like, why would you want to be that?
a lot of people eat shitty food every day and get fucking diabetes.
Touche.
You know, it's
that's
like,
a good fucking. That is a good comeback, right?
Because
Because when I look at that, you can't help it. When
He's
you
like,
drive
damn, I
past
eat shitty food every day. That's a good comeback.
well, if it makes you happy, I don't eat McDonald's no more, and I don't eat Burger
Like,
King. I
it's-
don't eat that shit no
That's
more.
good. But
I
yeah,
will.
this
I
is
will. Don't get me
fucking,
twisted.
it's sad, dude. It's so sad to see this stuff. And yeah, I'm getting sick of seeing these people on Cape, man.
You ever seen meth hunters? There's this
No.
dude, he'll go around and find someone that's on meth. It's fucked up. It's on YouTube. But he record and be like, "You on crack or tweak?" And like he'll like act like he don't act like he's the police, but you'll see all these like tweakers get paranoid about him. You're like, God's good, God's everywhere, and he's like, "You're fucking twacked out." And the dude's like, "No, I swear I stopped." And like just fucking zapped out of his mind.
Dude,
It's
I was
hilarious.
driving down Broadway the other day, and it was raining, and there was this chick outside, clearly twack, see her all the time. She had like a hoodie, and she was like wiping off the fucking ground as if she was like cleaning the ground while it's raining, and dude, I was like, what the fuck? And then she just throws the hoodie in a trash can, starts doing some little fucking tweaker dance. I was just like, what in the fuck,
So
man?
Jordan's mom. This was the biggest twist, and I don't mean to offend Jordan by telling the story, but Jordan's mom hit me up, and she used to have a thing for me, but I used to try to avoid it because that's Jordan's mom. Like her mom's fucking beautiful, bro. Like
For real?
similar to Jordan, just a thick Jordan, and she's darker complected. So she's
You
like
never
she has
fucking
the
introduced me to her.
fuck, but
Fuck.
she's very unsociable. She's kind of like a bitch, I guess. Like she's got a smart ass mouth, this and that, but she's attracted to me, and God bless me, the devil sent me over there.
Oh my
It was
god.
the devil sent me over there, and I kicked it with her one time, but I didn't want to do nothing like
Oh,
I backed down. I stood
yes,
down.
you did.
When I did, but when I
Yes,
got
you
there,
did.
hear me out.
You trying to lie.
Stand down. Everybody,
You
turn
ain't
the
gotta
cameras
lie,
off.
Craig. You
Turn
ain't
the-
gotta lie.
Turn the cameras off. No, but no, but I chose
No.
not to. Let's say it like this. And Jordan ends up finding out. So Jordan ends up finding out about this because her mom used to message me.
I'm about to say, if she didn't know already, she gonna know now.
Yeah, well, her mom used to message me and flirt with me a lot. Well,
That's fucked up,
Her
dude.
mom was spiteful towards Jordan, had a crush on me, and I guess when me and Jordan broke up, her mom was like, "Hey, well, let me try this." Well, I get over there and I realize this ain't what I need to be doing. I was like, "Dude, this is gonna
Yeah,
get Jay
dude,
Barr snatched
that's-
up from me," so I end up leaving. But the moral of the story is, I'm
Just
cool.
lost
I'm
a
cool
little
with
bit of
her.
respect
Like,
for you.
yeah, well, I became her friend.
Fucking
Genuinely.
dirtbag over
I can be a
here.
piece of shit. Don't get it twisted. I can be a fucking just the scum of this earth.
But dude, could you just imagine, like, you have a girlfriend and your father is trying to sleep with her?
yeah, it's so
You know, like that's.
yeah, I'd kick his ass like you'd want to. Like I'd be like, out of respect that you try to cross me, not that you try to fuck my
I mean, for
ex-girlfriend, but
me, when it comes to my woman, you know, I'm the type of man like I would want to kill somebody.
yeah,
Like when it comes to that stuff, I'm very primal, and yeah, I wouldn't be able to go around that person because like I'll be like having dreams of killing them.
yeah. But we had an agreement where I didn't tell her like
An
openly.
agreement.
But an agreement
man.
that I was like, look, I don't like she ended up asking me down these details, and I was like, I can't fuck with you like that, this and that. Well, something ends up
An
happening.
oral only agreement.
No, fuck. I'm not giving her oil, and she wasn't gonna give me. She's like, I don't know, it wouldn't have worked, but she's really pretty. She's fucking gorgeous. But moral of the story is, I end up coming by again because she's like, can you help me? She's like, I fucked my shoulder up, this and that, and like the dog in me is like, get over there. So I end up going over there, and she's twacked out of her fucking
fuck.
mind. And dude, she's thick, right? Big booty, big breast, pretty face. Her face is all sunken in. And this was like the matter of 2 weeks.
Oh,
all
shit.
skinny. Her ass is gone. This was like 2 weeks.
Her ass
bro.
was gone.
Ass was gone, bro. Like she
Get
lost,
out of there.
She lost all
Get
the
out of
weight.
there.
And she tells me, she's like, can you get something out of my car? And I can tell she's twacked, by the way, because she had 2 things in her hand. She had a machete and a poker. Like something that you
Jesus
poke
Christ.
something that you poke a fire with.
The fuck?
And no shit, she ends up like telling me, she's like, Caleb, do you see the snakes? She's like, look up there in my fucking window. She's like, do you see the snakes?
My God.
And she says, I need you to get my handbag out of my car because there's fucking possums in my car and they're trying to attack me and this and that. And I go in there and I grab her handbag, and I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And I go to hand her handbag, and my hand to God, bro, she swung the machete at me. Like just took a slice. and I hopped back. Like, it was probably like a foot away, 2 foot away. Like,
still, dude, you could have got sliced.
I was like, and it freaked out. I was like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, I'll knock you the fuck out. And she's like, I ain't gonna hit you. I ain't gonna cut you, this and that. And I was
You just got snakes all around you.
yeah, and I was like, dude, she is fucking tripping. And I left, and I got away, and I told Jordan. I ended up calling Jordan. I said, hey, I just went to help out your mom. I said, she's fucking twacked. And Jordan didn't want to believe me. And then me and Jordan ended up talking a couple weeks later, and she says, yeah, my mom's fucked up. And now currently her mom's in jail, and I hope that she sobers up. But what I'm getting at is the fact that someone as beautiful as her mom, though her mom does this and that, whatever, her mom was fucking genuinely a beautiful woman. To go from being so beautiful to letting this drug make you ugly looking. Like, she was ugly. She wasn't pretty. Her face was
shit.
and she was hot at one point. Like, dude, she'd make you nervous. Like, make me nervous. I'd be in the room alone with her, and I'd be like, whew. Which also, to go back on that, she used to give me vibes when I was with Jordan that she liked me. There's a moment where I was holding Jigga, and she came up, and she came in between me. She's like, this is my daddy. And I was like, oh.
What the fuck?
I was like 18, 19. I was like, Jordan, I was like, you might want to be careful now. Your mama. I was like, shit. But
dude.
that was very uncomfortable for me. I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should capitalize or walk away, and I walked away like a pussy.
You know what's crazy is what you just said. Like, a person can look like so good, and then they do meth for a fucking day, and then they just look like straight shit.
Look like your soul left your body.
Or like meth or crack. Because I remember this one guy I worked with, from one day to the next, he looked 20 fucking years older. I was like, what the fuck? And my cousin didn't know. He was oblivious to this stuff. And he's like, damn, what happened to OG? He looking old as fuck today. I said, he smokes crack, dumbass. Like, he didn't know though. He was puzzled. He's like, whoa, what happened to OG? He look old as fuck
got hit
today.
with a fucking vehicle.
Dude, it's sad. It's sad. And it's sad. So, like out of all, like I'm all for a person being able to do whatever the fuck they want, but at some point it's people, it's like I think, people should step in, like, I don't think someone should be arrested for smoking weed or, you know what I'm saying? But I think people that are smoking meth and crack and stuff and just completely ruining their lives.
They decriminalized that in Oregon though, didn't they?
Everything.
Yeah. So you can get high and they're like, hey, we'll give you a big fine or we'll send you to rehab. And like, that's your choices. You can get high, you can pay this big ass fine for having meth on you, or you can go to rehab.
I think that all the meth heads need to move their ass to Oregon.
Is that a good thing though? Do you think?
Yeah. You know what? It is a good thing. Have areas where it's okay to be a piece of shit to yourself and not care, and then have areas where we don't allow that shit here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
But dude, this is
because guess what? If there is no meth in this city, guess who's gonna do meth in this city? Nobody.
But from a religious aspect, wow, this just goes from my religion is they say the devil walks this earth, so God gave everybody free will to do what the fuck they want to do. Unfortunately, with that, he gave the devil free will too. So the devil chooses, in a sense, it says the devil's the prince of earth. The devil is part of this earth, and he runs with it, and he does all this foul shit because the earth is his as well. He runs part of this earth. I think meth is one of the ways. Drugs is one of the ways he gets a hold of you, he tricks you. I think sex. I think bad food's another one. I think he gets you so fat and clumped up and do all these things. And he's like, you're mine now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I don't know what gets you sent to heaven and hell. What I've heard is the only thing that'll get you sent to hell is blasphemy. To know that God's real but hate him.
I heard that the only sin that's not forgiven is committing suicide.
Maybe that one too. But blasphemy is if you're not aware, it's to know God's real, but to genuinely. I know people like that. I got an uncle that's like that. He knows God's real, but he fucking hates him. He hates the life that he is given. Hates everything about it. But I think there's a possibility.
Tell him I said, don't hate the game, baby.
Tell him quit being a bitch.
Don't hate the player, baby. Hate the game.
But he's the type of guy, which we'll go to him in a minute. But I think when you live a devilish lifestyle, so many demons latch onto your ass that when it's time for your soul to leave this, there's too much demons weighing you down. I really think it's hard to leave when you live this lifestyle that all these demons are attached to, drugs, fat, fucking having sex with a boatload of women. All these demons are like excited to latch onto that. And when they get a hold of you and it's time for you to go wherever you go, they're like, no, motherfucker, you're stuck here with us. We grabbed you. So when I leave this earth, hopefully I'm pure. Not pure like as imperfect, but I'm good. Like I'm not fucking just.
You think fighting is demonic?
No, I think in a sense it sounds crazy, but I think God loves warriors. I don't know.
Man,
you ever
Keith
seen
and I
Shutter
talked
Island?
about this on the last episode, and because I asked him if he thought that fighting was dark, and he said, yeah, he kind of does. And then I rebutted. I could see how people would think that. I think fighting can be dark, but it can be light. For example, fighting for the right reasons or fighting for the wrong reasons. If you fight to hurt people because, I mean, for example, you low key would love to murder somebody, or you're just you're an evil person. That's dark. But if you fight, for sport, for the love of martial arts, and to provide for your family, then that's more of a light path.
Mike Tyson says he don't like to pray before his fights because he don't like bringing a law into that type of environment. So some people really do feel like it's dark. Tyson's one of them. He don't like associating a law with this type of violence.
Muhammad Ali did.
But I think God's a warrior. You're telling me that motherfucker wouldn't come to if shit hit the fan, let's say demons come to earth. You're telling me God ain't gonna come down here and fucking start just slaying motherfucker. You don't think he's gonna send some guardian angels down here to slay some shit? I think he's a warrior. But what I do think is how do I say? I think God loves a warrior. I really do. I think it pumps him up. I think God loves to watch it. I think God loves that spirit, that warrior spirit. I really do. And hopefully I get to go to heaven and God's like, hey, you're one of my warriors, buddy. When this shit hits the fan, you're going down there and you're going to take care of some business. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I sound crazy, but I just generally think, I don't know. We talked about my mushroom trips, I can't, this is the one that sounds the most craziest, but it said my Holy Spirit was telling me I'm going to speak to you in my terms, but God ain't saying exactly this, but I'm going to speak to you how you speak to you. And he said, God sent you down here to wreck these motherfuckers. He said, don't ask why. He said, don't ask why. And it was very open. He said, don't even question it. And at this time, I was going for a run. Something was wrong with me. I did mushrooms. Something was bad. I got anxiety. No. And it said, go for a run. And I was like, it said, go for a run. I'll make it stop. I go for a run. It said, I tricked you. It said what I did. It said what I did is I connected your mental. I connected your physical because you're running. He said I connected your mental because you're thinking about a lot. I connected your physical because you're running, you're active now. And I connected your spiritual because you've done mushrooms. And it said, ask away, motherfucker, I'm here. It said, you only got a little bit, so ask your questions. I remember asking a lot of questions, asking it, am I going to make it? Asked it, am I down the lines of all these things? And I said, what am I here for? And it said, you're sent here to wreck motherfuckers. It said, I'm going to speak to you in your terms. This ain't how God's talking to me, but I'm going to talk to you how you talk to you. God sent you here to wreck motherfuckers. It said, don't question this. Just know that that's why you're here. You were sent here to be the adversity in people's lives. You were sent here to be that adversity in that guy's life. You're supposed to whoop his ass so bad that you change his life. And it may happen to me, but I was sent here to wreck people. And I could have been just a figment of my imagination going crazy, but I genuinely believe that I was sent here to do this.
A lot of people believe that's where stories from the Bible and things came from. Like people speaking to God through angels is from mushrooms.
The burning bush, they believe, is an ayahuasca tree.
Right.
And so in that sense, I remember even asking it why Kyron's my friend. That was the last question I asked it.
You didn't ask about me?
Dude, I had very few seconds. I had minutes. And
next time you need to ask about me.
And Kyron was at the house, so I remember I asked like 3 or 4 questions. The third one, the last one I asked was like, why is Kyron my friend? Why are me and Kyron together? Why did you put me and Kyron in the same area?
Hey, remember the night we was gonna eat mushrooms together and I didn't eat mine, you ate yours?
Pussy. You fucking pussy. He was sitting there. Yeah, the camera's on me right now. He was sitting there and he'd get ready to. He's like, can't do it, man.
I was like, I can't. No, look, I put some in my mouth, started chewing it, and went and spit it out. I don't know why, but my body was just telling me like, now's not the time to do mushrooms.
And it tells me that
I had to go. I had to go with how I felt.
So now it tells me don't do them.
Hell no.
I ain't done
Hell
mushrooms.
to the hell no.
Hell to the no.
Shit.
But I haven't done mushrooms in over a year just because it told me to stop. And it said, I'll call you when I want you. So whenever it tells me, hey, it's time to trip again, I'll trip again. But it hasn't called me yet. But I asked it, why are we being kind friends? It said, the lives that you guys live, you understand Kyron and Kyron understands you. And I need you guys to understand each other, to help each other. Because there's going to come time where you need each other. And I thought that was beautiful. I thought that's why your friends are here. Your friend understands a part of you that nobody else does, and he's here to help you with that part. And I was running. I was fucking crying while I'm running, like just because it's an emotional moment. And then my heart started thumping real bad, and it told me, it's over. Go home. Walk the rest of the way home. Don't run no more. It's going to fuck you up. And it's just like, walk home. And I walked home, and I told Kyron about it, and he was just like weirded out by it because he was normal. He was sober. I'm fucking having the trip of my life.
Right.
Just had the experience of a lifetime. And, dude, that shit's powerful, bro.
Yeah.
It's really powerful. That's why I want my dad to try, because my dad's a depressed drug addict. And I hope that he gets in touch with that voice that he gets to ask questions to and ask, why am I an addict? What can I do to stop
Now,
this?
some people got to be careful with mushrooms because it can put you in a state of psychosis.
Well, it put me. I seen some evil shit. Don't get it twisted. I seen some evil shit that I can't explain. Well, I can't explain it. I've seen some weird shit on shrooms.
Your dad probably needs to smoke the toad.
That's deep.
Like
but that's
Mike
far,
Tyson.
yeah.
Mike Tyson, he smoked that toad and he stopped doing cocaine, stopped drinking.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful. But not to talk too much about mushrooms. My first trip was fun. My second trip was tough. I was seeing all this weird shit. Literally, I was seeing demons. If you want me to be technical, I was seeing like evil shit. And then it said, all right. And I was seeing it in my earth. So I'd see demon over here, but I can see your belt. I can see you. And it said, all right, well, come with me. It said, I scared you, now come with me. And it took me to a city on the clouds. A lot of it feels like a dream, but I felt like I was floating in the clouds. And I was seeing this advanced city in the clouds. And then I came back, and it said, I scared you to where you would respect me. And it said, I showed you a good time to let you know I'm not a bad guy.
This dude took a hero's dose.
Yeah, I took a lot. You was supposed to trip with me that time. You ended up not. It was the second time I tripped. We were supposed to trip together, but you ended up having some shit going. So I said, I'm going to trip by myself.
Yeah.
And they say when you trip by yourself, it's with you. So the experience comes with, like, it's deeper. So it said
You did like 5 grams, I think.
Yeah, but I'm a lightweight. Some people can do a quarter and just have a good trip. I'm a lightweight. I can do 2 grams and be fucked. But moral of the story is, first things, it scared me. Second time, it said, hey, I'm not a bad guy, actually. I can show you for a good time. And I was having fun in these clouds, traveling. It said, I brought you back here. I got to talk to you. Now that you respect me and you know I can be good and bad, I want to tell you some things. And it told me a bunch of shit. Just that none of this materialistic shit mattered. I remember throwing my shoes around. I was like, none of this shit matters. They're just shoes.
Burns the shoes.
Yeah, I remember telling Jordan this because I learned all this shit and I'm giving it back to Jordan. I remember it trying to explain to me that time isn't real and that God is real. And I can't relate this message back. But the one thing that I took deeper than anything, well, there's 2 things. I remember calling Jen and telling Jen, I know you dealt with a lot in your life. And I was like, dude, it makes me proud that you're still walking after all this shit. Because his Marine shit and just all this trouble, his dad dying. And I was like, it pumps me up. This was like back in 2019. I was like, it pumps me up. It makes me proud that you're still walking. It wanted me to tell Jen that. And then another thing was it had me hallucinating Jigga knocking over a clothes basket. And I remember seeing me yelling at him. I don't know if this really happened. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, J-Var? I was like, you're being an idiot. Like, just being mean to a child because you're having a bad day. And as I'm yelling at him, it's J-Var growing into a grown man. And
he knocked your ass out.
Yeah. But what I took from that is one day he's going to be grown and he's not going to be here no more. So what type of father am I being knocking him? One day this is going to all be gone. One day he's going to be grown up, not be here no more. How about instead of fucking yelling at him about that clothes basket, say, hey, buddy, pay attention to what you're doing. It's all right. This is a minor fuck up. Just pay attention because some fuck ups could be
You're
worse.
like, shut up, Dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking him now. He's 4 years old. You tell him to do something, he does this shit. I don't know if Lil Will did this when he was younger.
Never. Oh, yeah.
Fine, whatever, Dad. Or don't talk to me, Dad. He'll try to say that when he's whispering. He'll try to walk up and say, don't talk to me. I tore his ass up, dude. I don't whoop him much. I whooped him maybe a couple times in my life, dude. I tore his ass up.
Yeah.
So I told him, he said, don't talk to me, Dad. I said, what? And I was already mad at him. I was like, what? He said, I said, don't talk to me. I said, oh.
It starts stretching. Yeah. Yeah,
say
you
a
definitely
prayer real quick, boy.
Yeah, you definitely can't let your children do that.
I got him good, dude. I put him in timeout, whooped his ass, and then put him back in timeout.
It's like, damn, you hit me with triple whammy, Dad.
Double dosage.
Shit.
Yeah, but like Jordan's new boyfriend called me, and he called me in the middle of the night, and he said, "Hey, dude," he said, "I'm sorry to bug you, but this and that," and he's mad, like he's fired the fuck up. I could tell, like I didn't know if me and him were about to have to scrap it out or what, because he called my phone late at night. He said, "Dude, I'm being honest with you, man. Your son, man, Jordan be letting him call me a bitch, man, and this and that." And he said,
What the
he said, "I got 7 kids, and none of my kids talk to me like that." He said, "He'll call me a bitch, and Jordan will laugh about it, and I'll tell Jordan not to laugh about it." He said, "You won't whoop him." And I said, and he said, "Man, I don't whoop kids." He said, "No, I'll never whoop your kid." But he said, "Man, if it's all right, man, I got to take stuff from him." He said, "I got to put him in timeout." And I said, "Dude, I absolutely respect that." And I tell Jordan now, I say, "Jordan, you can't be letting him talk to your man like that." Like
to any adult.
And he said
any adult.
He said something deep that you might not want to hear as a father.
Kid,
yeah, he said something deep that you might not want to hear as a father. He said, "Dude, you know when they get older, you get shot for shit like that. You think you can run your mouth and this and that?" He said, "I don't want that to happen to him. I want him to be respectful,
or at least get beat up."
Yeah,
like.
I said, "Damn, I respect that a guy." I don't know if he cares about J-Var, but he cares about Jordan enough to make sure her son becomes a better man. And I fucking respect that. And I respect it a lot that he cares. He don't want J-Var to grow up and get shot because he has a lippy mouth. He don't want Jigga to grow up and be disrespectful. And I respect that. And, dude, when I first seen him, he's one of those guys that whatever life done to him, he has that look in his eyes to where he's, like, mean. And I first seen him, I was like, dude, there's something wrong with this motherfucker. Like, he has a mean attitude. And I talked to him, and he's not that guy.
Probably just been through a lot.
But you know what I'm talking about. Tyson has that look in his eyes.
Yeah.
So you could tell something's wrong with him, and it's just a regular day. And like you might flip a table over if you say
Yeah, dude, he does have that look.
There's few people that got it. You walk past them, and you can tell something's wrong. Like something scarred them. And you
What type of look do I have?
goofy. You just look like a goofy. Like you're trying not to smile. Like something's wrong with you.
Good.
But the eyes are the keys to the soul. And from my mushroom experiences. No, I'm playing. My mushroom psychedelic experiences are telling me you have a bright soul. No, but you do seem uppity. You seem good. You seem motivated. I'm glad that you feel like this 2 days out from your fight, because if you're sitting here and you're like, my fight, I'd be like,
all sucked in.
Yeah. Well, nervous. Oh, the fight's going to be really close.
I ain't got nothing to be nervous about.
Dude.
So,
start show. It's going to be a start show.
To quote Sun Tzu in The Art of War, when you know your opponent and you know yourself, you need not fear the outcome of 100 battles.
Have you read the book? I've only read the first 14 pages over and over and over. I haven't moved.
I got it upstairs, but I haven't read it yet.
I only read 14 pages.
I just know that quote.
And I keep going back to the same 14 pages. It's like 60-page book, but I go to the same 14 pages until I got what I need.
60? It seems like more than that to me.
Well, they go over the other pages are them
trying
to
mine,
tell
it's got
you,
Chinese in it too.
Yeah, and they're also trying to tell you, like, this is what we think he is referring to. But some of my favorite quotes, like the one off the top of my head, is you can never, if you besiege a walled city, you'll lose 1/3 of your army. So if a motherfucker
has good defense
and the city's walled, don't try to penetrate a city just
make
walking in,
up,
because you're gonna guaranteed you're gonna lose 1/3 of your health. You're guaranteed to get cracked if you just walk a motherfucker down and you can tell his city's walled, like he's protected. You can't just walk at him. He also talks about how he'll close off all the options to get out and starve the city. He'll take away their food. He'll make them sit there. Well, I relate to that to fighting is starve them.
Cut
Be
the cage
patient.
off.
Pick them apart. Chop his legs down. Cut off the cage. Wear him out. Make him tired. Starve his ass. He needs food. He needs that knockout because he ain't ate. He's going to die if he don't eat. So he's going to come in. And when he makes – and another thing he talks about is when they make one mistake, you capitalize. Don't give them the fucking luxury of being able to make a mistake. The first mistake they make, bam. Whether it's 1 second in, whether it's a minute in. When they make a mistake, you capitalize the first time they do it, and they will know not to do it again. If a guy's jabbing and you counter his jab half the time, he's going to throw that jab half the time. You're getting hit with the jab. What if you just take that away? He knows anytime he jabs, he's done. Maybe the jab's his best weapon. If you take that jab away, he don't have shit for you. So what he's talking about not you, he says, I can't guarantee you a victory. He said, I can't guarantee you that. He said, but I can guarantee you won't be defeated. So what I took from that is my tactics can't guarantee you a victory in this war, but I can guarantee you will not lose. So what I take from that is you might not knock him out, but you're going to win the decision.
Right.
I can't get his tactics can't guarantee you that you starch him every time first round, but he can guarantee you will not lose. You will not get knocked out.
Damn, that's crazy because that's exactly what I've been thinking going into my fights. Like, you know what? At worst, I'm going to beat him by decision. Ain't no way he's going to knock me out. Ain't no way he's going to beat me. At worst, I'll beat him by decision.
Well, don't make no mistakes.
At best, I'll knock the motherfucker out.
And he also talks about the clever warrior. And the clever warrior was the warrior that was respected by all the other warriors. Because the clever warrior, he'd win and make it look easy. And the thing is about winning and make it look easy is they don't know how durable you are and they don't know how smart you are. For all you know, you're getting lucky every fucking time. You go in this fight and bam, 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 30 seconds in, you got lucky. It's a lucky punch. And you do that all the way until you're the champion. You're just known as a lucky fighter. They don't know how skilled you really are. They don't know how durable you really are. You could be fucking made out of iron for all they know, but you don't got to show it.
Right.
Once you show someone how smart you
They're like,
are.
oh, his chin hasn't been tested.
If you show somebody how smart you are or how durable you are, they can use that to their advantage. They can say, oh, he's smart, but what does he do that's smart? Well, let me capitalize on it. Oh, he can take a lot of shots. Let's just move around and give him a lot of shots. Let's just outsmart him. You're showing people how smart you are. Rather, if you're wise, you're showing them how lucky you are. Or clever, you're showing them how lucky you are. Really, you're not lucky at all. You're a smart motherfucker, but you're so smart, you make it seem like you're not smart at all. That's a real clever fighter. And I thought that was badass. And another thing, the last thing that I took from him, it's like on the last page I read, was he talks about mixing simple with complex. To be so simple, to go to complex throws people off. And to go from being so complex back to so simple, just fucks people's ideology up.
Right.
And, I mean, you can do that in many different ways, but to go from simple to complex, back to simple, back to complex, they can never get a read.
Simple jab, leg kick,
and
one,
then a question
two.
mark kick, that's complicated.
Right,
And then back to the leg kick.
spinning fucking hook kick.
Yeah, and then he's like, fuck. He's like, I don't know if he's being simple or crazy or like up and down. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Right. Really get him thinking.
He also talked about making sure your soldiers celebrate. So make sure you celebrate because celebrating is just as important as the preparation. Because if you don't let your soldiers feel celebration, they're not going to feel rewarded enough for their hard work. He said so to make it very important that your soldiers drink, have a good time,
hell yeah,
celebrate. Yuri Prochazka says that too, that he's often known as a party animal after his fights because he finds it very important to celebrate. But he says he smokes a cigarette. He said after he wins, he smokes a couple cigarettes and has some drinks.
Funny.
Champion
I
of the
see
world.
myself doing that too.
I smoke a cigarette after the fight.
If I'm drinking, I'll smoke square.
I've never been a smoker. My mom hates this. She don't care I smoke blunts, which is kind of contradicting, right?
Yeah, because there's tobacco leaves.
Yeah, she don't care I smoke blunts. She don't care if I have a drink. But if I grab a cigarette out of her pack just to fuck with her and put it in my mouth, my mom would genuinely get pissed.
Because she knows of the dangers of that type of addiction.
But yeah, after I win, I'm like, where's a cigar or where's a cigarette? Just let me have one. Cigarette and shots, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I can't wait to drink some Henny after my fight. Get some ice cream from Dairy Queen, something like that.
You're going to have a drink? Where are you going to have a drink at? At the hotel?
Shit, probably there. I'll probably fucking buy me a little bottle of Hennessy and some Red Bull and bring it to the fight. So afterwards, I'll pop that bitch open.
Who you riding with?
It's just going to be me and Steven.
Steven?
Yeah, my cousin. He'll be vlogging it for me.
What day are you guys leaving? Friday?
Yep.
4 hours away.
That's 4 hours away.
Dude, I said it last time. I'm so full of shit. I really just want to see you compete, dude, live in action. I watched you when we fought and you head kicked Buddy, wherever that picture's at. But, you can't really watch when you're getting ready to fight. Like I can watch, but I can't enjoy it because I got to fight right afterwards.
Right.
So I'm fighting like 2 fights after you, and I'm like watching, and you get the
watching,
knockout.
pacing.
Yeah, and I'm like pumped. I can't watch some of it because I get too pumped up, and I don't want to overexert myself. Like when Kyron fights, both of his fights that he won, I cried. Like, and I fought the same night. Like when I fought
after him.
Yeah, literally right after he wins, I'll cry, and I fight 2 fights later, and it's like it makes me so happy because I know the life that he lived. And I know what this can take him to, and the fact that he won, dude. I'll sit there and I'll watch him win, dude. And I'll start crying, and I'm
like fight number 16 on this card.
I've seen.
And there's 18 fights. I think I'm number 16.
You're like right before the co-main event.
Or 15, yeah,
right before the co-main event. I've seen that.
So I'm gonna be just chilling.
There's some fun fights to watch on there, but is it mostly an MMA card?
I'm not sure.
I thought it was gonna be a kickboxing card with only. I thought you were kickboxing. I was almost certain you were.
You know what's funny? My opponent, he just won that 4-man tournament, that Muay Thai tournament.
He's good. He won the 4-man. He's good.
He's not even he don't even. look, props to him because he won a Muay Thai 4-man tournament and he don't even know Muay Thai from what I can see. His style is more like boxing, and then he mixes in kicks
It
too.
looked like he threw a jab and a leg kick, and he moved around and jabbed and leg kicked.
But what's funny is this: I wanted to do that tournament, they wouldn't let me because I had too many fights. So that just goes to show, like, you know, that I have a lot more experience than him. I've been training for probably twice as long as him.
Well, I just think, like, I'm going to say it again with the kill shot aspect. You throw to kill, this motherfucker throws to survive. There's one guy, when I watch these two guys, I'm watching one guy that fights to kill and one guy that fights to survive. You tell me who's going to win. Likely it's going to be the guy who's trying to fucking kill you.
I'm a sniper, man. I mean...
Yeah, even if, and I'm not saying you're going to run out there and just rush him down, but when you throw that, when you shoot, send that bullet out, that bullet's at his fucking brain. It's sent to kill him. You're not shooting at his foot. This guy is trying to avoid the bullet. That's what he looks like. When he fights, he don't look like he's sending bullets back. He's just trying to avoid the bullet. Like, oh.
I got a feeling I'm going to knock him out in the first round. I really feel it. First or second.
That's scary, though, when you look at it
also
like that.
Depends on how. See, what I like about this fight is this. He's more of a calculated striker like me. He don't rush forward and he don't run. You know what I'm saying? He really tries to time out his opponent and land good combinations. So I feel like this is going to be a really a really enjoyable match for people to watch because it's going to be really like
fighting is.
A lot of feeling out and a lot of trying to catch each other. And ultimately, I feel like he's not going to be, his timing ain't going to be good enough. His techniques won't be good enough. And, you know, he's shorter than me, so I'm more rangy than him. And I feel like I'm going to end up knocking him out in the first or the second.
Tell me if you agree with this, but it's something I've been going over with the guys. Ethan's one of those guys. There's a couple guys. Ron's one of those guys. They put themselves in something that I call the kill zone. This is outside of the kill zone, but then you step into the kill. You're stepping into my personal bubble, right? You're stepping into my bubble. I was calling it the kill zone because something has to happen now. I got to kill him now or I'm dying now because he's about to start throwing. He's about to start ripping. And he's cut me off and it's time now. I've been working on that, thinking about that. And people put themselves in the kill zone. I have to kill him because he's trying to kill me now. If he wants it, come and get it.
Hit him while he enters it.
Yeah, enter the kill zone, boom. Something else, when I was sparring with Keith the last time, that was something I was working on with all the guys, was just being first. I mean, it's stuff that, quote we often talk about, it's not about what you know, it's about what you remember. And sometimes, I know everything, but sometimes you forget it, and you'll bring it back. And one of the things I've been bringing back is being first, because usually I focus on being last. And it's been bothering me.
Trying to counter.
Yeah, I'll let you do whatever you want to do. I get out of the way, bang, and I'm the last one, and I'll throw 3 to end it. But what about if I can be first, strike in the middle, and then strike last? Do it all. It's all yours.
Exactly.
So that's what I've been trying to do. But I'm pumped, dude. I'm fucking pumped for your fight. I'm still kind of far out from mine. Hopefully they call me and say, hey, we got you a fight in October. That's a bit closer. I'll be pumped for that. But, dude, I'm so far out. I'm just.
Yeah. I'll have 2 fights by the time you get yours.
Probably, dude. Not.
Because I'm fighting, this weekend, and I'm fighting October 29th.
I don't want to sound like a jealous bitch, but, like, that's what I want. That's what I want to be doing, dude. And like, I got to make some shit announced. Like, I'm going to tell D-Ray I'm going to fight in November, but I want to leave, man. Like, I love you guys, and I appreciate the Cage of Fun. Like, I really do. I appreciate you guys looking out for me, but I want to leave, and I want to go, and I want to fight in these big cities, and I want to prove, because I think I am that guy. I think I am a bad motherfucker. I want to show it. I want to show myself that you are that bad motherfucker.
Yeah, you definitely are.
I want to show it externally, because I believe it internally. Now let's make my reality this. Let's make my reality that I am a bad motherfucker. I got to fight in L.A. I got to fight in Phoenix. I got to fight in Memphis like you are. I got to fight in St. Louis. I want to fight in these places. I can't do that when every 2 months they're like, hey, we got you a Cage of Honor. You got your Cage of Honor. You got to fight Kate. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to fight Kate. I'm like, no, I don't. So I'm going to fight one more time. I'm going to send everybody, I love you. You guys I'm going to cry like a bitch. Say, I love you guys. You guys mean the world, but I got to go away. And I'll be back soon. And I'll probably come back for like my first pro fight, second pro fight or something. I'll come back one more time to pump everybody up, and I'll say, hey, I'm going to the UFC. Hopefully when I make it to the UFC, they let me sell out an event in St. Louis I don't know how much could fit in the Show Me, but that would be insane if you could get 15,000 in the Show Me or 20,000. I don't know if they could do that.
Yeah, I don't know how many that seats, but I know it's pretty big.
Yeah, to have I just want to sell out an event. Did you watch the Paris fight with Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that unbelievable moment? I believe it was the first or second round where the crowd is going fucking nuts. They're going so nuts that Tai Tuivasa and Cyril Gane stop. Like, Bam, like, points out to the crowd and is like, do you hear it? And Cyril's like, yeah, and they touch gloves. And, dude, it gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. The fact that a crowd can get that fucking loud for somebody. Imagine you being in a fight and you're Willie Henderson and like just a fucking crowd just going nuts.
I'm out to crack this motherfucker when I hear that.
Yeah, it sends chills down you while you're fighting. You'd be like, oh, let me stay in this fight, but this is fucking cool. And then to knock them out and just hear the rah.
Dude.
There's nothing like fans that watch a motherfucker get killed, get starched. It's one thing to watch a guy shoot a three-pointer and make it, and the crowd's like, yeah. When you watch a motherfucker get hit with a left overhand and he's fucking flatline stiffed and your guy just did it, changed his life, you hear that in the crowd's voice. You hear that, like, screeching, like, rah. You sound like you're in a gladiator fucking event. And that pumps me up, bro.
Right.
I love that. I love seeing my mom cry. I know that sounds a bit touche, but when I love looking out in the crowd and seeing, because my mom's so proud of me, dude. To be able to tell my mom and hop on the mic and say, Mom, I love you. Everybody give my mom a round of applause. Mom, I love you. Get me a shot of alcohol. I need it. Like I do that every time. My last 2 fights, I always make it a point to say, Mom, I love you. She gets mad when I don't shout her out, but Mom, I need a shot of alcohol. Go get me one. I said, Mom, I need it before I hit the floor.
That's funny.
So there's people I love. Is there anybody specific that you love seeing their reaction after the fight, or love like knowing how they're going to react after you win? Son,
Jen.
Carla, Jen. You know you did that and you fucking crack with it. I'm like, wow.
Gavlin.
Yeah, Gav. I know. I love Gav's reaction too. You hit him and you was like, bang. Gav's just funny motherfucker.
I mean, all my close friends and family that come and watch me, seeing their reaction.
I told him.
My son, he's just kind of like, what? I mean,
yeah. Your dad, I knew he was going to do
either
it.
way, he's just like, he's not going to be super like, whoa.
Does that make you happy, though? Because in a sense, no matter how big of a superstar you are, you're going to always be dad to your son and
They
daughter.
don't care.
Yeah, you're just dad to them.
Like, if I got fucking knocked out, like, this weekend and told my daughter, she'd be like, that's okay, Dad. You'll win the next one.
But that's like a good thing. Or even if you win and you win all these belts and this and that, you come back and you're still just dad. Everybody wants your attention. Everybody wants an autograph, but you come back and you could give two shits less. Are you playing Fortnite with us today or what?
Right.
Like what are you doing today?
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
But actually, no, seeing, I think who I'm most excited to see the reaction is Carla. You know, I'll be waiting to see her reaction. And
mine is my mom and my brother. My mom and my brother.
Like if I told her like I won and she was just like, oh, okay, good job, I would be like, I'd be upset.
You almost about to call her out of her name
like,
right here?
Fuck you. But no, I'd be like, I would be upset if she wasn't like really excited to, you know, see me win. So
you're the man, dude. You're the fucking man. Holy shit. Yeah, it's 2
Holy
days away.
shit,
I know
Mike.
that feeling. I know that 2 days away feeling. I mean, it's subtle, but it's real.
I haven't been feeling nothing.
I usually feel something.
Look
I
around.
You're a motherfucker, bro. But I usually feel I feel the not like angry or emotional, but there's that
the thing is
feeling
this,
of
look,
like that intensity.
When I win this belt, it's gonna be my first MMA title. So yes, that is a big deal to me. But honestly, it's not as big of a deal as the last belt I won, because I mean this is certified USA title. You know what I'm saying? This is showing like in my weight class, like I'm the fucking best in the United States.
America.
You know, I just beat fucking Joe Dirt. Like he's, you know what I'm saying? He was ranked number fucking one. Like he's beat a lot of people. He's the fucking Waco, the Waco kid.
Bro.
Everyone thought he was gonna win. You know what I'm saying? He's got like 30 fucking fights.
Pause.
So much harder opponent than the guy I'm about to face.
They didn't think he was gonna win. They thought he was gonna fuck you up.
I bet
bro.
they
I'm being
did.
real. A couple people came up to me and was like, Willie is going to get fucked up. And I was like,
No
bro.
way. They really who?
Yeah, I will talk about it off the air.
Okay.
But yeah, a couple people came up to me and was like, Willie's gonna probably get fucked up. And I was like, you know what? And then I told him straight. I said,
Guess again, motherfuckers.
I said, Willie's the type of guy you got to show him, because Willie's gonna fight to win. Willie's gonna fight to win. You got to prove it to him in there that you're gonna fuck him up. Because if you're not, you're not. If you,
He ain't fuck up shit. I busted his
when I
motherfucking
seen
nose
in the
up.
press
Dude, he
conference-
was bruised. Dude, when I went backstage to talk to him, dude, his shit was, he had fucking bruises all over his body. I was like, damn, I
was he
did that to
cocky
him.
afterwards? Did he
Oh
say
no,
anything?
dude, he was looking like fucking just defeated. But I went to the back, showed him my respect, and afterwards he was sitting in the crowd, you know, with his girlfriend. And he was fine. You know, he's had losses before. He's young. It's nothing to him, you know. But
It's a
like
hell of
I
a
told
lot
these
easier
motherfuckers,
to,
bro, I told him there ain't no way he's gonna beat me, because the only way he would have beat me is if I showed up out of shape. Then he could have beat me. He probably would knock my. If I would have showed up out of shape, I bet he would have knocked my ass out or knocked me down or
he
something.
just push you to the pace until
Right,
around.
but
and then-
I knew if I showed up in shape, he ain't gonna fucking beat me. I'm better. I'm bigger. Like I'm longer. I'm better. How you gonna beat me?
yeah, and from what I seen, it just look how you picked
I pieced
apart,
them up.
moved,
Like
picked them apart.
like I
moved.
told them at the press conference the day before. I said, I'm gonna show a little karate. I'm gonna show a little bit of Thai.
It's a
I'm gonna show a
badass-
little bit of boxing.
Badass pres- So
And
the,
I
the
did.
energy, you're sitting here more like this, like slumped over. It's cocked to the side. It just looked like you were chilling almost. It's like having a good time on the pod. I mean, not on the pod, but in the interview. And then you had Jin kind of sitting. He was like your Asian fucking Jackie Chan. He's like, you know, I don't like the confidence. He's like, I like
He
the
said, I
confidence.
love the confidence, but you're not.
It was badass
It
because
was.
you're like the confident student. And then James was like, yeah, I'm saying when I win, I'm saying. And if I beat him, I'm saying.
Fucking goofball.
Yeah, and it's just I kind of could tell from I told you this. He talked in an interview like a week before the fight, and I could tell that he was a weirdo. Like something's wrong.
weirdo.
Yeah, like he just didn't seem like he had any confidence, no matter how good he is. And the thing is,
And
what
what's
I hate
funny
about
is, look,
losing,
he had his game plan. I had my game plan, and I made my game plan work. My game plan, and he knew mine, and I knew his. He knew I was gonna use my footwork, move around, stick and move, and he was gonna try to do what? Cut the ring off
Yeah,
and
kick
get to
the
me,
legs and-
and he couldn't fucking do it. Why? Because I'm fucking better. Like I knew I was better than him. I
your
knew he
movement
wasn't
was
gonna
better
beat me.
than his movement.
And then
So
and also, he's lucky that they changed the rule to where we couldn't clinch. They said you have to go on the shoulders like this. So I wasn't even able to do a tie clinch. If I could have done a tie clinch, he would have really got fucked up. Because I was busting him up with knees. And, like, I don't even think he landed a single knee on me. But, like, I couldn't even do a real clinch. And I still was kneeing him in the pocket. You know,
he
so.
was fucked.
And he wants a rematch. It's like, what for? Like,
His dad wants the rematch.
his dad wants
dad's
to
ego.
Well, no, he did ask for the rematch. He didn't ask the champ, the guy he has. He asked
guy asked
Chad.
the Rainmaker.
He asked
The guy
Chad in
asked
the
the
interview.
Rainmaker.
He asked Chad in the interview, but you asking the wrong guy. You're supposed to be asking me because Chad told me if I beat him, then I get to choose who I fight next.
But
as
as the loser, if he won that shot for the title, I genuinely hope that you come respectful. Like maybe that would get if he said, you know, fuck you and this and that, and you beat him, you just be like, fuck you. You're not getting
that wasn't me that fought last weekend. It was you. It was you. All 5 rounds, you was coming forward trying to do your thing, and I shut all that shit down.
It'd be
Nothing
nice-
you was doing was working.
I would assume that it'd help him out better if say, man, Willie gave me a tough fight. He's the better man that night.
See what I'm saying?
If Willie, if you
Where's
can
the
find it in your heart,
respect?
if you can find it in your heart, give me another rematch, man, it'd make me feel better. Because man, it was a tough fight.
Where's the respect?
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna call me out on Facebook and not even share it and tag me in or nothing. You're not gonna give me no clout. Like, come on, man. Where's the hispach
No respect.
on my name? Like, dude, I beat you fair and square. And the thing is this, I did so much more, dude. Like, I controlled the distance. I moved so much in that fight. I was the one that was more tired from everything I was doing, and he still couldn't fuck with me.
Well, I'd like to ask you if there's anything you'd do different going into the next fight, but fuck you don't want to give up the.
What I would do differently is I would beat his ass in a different way. I would show him like, okay, I just did the stick and move. Now I'm gonna plant my feet. Now I'm gonna stand my ground. And when you come forward, I'm really gonna make you pay.
Yeah, and he'll throw him off expecting this, but this is that.
Like I can beat him going just straight tie.
About the Sun Tzu quotes and shit we were talking about earlier is another one that I love is he says, show up where you're not expected. Pull up on that motherfucker where he didn't expect you to be at. show up with a fight style that he didn't expect you to fight with.
Right.
He thought you was gonna fight him like this because you fought him like that last time. Show up with something different. Give him a whole different vibe. He didn't expect this.
Yeah, and if we was to fight again, he's not going to bring nothing else different. He's going to do the exact same thing, but try to punch more and kick more.
I don't know. He could have broke his spirit. You don't know. He could be a little hesitant going into the next fight just because.
Or that.
Just
He
because
definitely can't stick and move with me. I'm going to control the range. Like,
Yeah, fuck if I know. I don't know what the fuck he do. He's fucked.
he's fucked.
You're fucked. Stand down.
And so, like, the guy I'm fighting in 2 days, like, honestly, what can he do?
I just told you, bro. He can survive. That's his only option is try to move around.
Seriously.
Let me leg kick him. Maybe we'll go to decision. It'll be a close decision.
Because the thing is this, even if you do a good job and landed a couple shots, what's that gonna do?
Yeah.
You can't fucking knock me out, bro.
If I was in your shoes, yeah, I would sit the precedent and say, I am trying to fucking kill you. Like, he throws that jab and I slip and I bang, even if it misses.
For one, my movement's too good. I don't run into shots.
That's
if you
a good
don't run
thing.
into shots and you got a good chin, how you gonna get knocked out? Now, if I fucking if I go full speed into a fucking overhand, I might, you know what I'm saying, you might be able to rock me, but that's not gonna happen because I'm aware of the movement. I'm not gonna just let you crack me. Like,
But yeah.
my defense is too good for that. So, you know, I just have supreme confidence that I'm gonna beat him no matter where the fight goes. You know, I can take him down and submit him if I want. You know, show off some of the BJJ skills. You see, I just got the blue belt, so that'd be cool to, you know, show them why I earned that blue belt. And, you know, I can do whatever I want.
That bitch bring it on.
You know, so it's going to be a fun fight. I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to do my thing. I'm not going in there with a game plan. I'm just going to go in there, fill him out, and shut him down. Simple as that.
Well, yeah. I understand a small game plan, but you got to also be ready to develop your game plan while you're in there and adjust and change the game plan, go here, go there. If this is working, what's not working about the game plan, what is working about the game plan. But I genuinely think you're just gonna fuck that guy. I think you throw kill shots, even though you move around and you pick apart. When you do let them go, they let go with the intentions of sitting you on your ass.
Right.
Well, I told you I watched like 2 minutes of his last fight because someone told me to, and I didn't. And they were like, "Tell me what you think about him." And I think this may have been before your matchup because he fought Aaron Lake, and that was what I watched. He fought Eric Lake, if I'm not mistaken. It should have been right before you guys' matchup was announced. And they told me to watch him and tell me what you think, and this and that. And I was like, he just looks like a guy that wants to survive. Like, he didn't. Aaron Lake fucking, I don't know the guy, but I'd come in there and fucking slap him around with my open palms. Like, he don't got shit. And then they're talking about how good Aaron Lake was. His fucking record's 6-5. It was like 6-4. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy, he's fought a lot, so everybody knows who he is.
Pretty much.
And then this guy couldn't. Didn't watch the whole fight, but it didn't look like he could finish him. It looked like he was just moving around with leg kick, Aaron Lake, and then. I can assure you, if I was in that fight, not knocking both of them, but I'd be very confident of a first-round start. That's why I'm confident when you say that it's going to be a first-round start.
And no matter what, I can tell you what's not going to happen 100%. I ain't going to lose, and I ain't going to trade shots with him.
Yeah.
I'm a smart fighter. I'm going to have a long career, so I also understand that going into the fight, as much as I really want to get in there, and I want to get in your shit, you know what I'm saying? I want to get in there and fuck you up. I'm going to be a very smart defensive fighter to make sure I don't get cracked. I don't want to leave that cage with a busted nose, busted lip, you know what I'm saying, face cut open, nothing like that. I want to come out of there with the win and unscathed.
Yeah. But it's also I love the intimidation factor of having good defense. I love using my high guard, parrying, moving, and slipping. Shit, my phone hit the canvas. Slipping. It's intimidating. It's intimidating just as much as someone walking you down and punching. You know, you can't hit the guy.
Dude,
what
that
if you
sucks.
Slip, roll, and then you crack. And then
when you're throwing punches and kicks and they're not landing and you're trying hard, dude, that's very. Now you get to thank him more. You either start thinking more and overthinking, or you just start throwing more shit, hoping it's gonna work. You know, not a lot of fighters are really good at. Okay, it's not working. Let me really, I don't know.
Yeah,
It takes a certain level to really just be able to figure somebody out.
I tell the kids there's one thing that scares me as much, if not more, as being, not scares me, but it's more intimidating as being rocked, if not more, is when you gas yourself out.
Oh,
That is
dude, that
fucking
sucks.
terrifying. when this guy looks at you and he knows you're tired and he starts running at you and pressuring you and you're too tired and you barely keep your hands up, it's like you're waiting for the inevitable. It's like you're just waiting, and it's like he's gonna get me if I don't fight back. Or
if you're doing enough cardio training right, that should never happen. You know,
also your mental.
control your breathing and staying calm.
Yeah, we used to talk about that with me a lot. I'd freak myself out before the fights and then gas out. And it was like I've been working hard, prepping for this for a lot, and I just fucking fatigued myself in the third round.
Yeah, you let your fucking adrenaline start pumping as soon as you get to the venue, you know? Like, my adrenaline's not going to kick in until I get in that cage and start going.
Oh, yeah. Just keep yourself, be in control of yourself, you know what I mean? Just be in control of your mind. I usually start feeling it when I'm hitting the pads. Like, when they're like, all right, warm up, you're the next fight. That's when, because I start talking to myself. I start letting I call it letting go. I just let it go. And I try to let go of what I think reality is and accept this new reality for what it's about to be. I'm about to be in a different world, and it feels free. Almost feels like a drug. You took a drug. You're in this different world.
Yeah.
This world of
feel
fighting.
like you own something.
Yeah, this world of combat and fucking defend, and it's like a world you love to be in when you're there. It's like, again, I must be some shroomed out motherfucker, but when you do mushrooms, you don't. It's why you didn't want to do them. You feel them. And you're like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do this. People talk about this with DMT. I don't want to do this. My body would do that too. Like, leading up to the fight, you'd be like, Caleb, you're a little bit nervous. The butterflies. I realize that's because I'm trying to latch onto this reality and not accept reality for what it's about to be. And I'm like, no, we was just doing this. We was just playing the game bullshit. And I'll say, let go. Caleb, leave it alone. And I'll accept this reality. And I'll become part of this. And that's when I'm no longer Caleb, but I'm young Simba. That's when that's when you become the rainmaker.
Right.
Guys that do art, a lot of creative people often talked about that when they do art, it's no longer them, but it almost seems like there's somebody above them that's doing the art for them. They're just a portrait. So I almost feel like, in a sense, that I am the canvas for young Simba. The young Simba is this interdimensional fucking being that comes in Caleb's body when it's time to fight, and he's like, let me be me. You can be Caleb when I'm done. But I have to let young Simba in. Sometimes I lock the door and I'm like, please don't come in. You know, I'm nervous, this and that. If you open the door and you let him in, it's all good. But it's Simba now. You're no longer Caleb. You're Simba. You're no longer Willie. You're the rainmaker. And that's what's beautiful. When you stage that ring or that octagon that night, you're no longer Willie. Your kids aren't looking at Willie. You're looking at the fucking rainmaker. You're looking at the man, the monster, the myth, the legend. And that's how I kind of carry it. Just let go. Just let go and let that adrenaline take you to where it needs to take you. Just stay focused, stay alert, stay ready. But
yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man.
It's weird. Like my last fight was the weirdest for me because when I explained it to people, I felt like I was a fucking video camera. That's all I felt Caleb was. Because I'm watching all this shit unfold, and I know you're supposed to think and set it up and this and that. And it's weird in this fight. I don't remember thinking about anything. I just remember looking over at him and saying, I am going to fuck him up. And I remember it was a good time. I remember waving at the camera and pointing out in the crowd, like, just because that's who I am. I'm just that goofy guy. I'm getting everybody hyped up. I did when they announced my name, I did the peekaboo, like, Caleb Woodside, like Joanna, Young J-Chick used to do. And I just remember going out there and just feeling like a fucking video camera. Dink, 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 dink. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're dinking
right there.
Yeah, I'm like, you're dinking them up, Caleb. And then you knock them out. And I'm like, you won. I'm like, and when I won, my exact reaction, I got someone who got really good footage of it that I saved. And dude, it'll tear me up when I watch it. But I win, and you know me. Anyone who knows me, I fucking cry after every time. Every single time I win, I cry. I can't help it. Just emotional pussy. But I cry, and I start crying, and I'm looking. I can't remember what I said, but I'm crying, and it looks like I'm pointing. And I read my lips, and I say, "Where's my mom?" I remember, and I start remembering. I remember looking. I'm like, "Where's my mom?" And I find her, and I point at her, and I say, "That one was for you, Mom." And I remember slapping my chest, and you could see it in the video. I say, "I love you, Mom." And dude, that just like Leon Edwards. If you watch his interview. Fucking being an emotional bitch again. I'm driving down the street. Leon Edwards and B are fucking crying together on the Ariel Hawani podcast. Me and this motherfucker are teared up. Fucking, I'm driving down the street. I'm crying with this motherfucker. He has me so pumped up. But he's after he knocks out Usman. He's doing the podcast that Monday, and he says, it's every man's dream to make the mom proud. He said, I did. And he's on the phone, and he puts the phone down, and you just hear him crying, and you hear someone back like, you did it. I'm happy. He's just crying. Dude, that fucking above everything, dude. To be able to go, it like pumps me up, makes me emotional now. But to be able to go up to my mom and say, "I made you proud. I did it, Mom." After all the shit that you put up with me, after all the times that when I was young and I called you a bitch when I was 14, 15, just in a rebellious state, or I was fucking just being the idiot, disappointing my mom, to be able to make her proud, dude, just fucking, it's above everything. My mom and my son, only two people that I care to make proud genuinely. Maybe Danny too. I care to make Danny proud a lot because Danny invested a lot of time in me, and he does it all for free. Everything he pays for, and that even his time, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So to be able to make people proud, man. Do you think this shit would feel the same with you if you had nobody around? That's a genuine, honest question. It's not a trick question. I'm not expecting a certain answer. But if you didn't have Carla, you didn't have your son, you didn't have Shin, and you did this all on your own, do you think that belt would feel the same for you? Do you think it'd make you just as happy?
That's a good question.
If you won that belt and you went back in that crowd and it was just you there,
It would not feel the same. Fuck no. I'd still feel alone. I mean, but I feel like that has nothing to do with my accomplishment. That's just the fact that now the fight's over. It's like
you have people to share it with almost.
Right.
I love that feeling, dude. I love when I leave that fucking octagon out there when I talk to my mom. I got the sniffles. But to be able to tell her, man, that I fucking love you, dude, and it means the world, and that this is a small thing, and I appreciate all the times you watch J-Var when I go out to train. I appreciate all the times that I can't fucking pay for gas because I'm training all day. I can't afford gas. You send me $10, like, and don't even bother her to help me if she wants to. For me to live my dream. If I don't fucking make this dream happen, I feel like I let my mom down. I let myself down. I feel like I let my son down. I let my mom down. I let Danny down. And people are going to come up in my ear and say, no, it was a good journey, this and that. You gained a lot of skills on the way. For me, fuck that, dude. If I don't,
right.
I want hundreds of millions. I want a UFC belt. Fuck the skills I learned on the way. I'm not worried. I know you get those, and I'm happy I got them. Dude, I just want to see my mom cry. I want to see my mom cry tears of joy. I want to be able to buy. I want to be able to call Fortnite and say, "Hey, man, I want to buy a lot of V-Bucks, but the packages you guys got set up isn't enough. I was wanting to drop a lot of money on some V-Bucks for my son, and I want to be able to do this shit, but I can't. It bothers me. I got to tell my son, maybe we'll get him next week, or maybe if you do good this week. And generally, it's sometimes because I don't have the financial stability.
He plays Fortnite.
He plays Fortnite a lot.
Hell yeah, me too.
But I play it with him sometimes. He more so just loves the skins. He don't care about killing people. He kills. He does good, like really fucking good. But he likes doing like the little Easter eggs. Like he'd be like, look at that boss, Dad. Look, when you do this happens, Dad. Yeah. And then just a new skin.
Doing the emotes and shit.
Yeah, he loves doing the emotes. You like Roku, Dad? It's Goku. I'm like, Jigga, it's Roku. I'm like, Jigga, it's Goku. He's like, no, it's Roku, Dad.
That's funny.
But, yeah, it's just, I want to be able to do all these things, dude. And it sounds selfish. When I look at it, it sounds selfish of me. Like, oh, you want to do it. You, me. But I don't want to sound like a bitch, but my life's been hard, dude. And there's been a lot of people that drug me out of that hard spot. I think they deserve a lot of fucking money. And if it wasn't money that makes people feel better, it would be something else. But I know it'd make my mom feel better. I know it'd make J-Var feel better if we had
Well, yeah, because money is just a tool.
Yeah, it's the things that come with money, I guess. But, dude, it just means a lot to me. I just want to see my mom cry. I want to see J-Var cry tears of joy, man. I just want to see him so pumped up, so passionate. And hopefully it happens for you this weekend. Hopefully you win and you see Jen all teared up and Carla's fucking clapping until she's been crying. And like, damn, I did it. They're proud. I did my people proud. We've done something right. This is only the beginning. Let's keep fucking pushing.
But yeah, even if no one was there, but my coach, dude, getting that belt, getting my hand raised and getting that belt, man, that's all I need, man. It feels great. It's such a great feeling, just winning.
Yeah, like I said, it fucking tears me up every single, just that feeling so powerful of, Caleb, you're enough. Caleb, you did it. Because, not to be too sentimental, but I've always felt like, Caleb, you're not enough. Not enough, and that's just my mindset. It's something that I needed to change, and that I did change. But still, it's hard not to battle with Caleb. I don't think you're enough sometimes. Caleb, I don't think you're doing enough. And when you win that fight, that is solidifying on this day, at this moment, you were enough. You were more than enough. And that, like, just fucking pumps me up, dude. It fucking makes me so proud of myself. Remember when I was coming off my last loss, and I finally won that fight in, like, 36 seconds against that guy in kickboxing. I won. My first thing I did, I gave everybody a hug.
Let's get this closer.
I went backstage, and I called Jordan. And I said, Jordan, I was fucking crying on the phone. And I was like, Jordan, can I come see Jigga? She's like, he's sleeping. And I said, can you wake him up, please? I said, I need this. I said, I've earned this. I said, wake him up. And I said, I'll be there in 10 minutes. She woke him up. I come there. I'm hugging him. I'm holding. This is one of my favorite moments from all the fighting. And I'm crying to Jordan. And I'm like, Jordan, I did it. And this was, you got to think, Jordan cheated on me. She crossed me. I fell out with the team. I was going through a lot. And this was like, Caleb, you're enough, you know? Caleb, you're enough. Like, you've done it. Like, it's good. And I remember just fucking crying to her, and I was like, Jordan, I did it. And she's like, not teared up, but she's like happy for me too. And we had this bad pass. And she's like, I know, I watched, you did it. She said, my boyfriend's about to be home. I'm going to tell him just to make him jealous how good you did.
Wow.
Like, she just wants to start, women just want to start an argument. It's like making me all happy. And
That's crazy.
And I got Jigga in my arms, and I'm like, Caleb, you are enough, man. And I just remember going, and then I went back to the venue and watched the rest of the fights. But, dude, that moment sticks out above everything. Just about like, Caleb, you're enough, man. And I just love that feeling, dude. I just love that feeling.
It's crazy that how much, like, your feelings, like, the difference between winning and losing, man, it is crazy because when you lose a fight, that's a bitter fucking pill.
And the wins only last like a week or two. You feel good for a week or two. My losses still burned. I don't know about you, but my losses still burn me sometimes. When I think about it, I'm like, I could have beat that motherfucker.
A little bit.
They still burn. It's not as bad, but they're still there. They're there a lot more than the wins were. When I don't think about my first win near as much as I think about my first loss. I'm being honest.
I think more about my wins.
I don't feel them as much, I guess. Even if I do think about it, I don't feel that feeling of when I won my first win rather than I could remember when I felt that first loss. I really feel it. It sits in my fucking stomach.
I guess I just choose to be optimistic and focus on
just me.
The accomplishments and know that, because, you know, that's life. You know, you're gonna have detours, and as long as you're on the right path, you know, as long as you're getting closer to the final destination, even though there really is no final destination, it's a good trip. So I try to just focus on my wins and my growth as a martial artist. And like I said, I'm just looking to get paid for my hard work and take care of my family.
I tell myself as well, when I'm being a bitch and I'm wanting to complain about how hard the work is or how hard my days is, I often tell myself this, well, it's going to be all right because one day it's going to all be over and you're going to wish you still had it. One day you're going to be too fucking old. You're not going to be the man no more. Everybody's going to want that other 20-year-old that's the man now. You're not. So you're sitting here and you're bitching. Trust me, it's going to be over soon and you're going to wish it never was. So quit fucking bitching and put your head down and work, because one day you're going to really wish you could be here right now, but you're not. Man, I'm just grateful to be here, dude. There's so many, and I imagine everybody feels this way, but there's so many routes that could have postponed this or completely derailed my dreams that didn't happen. Some people can say God, some people can say luck, but it fucking happened. And I'm happy to fucking be here at this podcast. A couple shots in, a joint in, and I'm feeling great. Unfortunately, it's settling down. Where's the J's at? Where's the shot? Where we at?
Where we at here? Where we at?
What's going on?
What's up? Where we at for time?
3 hours, 22 minutes. No shit.
No, what? Yeah, it is 2:38. Okay. That's a good one.
Holy shit. We were just 27 minutes in. What the fuck have we been talking about?
Shit, everything apparently.
We go back, there's just a fucking pamphlet of knowledge in this.
Mostly shrooms, so that's that.
Shrooms and I'm alcoholic.
This is a shroom podcast.
But yeah, no, seriously, dude. Them fucking things have been so powerful.
This is the Powerful Fitness Podcast, and shrooms is powerful, so we talk about all things that's powerful.
But yeah. You know, the interesting thing I thought we talked about is fighting dark or light. And I really, that stumps me because I want to say light. I think God loves the word, but you could sit here and argue with me. And like if Keith was in here, I guarantee you Keith would have a comeback that'd make me be like, fuck, is it dark? Or is it light? So one of those that I'm willing to debate on. I'm willing to debate and change my opinion on because it really is a tough one.
Like I said, I believe it can be dark and it can be light.
You ever seen Shutter Island?
Yes.
You ever remember that scene when they find him and they pick him up and he's like, oh, he said God loves violence. He said God loves war. God loves this.
I don't remember that part.
I'll have to show you the scene if you can remind me after the podcast. I'll show you. But he goes down in the cave. He gets away because he thinks everybody's against him, and he meets the girl that escaped.
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's not really me that they found. I'm here. Like I escaped, and she's like saying that they're gonna find this place, so I got to keep moving. And she said, I recommend you'll do the same.
Yeah.
Well, he ends up getting out, and the guy finds him. He's like, oh, how been? They're talking, and he's like, God loves war. He's like, God loves death. God loves fighting. And he explained it in a way, I can't explain it, but he convinced you that God loves war and that God loves death, that God loves this. And he's like, why does it happen? He says, why does God just sit there and watch it? And then almost you want to say free will, but if you hear him explain it, he explains it in a way that's like, damn, maybe God does love war.
I think that people just often don't realize that God doesn't have his hands on everything.
Yeah. What's free? I think it's generally free will. I do think.
Because otherwise, he'd have a leash around everyone's neck.
Yeah, and he gave you that ability to not have the leash around your neck. But
right.
And often the crazy thing is, I seen this thinking about God. Is if God don't put his leash around your neck, he can't put his leash around the devil's either. So he lets everybody walk with free will, and there's a price to pay with that. Is that the devil walks with free will too, and the devil will try to invade your life. They talk about God tries not to. I don't know if he does, but God tries to avoid free will. Like he tries to avoid interfering with too much. But they say the devil can and he will. You've got to almost like you've got to ask God into your free will, if that makes sense. Like you got to pray and ask God.
You got to give him.
Yeah, and he'll
give
come.
Him the
yeah.
will.
And this is just what I heard. Like, this could all be just a bunch of bullshit. Someone tried to argue with me about it, and I was like, dude, I don't even know. This is just what I heard. Like I could be wrong. I just want to share the knowledge of what I heard. But they said the devil can invade free will, and he will invade free will. He will come into your bubble. He will try to fuck your life up. He will try these things, and you've got to fight him. But it's weird. I don't know what the fuck we are. I almost sometimes feel like we're the cells of God. Like we're the cells of the planet, the cells of the galaxy's the cells of God.
Well, a lot of people believe that we're stardust.
Well, we are, aren't we? In a sense.
That's what they say. And like they say, God made us from the earth, so.
Fuck if I know. I don't know shit. I don't know fucking nothing.
The only thing we know how to do is fight.
And I hate
them. But all we know is fighting.
I hate the motherfuckers that think they know. Oh, no, it's this and it's that. And I'm like, dude, you're fucking just.
So when you go to church and they're the true believers, you don't like that?
I got faith, but I can't go to church. I can't, never have, and probably never will. Never will. There's been times where I had been in a very good church environment. I love faith, and I have faith, and I do believe in God. God is real, but how do I say it? You can't guarantee it. Let's be real. Think from a logical standpoint. Let's think from a logical standpoint.
Let's be real.
I genuinely believe in my heart that God's real, but I can't sell you on that.
You can't prove it.
I can't prove it. I believe it, but don't mean I can't prove it. And I hate a motherfucker that don't know something. It don't even got to be about God. We can talk about fucking politics. And a motherfucker that thinks that, let's say they think the Democratic Party has it all figured out. The Republican has it all figured out. I'm saying, dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't even know. You're just.
I don't like when a person speaks about a religion and they haven't even read the Bible. You know, it's like, have you even read it cover to cover?
Yeah. Or the reason why I can't go to church is I feel like I'm in there with a bunch of motherfuckers who think that they're that, but they're not. Does that make sense? And I shouldn't let that avoid my relationship with God, but my relationship with God's still strong. When I walk into the room, if I told them, hey, at one point in time, let's just say, let's not use me. Let's just use somebody else. Hey, at one point in time, I sold or not even at a point in time. Right now, I sell a boatload of weed. I have sex hookers, and I have a drug addiction. They'll say, no, you get out of here. You're out of here. Get out. You got a fucking problem. We don't do that here. We don't do that.
I think many churches would just pray for you and try to help you.
My Uncle Larry committed a heinous crime, and they kicked him out of the church. And the thing is, they said you can't come to this church no more. So that's where I'm getting at is my Uncle Larry had this thing happen. And they're like, you're not allowed here no more. Like, you can't come here. But the thing is, listen to the people, and especially in Christianity.
That's not the way of God.
Look, even in
Jesus.
Yeah, let's look at it from Christianity. The people of Jesus, the stories in the Bible, and what pisses me off about the Bible is where people talk about the Bible, they'll say, oh, it's listen to how because he does mention slavery, and it does mention this, and it does mention that. But it's all about a bunch of fucking sinners. All these guys, it's a story full of fuck-ups. And all these guys fuck up in their own way, and it's basically God coming in and saying, hey, I'm here for you, buddy.
Because that's what it's all about, saving people.
Yeah, but a beautiful point in it was these people are like asking Jesus, why don't you sit at our table? We're rich. We got it all. We got it all. Jesus says, oh, you motherfuckers don't need me. You guys don't need, all you guys right here got it all figured out, don't you?
Right.
So I'm going to go over here. And he goes and sits with the poor people that have problems. The hooker, they all want to stone the hooker because it said, I believe it said it in the Bible. How do I say it? In their religion that they believed at that time, I don't know if it was the Bible or what, but they say, it says in the book right here, if they're a hooker, we stone them to death. We kill them. If they do adultery, we stone them to death. That's a sin. It's in the 10 Commandments. Let's kill her. Jesus shows up and he says, all right. He says, who hasn't sinned, throw the first stone. They couldn't throw one. And that fucking pumps me up, dude. The fact that Jesus went against their religion off what was right. And like, oh, you guys think you guys are so fucking perfect because of what that book says and what this religion says. But all you guys are sinners too, and you're going to cast her out because she's a sinner. What kind of dumbasses are you? It's almost like common sense, some of the shit Jesus spoke about. It's almost like common sense. Or the two people that die with Jesus when he's getting sacrificed. One of them's making fun of him. You ain't God. You ain't Jesus. You're not the Son of God. We all die. It's over. And there's another dude that's getting killed too. And he says, can I go with you when we die? And Jesus says, we're going to dine in paradise. And Jesus is so confident in death that he's like, we're going to die in paradise.
Jesus he resurrected, so he left
kind
the
of
dude.
bullshit in that sense. Yeah, we're all dying. We're going to all
Hopefully
be good.
he took him there.
Yeah, he's like, psych, motherfucker.
Like, I'm going to come back.
Yeah, they're like, Jesus, we're here. He's like, yeah, I got to go, buddy. I'm coming back, motherfucker. He came out, the fucking Stone Cold theme music running into the ring.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really follow any religions. I grew up in church.
Are you spiritual?
I try to be.
But are you? It's okay. It's okay. If are you? Do you genuinely believe, not necessarily that there's a religion, but that there's a God and that there's spirits and that there's evil spirits, good spirits, God, maybe a devil?
I don't know.
I like that. I really like that. That's the answer that I like to hear, rather than it's like this, it's like that. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'd like to say I know, but I don't fucking know.
Right.
That's a perfect answer. Yeah. I like to say I know too, but you never know until you know. And something else I hope, this is what bothers me too about religion, and Gavlin gives me a good answer, and Danny gave me a good answer. But Gavlin's answer I disagree with. This is what the Bible says. So if you don't, and this is the one thing that about the Bible kind of throws me off, there's people in the woods out in the middle of fucking the Amazon that will never hear the word of Jesus, never hear of fucking God.
Right.
They just throw spears. They don't even know the fucking telephone.
They just hunt, fish. And
yes. You're telling me they're going to go to hell? They're going to go to, and Gavin believes they do. That's Gavin's.
I thought that if you never heard the word of God, then you won't go to hell.
But Gavin believes, when I asked Gavin this question a long time ago, he may have changed his opinion, but this was 2 or 3 years ago. He told me, yeah. He said some people get put on this earth not meant to go to heaven. Only some get to go.
Well, that's pretty fucked up.
And Danny, I asked Danny the same question. Danny told me, I don't know. I hope so. He said, the Bible says you don't, but he said, I really hope you do. He said, I really hope so. I think it's silly to think. I almost think that that's someone that's like a pope or something that wrote that in there. Oh, you got to believe in this or you're going to hell. If you don't believe in this, you got to go to hell. Almost feels like written in almost. Like, oh, this is the Bible. Let me write this in to where if you don't believe it, you go to hell.
I don't know if there's really a heaven or a hell, but I do believe that what I believe in is energy. And the energy, our life force, our soul, that it makes us what we are, makes us what we are. I believe it's just going to dissipate into the air.
Yeah. My Uncle Dwayne believes that too. He believes we're the same energy that's like in a TV almost. We're electric. We got electric.
Because we are.
and he don't believe in God or demons. But what interests me is he had to get an exorcism one time, and he still don't believe in God or the devil. But he had to get an exorcism. Like, it's known in my family. We don't talk about it. I don't know much about it. All I know is that he gave a really fucked up phone call, and he done some strange things that the family don't talk about. Like, it's just buried. But the only thing I know is he called my grandma on the phone. This is when she knew something was right. She was already worried about him. And he said, "Hey, Mom, I want you to stay on the phone." And she was like, "Why?" She called her real late at night. He said, "I want you to hear this bitch scream while I kill her." And it was like, damn. Like, it's like, damn. Yeah, and like he was just saying real, like, evil shit over the phone. And,
Yeah, he was doing meth. Let's be honest. Not a fucking exorcism. It's called a detox. He was doing that
we
shit.
gave that boy exorcism at the rehab
Come
center.
on, man. That dude was on some drugs, and of course he was losing his fucking mind.
He owns a tattoo shop now.
Come on, man.
He specializes in like
Yeah, I met him.
demonic tattoos and
He
shit.
was there when I won that
Bad
four-man
motherfucker.
tournament.
Yeah, he looks like a motherfucker that'd be possessed by a bunch of demons.
For real, though,
long
dude.
Beard,
Yeah.
fucking yeah. But he read the Devil's Bible. That's
The
interesting.
Satanic Bible.
Yeah, the Satanic Bible.
Oh hell no.
And one thing about it's something to do with the first page. It tries to convince you that the difference between the devil and God is devil believes that you should have the magic that God has.
Of course.
That you should have the witchcraft that God has. He said God has all this power. Who's to say that you don't have it either? It's unfair. And I didn't necessarily want to hear it, but I listened. And he said that basically what it talks about is the powers that God has that you don't, and how it's unfair. And I was like,
that's how he got Adam and Eve.
yeah, we're in a fucking shithole right now. We're in life of sin. We're in life of shit.
Especially you.
No,
Nah, me, I'm living pretty pure over here.
yeah, eating your fucking hummus. Fuck.
I'm eating my hummus, my avocados.
Yeah, you're tied.
I'm with one woman only, but we ain't married yet, so I guess we sinners.
I'm trying to think of where you're fucking at. Where's that boy sinning at right now? We need to find that boy right now.
I don't know, a curse.
Do you have pride?
Do I have pride?
Yeah.
100%. But
You're going to hell.
I know when
I guarantee it. You're going to hell. Pride's the root of all sin. You're going, boy.
I know when to put my pride to the side.
Yes. Andrew Tate. They asked Andrew Tate who his favorite boxer is. He said Floyd Mayweather. And they asked him why, and he said because Floyd Mayweather's the only fighter that I've seen that knows how to keep his ego outside of fighting.
Mm.
And
I
thought
heard him say that.
beautiful. I thought that was fucking awesome. He said
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather knows how to keep his ego outside of the boxing ring, and to box to win and not box with your ego. Tyson boxed with his ego. You see it. The way he fucking fought with this who he thought he was. Floyd fights to win. Fights for a fucking paycheck. He fights to move.
I don't know if he necessarily fought with ego, but he fought with that with killer intent.
That motherfucker fought, dude. That what I loved about Tyson's, everybody talks about a filling out process. His filling out process was right in front of you, in your face. And,
Yeah.
And that's hard to do, to fill someone out right in front. You have to be, it's strange. But yeah, he'd rush you.
That whole
rush-
peekaboo style
yeah,
is just
he'd rush
fucking.
you, and you'd panic and make one mistake, and now he's on your ass.
Well, what Cuss taught him, was once you get that angle and you're safe, now you can let your shots go with killer intent.
Yeah, I idolize that dude so much. I still don't think I idolize someone more than my boy Tyson, just because the shit he dealt, his story, this where he dealt with to get to where he's at, and then you've seen in his fight style, his lifestyle. Does that make sense? The way he fought is the way he was, the way he grew up. His life directly correlated to his fight style. And I think that's everybody. I think your personality correlates with your fight style.
Right.
I think if you're some swift, kind of smooth, arrogant guy, you come in and you fight and you're swift, you're smooth, you're arrogant, tricky.
Like
but-
Prince Nassim.
Like you.
Exactly.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I just think if it works for you, it's good. If it's beneficial, it's good. Now, if you fight with this killer intent, but you're always getting cracked, and
Right.
maybe it's not a good thing.
Like,
But if you fight with this killer intent, but you understand you got to roll, slip, then it's good. It's beneficial.
Right.
But I like fighting with them with that. I guess the personality I like to bring in the ring is just a wolf, just a fucking dog. Just not necessarily, you can't walk down everybody, but the ideal fight for me is me fucking walking you down and just picking you apart. Right, walking you down till I'm right outside on the edge of your pocket and just fucking bow, 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 feint, bow, feint, feint, bow, bow, move, bow, bow. Just let them feel like there's no hope. Let them feel like you're in there with the boss of the final game.
Right.
You played Elden Ring, bro. You know what it's like when you're fighting that fucking. Have you beat it?
No.
Well, you know what it's like when you're.
Just stopped and deleted it.
Yeah, you know what it's like when you're fighting that
Wow.
boss. I mean, there's a difference between when you're fighting the regular characters and you step in there with the fucking boss. You feel him. And he's coming after you and he's swinging. Whether he's the little agile guy swinging the sword, you feel him.
Yeah.
I want to feel like the final boss in the game. Like he's there. You fuck up one time, you're going to feel the power of the boss. It's like, there's some bosses, which cracks me up about the game, is you walk them down. They want you to walk them down because they're going to counter you. They're going to step off to the side and slice, and then get out. And you're just like, fuck, I got to let him come to me.
It does
weird.
sound badass, though.
You should try it. You'd love it. Elden Ring, by the way, like, very few games get rated as high as it did. And it's just a creepy game. Not creepy, but just eerie looking. Really pretty. Demons, monsters.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring got rated 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. If you look it up.
I'm gonna have to play it.
It might be one of the best
Is
games.
it a two-player game?
No.
Only one player?
But it's multiplayer. Like, it's weird. It's not like multiplayer in the sense you got to have certain shit to make it multiplayer. The game is you got to do a lot of finding and searching too. It's this big map. You don't know where to go.
So multiplayer like online?
Kind of. If you have the thing, so you've got to find like a furled finger is what they call it. You got a tarnished finger and a furled finger. And you can only get a certain amount of them, or you can craft them by finding the objects. But say you got a furled finger, you can put down a summon stone that people will help you. Like if they see that you got it, they'll come and they'll help you and they'll join your online game. So say me and you want to play online, I just get a bunch of furled fingers and I keep putting them down and you'll hop in online with me and we'll go fucking everybody up.
Really?
Or you can put down a tarnished finger. And what it does, it puts a summon sign on the ground. If people accept it, you'll come in and fight them, and you'll fuck their world up. So it's a badass game, but it's a lot of finding and searching. You start off with shit, and they say, hey, there's the Elden Tree. You got to go to the Elden Tree. But if you just rush over to the Elden Tree, you're not powerful enough. So you got to go around and search and pick up all this loot and just fucking find all this shit and then go fight the boss.
Is it hard? Like, is it confusing? Because one thing I can't stand is looking for shit in the game, I can't find it.
It's one of the hardest games.
It used to be like, I used to have that problem in fucking Halo.
It's like I said, bro, if you look up the hardest games in the world, Dark Souls and Elden Ring will pop up.
Yeah.
Elden Ring's very fucking challenging.
Both of those games don't show you where to go at all.
Yeah.
You have to find it yourself.
Fuck.
And literally, they don't give you a map. Like I said, literally what they do is they say, hey, the Elden Ring's over there, you know, this and that. And you'll see the Elden Tree, and you go to the Elden Tree, and there's a boss. How you know you're going in the right way is you fight a bad motherfucker.
Fuck.
That's how you know you're going in the right direction, because a bad motherfucker will show up.
So it's a tough-ass game.
Hardest game you'll ever play. It'll make you rage quit. My only problem
Oh,
is,
fuck, I don't need
it's
that.
the reason why I guess I'm successful in fighting. I'm that guy. If you beat me, I'm not fucking going nowhere for 8 hours. I'll change my whole
Right.
schedule around, motherfucker. I'll stay up all night and go to training tomorrow, but we're beating this fucking boss tonight.
Wow.
But yeah, and then say you kill that boss, and then you'll go speak to somebody, and they'll say, hey, it's time to go to the mountaintops of the giants. And you'll just go all these places, and you'll be like, I don't know where to fucking go. And you'll finally pop in the area, and they'll say, mountaintops of the giants. And you'll say, I'm here. I finally did it. And then you have to search this area. It's just
I might have to buy it and check it out, because if Carla likes it, we'll sit there and tag team play it. I'll play, you know what I'm saying? We take turns sometimes.
Badass. Dude, it's fucking badass. You level up your guy. It can become very easy if you level up your guy. If you sit and grind and level up your dude and make him hard, like you make your dude just a bad motherfucker, it's easy. But yeah, I beat it a couple times and then just fucking left it alone. Fucking try not to game as much anymore. I try to only game at nighttime now because I get
when I game, I usually play for like an hour, maybe two.
I get anxiety real bad now when I play. I'll play and feel like I'm not working. I feel like we bring up mushrooms, we bring up Andrew Tate. Number 2 things we're bringing up today. So Andrew Tate often said, Tristan said to Andrew, he said, I got 40 kills on Call of Duty, you know, this and that. And he said, Andrew looked over at him and said, yeah, but what does it matter? and I've been feeling like that for a long time. I'll beat these bosses on Elden Ring. I'll grind and fight.
It's not supposed to matter, though. It's fun.
But if you've got shit to do, then it matters, right? In the sense that if you
they're fucking millionaires.
Yeah.
Like, if you're...
Well, Elon Musk plays Elden Ring. He said he likes it.
See what I'm saying? So, like,
most
it's like,
beautiful
come on,
game you ever
man.
played.
Everyone deserves... When you're working hard, you deserve to have time off where you just let go and, you know, just watch a fucking movie or play a video game. You know?
And I agree.
What I like about it also is I feel like it helps keep your spirit young.
Yeah. And what's working... And then this question is, what's working hard? Your own terms of working hard is you're working hard.
What's working hard is... When I sit down and play that game at the end of the night, everything on my fucking body is sore. That's working hard.
That's a
When
good reason.
I'm sitting there like, God damn, I'm sore as fuck.
But
Like,
then what's your terms of sore?
and
know
then
what I
when you
mean?
play for 30, when I play for 10 to 20 minutes, maybe 30, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm tired.
I can't keep my eyes on.
I can't stay focused mentally because I've been focused on training all fucking day.
Yes. So, and this is what I was getting at is some people's terms, like if you go, a fat person eats fucking McDonald's every day and jerks off and plays video games, you work them out for 30 minutes. Oh, I
he's
worked hard
dead.
today.
Yeah.
I'm tired. But then go get us and we'll work out for fucking 5 hours, and then it's like this is working hard. Like we worked hard today. It's like, what's your terms of working hard? Okay, what's your terms of sore? Just because you're fucking toast.
And then also it's like, okay, at the end of the day, we can sit down and play the game, and we'll be sitting there playing the game. Like, damn, we could be studying fight film right now.
I often say, dude, you're a fucking loser. You could be kicking it with some hot chicks right now, but you're fucking playing the game.
Well,
that you
see,
don't
every
even
time
care
I
to
jump
play.
on the game, I'm playing with my chick. So
Touche. But I'm playing this game, and like I don't even really care to play it. I'm just bored with nothing else to do. I'm like, dude, why aren't you with some fucking hot chicks? This is your world. You could fucking make some shit happen. You could hit some girls. Why are you just being a dork? I'm like, maybe because I just don't want to fucking deal with some girl and fuck her and then be all tired the next day. I was
right,
talking about this yesterday.
you gotta just yank it out, huh?
Yeah.
He says,
Tell him
Yeah.
you'd rather yank it out.
yeah.
Tell him, Ashley, we'd rather yank it out. But no, in that sense, I was talking about this yesterday. It's getting to the point now where like I've had sex enough in my life, unless she's like a baddie, then it's worth it. But to go leave at 11 o'clock, go kick it with some fucking 6.5, 7 out of 10, kick it with her till 2 o'clock in the morning, but I got to be up at 8 to take my little man's to school. And then fucking finally get to fuck her at 2:30, fuck her till 2:35, take her home. We're home by fucking 2:45. I did all the work. I'm back home at 3, and I get 5 hours of sleep because I chose to fuck an average girl when I could have been in bed at 11. Fucking yerked one out and been in bed at 11
Yeah,
and been
get
good
sleep.
to go. Yeah, get sleep, get a good next day. Now, sometimes it's worth it. If you got a 10 and she's a baddie, you got to be physically prepared. Well, when you fuck her, you wake up the next day, you're like, I'm good. I did it. I won the world title last night. As far as I'm concerned, I've won. I'm ready to get a good workout in today. But if you fuck some 6, you stayed up all night, you're like, I guess I'm just, I don't want to work out. I'm tired, this and that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have that problem. So.
well, yeah, you're in an awesome relationship with a
Right.
beautiful woman.
So we just fucking game at night.
She's like watching in the other room, just waiting for you to slip up. Like one thing too much, you're fucking cooked.
Dude, I'll tell you what, the other night, we played a few games of Fortnite, and I was like, all right, this is my last game, and we didn't win it, and then we went back to the lobby. I started going through the battle pass. I'm like, you know what? I want to get a couple more stars to get these V-Bucks or whatever, and I'm like, let's play one more, and we won it, and I was like, dude, that was badass. That was a great way to end the night. There's nothing like fucking winning on Fortnite or.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking hard, dude. Like, I mean, sometimes it's easy, but
easy
when
for
you
me.
run into them sweats,
Yeah,
fuck,
I'm in
dude.
a lower level. So I don't know if you noticed that, but they match you in with like kind of the level you're at.
Low levels.
Yeah,
and
like when you
put
first
bots
start
in there
playing,
and
when you
shit.
first playing, you only play bots for like the first few levels.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a level, it's kind of like I'm playing a bunch of kids J Var's age. So I let J Var get in a tough fight, and I pop up over him and fucking snipe him. Like, I got you, J Var. Like, I got you. But still, we get smoked too sometimes. You just can't help it. Man.
Yeah.
There's nothing more that feels better. Like, imagine you can feel that way when you see Lil Will. When you get a win with them, how excited they are, like that kid energy in them's like fucking pumped up. Like, Jigga will start dancing and shit. I'm like, this is
Yeah, I don't play with my son.
You don't?
No, not anymore. I used to. I did it for a little bit, but no, because that's my son. That's not my friend, you know. Plus,
Oh.
I don't like playing with kids on there.
Wow, that's
know?
good. That's actually
And then also, if I play with him on there, he's going to try to talk to me how he talks to his other little friends and shit on there, you know, and it's like, no. And plus, he's better than me, too, right?
so. It's really just about he's better. You came up with all this other shit, but it's really just bad.
Well, actually, it's not just that. It's, for one, I don't like the way he plays with the team on there. That's why I don't play with him. That's really why. I don't like the way he plays with the team when he plays on there. But then also like, yeah, I don't need him trying to talk to me how he talks to his friends and stuff. Like,
It's
like,
crazy that you're that in tune though. That you're that in tune with being a
yeah,
father.
yeah, we ain't friends.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We're not
That's
friends.
awesome.
You know, so
that's awesome, and that's a different. And I've heard you mention that before, but that it's. I don't want to call that extreme because I don't think it's extreme, but to that nature, to the point where you're like, I'm not playing you, like we're not buddy. Because in some cases I do, and I would like your opinion on why it's a bad thing. But sometimes I do feel like a friend to Javar. I really do. I feel like a friend in a sense, just as much of I feel like he can talk to me and we can be cool. But I imagine he can talk to you
we'll
as a
be
father too.
friends when he's an adult, when he's a fully grown man, and I no longer, you know what I'm saying, he's no longer
You're gonna always
a
be
kid,
that, though,
like,
bro. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm
You're
always gonna be that, but I'm
pops.
saying like when he's a man, that's when we can be more friends.
More friendly.
Yeah.
You can really be. But why do you think that's a bad thing? I really want to know that.
Well, like I said, for one, the way he talks with his friends on there, you
It's
ain't gonna talk to him
disrespectful
like
to
that.
a man. Yeah, to your father.
And actually, for a while, I did get a little too loose with how I let him talk to me because I like to talk a lot of shit. So we'll be talking shit on the game, but then I realized, oh, no, I can't let him do it at all. Like,
Does he have a phone?
yeah,
Does he fuck off on his phone a lot?
yeah, he's on his phone a lot.
Dude, so I want to tell you what I was thinking was crazy was it's almost like technology's help raising kids now.
They can.
Like almost. How do I explain
it's
it? Like
most kids are gonna use it for entertainment,
Yeah.
but like I tell them all the time, you know, you got your phone, you can look up almost anything on there. You should be using your phone to learn things. That's why I use my phone. Well, of course, I listen to podcast stuff, entertainment as well.
I fuck off more than the average kid on my phone.
Right, but I use YouTube to learn a lot of shit, like a lot of stuff. So
I don't watch pornography on my phone. That makes you proud. It's like I could give a fuck's less, but yeah, I just really watch podcasts and shit, listen to music on my phone. I don't really talk to much people. Especially another interesting thing, when I get close to my fights, I sometimes had to delete my messenger just because I don't want to worry. I don't want no women mess. I don't want the art of temptation fucking creeping into my life. Like that late night
losing
fucking
focus.
start losing focus, scrolling for hours. Dude, I'll scroll for 30, 45 minutes straight on like, who should I text? Who should I hit up?
For real.
Yeah, this video's funny. That video's funny. But yeah, and I'm just like, I'll just delete nothing to worry about. I don't get a chance. And now when I decide to download it again, it'll probably be after the fight, after I win. I did that in my last fight, and I was getting ready to do it when I was supposed to fight.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I just really watch podcasts and shit. Try to this is a bit off topic, but we're talking about phones and shit. I don't watch pornography because one reason is I'm not interested in it, but also I don't want Jigga to see that shit because he uses my phone.
It'll pop up on her, yeah.
Yeah, how embarrassing that'd be. Your fucking son's like, let me make a phone call real quick, and he just clicks. And he's like,
Fucking embarrassing. That's just not. You don't want him to see
Yeah,
that
not
stuff. You
appropriate,
know,
yeah.
he's not of an age to where, yeah, that's not appropriate. So,
Dude, it's weird though. It's weird. I want to get on this this interview to where they want to bring an OnlyFans girl, and me and her sit across from each other and debate each other. And I'd love to talk about parenting and shit like that, and love to hear conversations about parenting and stuff, and hear her thoughts on like how could you parent, and do you think, and I really don't know the answer, but do you think your child would respect you if you were if he grew up and knew you had OnlyFans and you still had OnlyFans, or if you're a stripper? And I'd like to know like what's their thoughts
not
on
as
that.
much. They're gonna lose a level of respect when they know that you're selling yourself like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's just not a respectful trade.
Yeah, it bothers me. I know. Well, I shouldn't say it bothers me, but I just think that I would at least want you to try to use your brain rather than your body. But I am in no position. I don't know your fucking situation. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I've heard that, like, I know a guy named Sharp who'll bring a bunch of girls onto his podcast, and one of the things he always talks about is like, why are you on OnlyFans? There's so much. You're beautiful. You're smart. Like, there's so many other ways to do it. And they'll say, oh, well, it's easy money. And then he'll just fucking pound them. I'm like, you're going with the easy way. Like,
Yeah.
all these people look at you like this, and this is what you like this. I remember my ex-girlfriend, she stripped, and me and her would argue a lot. Or not really argue. She was a stripper after we broke up, so I was in no position to judge her. But I was like, people look at you like this. And when I look at you like you're so smart and you got it. And like people are looking at you like this. And she's like, well, it's fun. I was like, it's fun. Like you, this is fun to you.
You're not going to be looked at as a virtuous woman when you're a stripper.
I hope they throw Bible paper on you instead of money.
Good luck getting a husband that's going to truly respect you.
Yeah. Now, maybe I think I could genuinely be with a stripper or OnlyFans. I really think I could, but I don't think I could be with a porn star.
Hell no, I ain't being with no fucking.
I couldn't be with
bruh.
a porn star.
Nah, bruh.
Definitely couldn't be with a porn star.
I don't even like my chick dancing at the damn club when we're there together.
He's all mad. Then she gotta do fucking arm dances.
Like, come on, man. I don't want
she
my
can only
fucking chick
dance from the
dancing on
upper
the stage
body.
for other
Yeah.
guys. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But in the sense, I would probably not want to party with my girl.
but everyone's different. Everyone, you know, you do you. You like what you like. But I'll tell you, me, if my girl want to dance on the stage, I'm going to want to smack her upside the head. Like, I got to smack them dumbass thoughts out your head because that don't make no sense.
It's just a bad position to be in because the dude's going to come holler at her.
Come
and then
on,
it's
man.
your job. Like, you're just staying a step
Oh,
ahead
yeah,
of the
you want a
game.
guy smacking all on your girl's ass, putting money up in her fucking crotch and shit. Like, come on, man. Who wants that?
Yeah, you might.
Who's okay with that?
You might rage out and starch him.
To quote Gucci Mane, I touched his wife titty and that nigga started tripping. That improper etiquette, you see the bitch stripping. Come on now.
Let's get it. Yeah,
Come on now.
where's the other Gucci quotes at?
Like, no, you don't want to be with
So
no
have you heard
stripper,
his
man.
diss song? It was like
Oh,
this song back.
right.
Back when.
time to wrap it up. Gotta go get the kids from school.
Well, oh shit. Let me give you one more. Gucci Mane's diss song. Have you ever heard it when he talked about killing Young Jeezy's boy? He literally made a diss song about how he killed his homeboy and buried him.
No.
I believe he may have
didn't hear
got
that
out
one,
on
no.
self-defense. He may have got out on self-defense, but he killed his homeboy and buried him. And then they go and do a diss song, they go and do a verses. You know, they've been doing verses. They bring Young Jeezy and Gucci Mane. And Gucci Mane, you can look this up. He says something about, how's your homeboy? He's in the dirt. Like, makes fun of Young Jeezy about how Gucci killed his homeboy. But Gucci gets out on, like, self-defense or some shit.
Wow.
So he can openly, openly make fun of Jeezy about killing his friend. And
Right.
it's just badass. But we've been on this motherfucker
Wow.
for 4 hours.
Yep, damn near. This was a good podcast.
I was happy, bro. And I love you. And
Yep.
I gotta get ready to teach the bad kids.
All right, so yeah, look up Caleb on Facebook. You got Instagram.
Yeah, I got Instagram, Caleb Woodside.
Look him up, follow him. Stay tuned because he's gonna be a world champion one day. And man, I hope y'all are enjoying this podcast because you're not. I mean, you don't always get to see long format conversations with upcoming MMA fighters. Like, he's still an amateur, and like you get to follow his journey all the way to becoming a pro and whatever organization he chooses to fight in and become a champion in. So I really hope y'all enjoy this, and man, hit the subscribe button, subscribe, because man, I need to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I still got a bunch of these shirts left. So get them while they're still hot, and each one's gonna be signed. They're $50. Don't be cheap. This is direct to garment printed. This ain't screen printed. And follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. But hit the fucking subscribe button. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to say a prayer before I go to bed every night that y'all subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, that's episode number 10.
Let's get this shit. Love y'all.